Now, I don't want to start the show off with a negative, but we've got this temporary floor manager in today, and he's just said to me, oh, I've been watching you on YouTube. You've aged. What a lovely thing to say on a Monday morning where we're supposed to be bright and positive and fabulous. Anyway, he won't be in again. That's it now, he will not be in again. Mind you, I said that, didn't I? I'd never worked with Hayley's producer again. And who'd have produced me yesterday? Only Hayley. Anyway, good morning. Welcome to Sound Culture. I'll stop moaning now, because we've got such a lovely day lined up for you. Would you like to have a look at the menu to see what we're doing today? Here we go. Coming up today, it's Make It Monday. 8 o'clock, I've got a sewing machine school. That's with the lovely Jane. And then at 9 o'clock, we've got stylish shell top. They've done this on purpose. Stylish shell top with Jennifer Mills. And then at 10 o'clock, we've got elegant embellishment. Now, you might have seen the machine before. I've never seen it before. It's a fantastic embroidery machine at 10 o'clock. And then 11 o'clock, it's all about the sleeve. I think that's a take on All About Eve, is it? You know the film with Betty Davis? One of my favourite films. Fasten your seatbelts, we're in for a bumpy ride. Oh, you missed my impression then. I do apologise. Right, now, we'd like you to get in touch. We'd like you to get in touch. I'm not doing it again. You missed it the first time. I'm not doing it again. If you would like to get in touch, because we want you to get in touch, two ways. The best way is via the web chat. If you go to the website, www.soundquarter.com, you click on Watch Live there, watch today's show, and then you get a big screen like that. And then what you do is you scroll down the page, and you'll see a little box there. You can message you there. Hannah's actually logged in, you see, so that's what you'll see. Hello, she says. John. Exclamation mark. So you can send a message there, but please, 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 don't make it too long, because it does cut them off halfway through because there's only so many characters. They are going to fix that. So you can send it that way, or you can email studio@soundquarter.com, studio@soundquarter.com. While we're on the webpage, you see there products from today's show. They're all the products I had yesterday. In fact, somebody bought one of those Prim silicone iron rests at 6 o'clock this morning. I know. Because they were obviously watching the replay, weren't they, you see? Because it goes on all night, right the way up until 8 o'clock. Anyway, so what you can do is you click on anything there if you think you've missed anything to pop it in your basket. In a minute, all of those will disappear, and all of today's items will appear there. Also, if you want to buy and put them on your basket on the web, if you scroll back up the page, you see where I am. Well, I won't be there at the moment because it's Hannah's message coming up. But you see where it says Add to Basket. You can just click on there. You pop it in your basket, but if you know you want it, excuse me, make sure you check out, because we only do one postal packaging of £2.95 for the whole day. It'll consolidate at midnight. So if you buy something in the 8 o'clock hour, you buy... oh, now look, they've got to update that flash fabric sale, because that's finished now. It finished at midnight last night. Ignore that. That finished at midnight last night. We'll have a word with them to get rid of that. Anyway, we've got lots of gorgeous... Do you know what I might just do? We'll just... Oh, do you want to have a look at this bundle? You just said to introduce the bundle, didn't you? We've got this lovely... Oh, actually, I'm going to tease you with it. Look at that lovely bundle. I'll tell you more about it later. You get all of this, 2 books, Stitch and Tear, fabric, and a snippy there. Brilliant, isn't it? But I'm not going to show you that now, because Jane is waiting in the wings to go. So... Good morning.
Good morning.
How are
you? Very well.
We didn't get a kiss at the door this morning, did we? Because she was busy carrying this. I said, you're all right, actually. I'm used to this. I'm used to carrying in sewing machines. Yeah. So I think by far the most popular sewing machine we do is the 680.
It certainly is, yes.
Because all of our, when our designers are doing their projects and everything, we always have a form for them, and at the bottom they have to fill in what sewing machine. And every time, nearly 99% of the time, they ask for this one. And it's just the most fabulous machine,
It is, yes. It is a beautiful machine. It's got everything that you could possibly want on it, and then some. And it's just a very easy-to-use machine that's very versatile, so I can see why they all love it.
And they always say, don't they, don't buy a sewing machine of where you are at the moment. No. Buy a sewing machine of where you aspire to be, because you don't want to outgrow your sewing machine.
No, certainly not, no. And it's quite easily done. You think, that's fine, that's all I'm using at the moment. And they say then 6 months later, you've gone on to do a different craft, or you're doing different things, and you think, oh, I wish I'd bought one with X, Y, and Z on.
Now, what we're doing today is we're doing the 680. Now, it normally costs $9.99, but today you get it for $9.99, but you also get a thread bundle thrown in as well. We've got a still a bit there. There you go.
There we go.
It's the thread bundle you'll have seen before. It's the one with the bumblebee bottom and the ruler and the threads in there. So you're getting that, basically, thrown in for free. OK? Right, the bundle's very limited. The bundle is very limited. So let's just get on, because we love... Now, we're going to be showing free
motion
later
today.
on. Yes. Free motion embroidery, because that's what that bundle's all about over there. So let's just set to, really.
What we've got,
because everything you're going to show here now Comes with the machine,
It does,
doesn't
yes.
it?
So it's got all the feet that you could possibly need. You can buy extra ones if you ever want to at some point.
Right.
But it's got so many with it, I think they'll keep you going for quite considerable time.
Exactly.
So it also comes with the extension table.
Right.
We still haven't found the legs for that.
All right.
It does have legs with it, honestly.
Yours will come with legs, but Jay, you know, Jay, our floor manager, who's off sick at the moment, he lost the legs for that one.
It is just a nice table that just slips
And what
on.
would you... So there's just... I mean, I'll move it to one side in a minute, but you basically take your gubbins tray off, don't you?
Take your accessory box off, and it just clips on there. So
and it comes with legs.
The legs are adjustable as well, so if your surface is a little bit uneven, you can adjust the legs so it sits really flat.
And what would you use that for, then?
I never take mine off these days.
Oh, okay.
It just stays on there. I quilt a lot, so it's brilliant because you've got that extra space to hold the fabric with. Whatever you do, if you're making curtains, dressmaking, even just general craft sewing, you've got that bigger space to keep your work, so it's really firm, not dragging anywhere.
Right, first message in already. Good morning. Gives no notice to the floor manager. You look fabulous as ever. Oh, thank you, Marcia. Thank you. I thought it was going to be a message for you then, Jay. Right, so...
What do we get with it? Can you remember all the feet from last time?
No.
No.
She does this every time, doesn't she?
It's a test.
Christine, good morning, John. Oh, you ignore the floor manager, don't look a day over 39. I'll be 39 this year. Right, this is a walking foot.
It's a walking foot,
Jane will go through these properly with you in a minute. That's the walking foot. That's a 1/4 inch foot.
Yeah.
That's a rolled hem foot.
Yeah.
That's a zipper foot.
Uh-huh.
That's the open applique foot. No.
The button sewing. If you're sewing buttons on, we can do that later.
So is that the applique foot?
That's your satin stitch foot, yes.
Yes, the satin stitch, right? That's one without the... It's not open toe, is it? Because the open toe is something there. Yeah. But that's the one without the bar in there. Yeah. I've got no idea what that one is. Oh, I know blind hemming. I did know that one. Blind hem.
And over edge.
Leaves that one there.
Over edge.
I don't know what that one's for.
It's for neating. If you haven't got an overlocker, it's really nice because it will neaten the edge of the fabric.
Oh, so it's the same as the overlocking without the cutting.
It doesn't cut, but the bit will neaten the edge for you.
I think that's all of them, isn't it? And then that goes with the walking foot. We can talk about that.
You've also got the quilt bar that goes with the machine as well. So if you wanted to do some parallel line spacing, you can pop this in. Again, we'll pop it in later and have a look at it. You've also got your buttonhole foot.
Oh, I love that.
Which is a fabulous buttonhole foot because it comes with a stabiliser plate.
Did you bring a button?
I've got buttons.
First time Jane and I did this, none of us had a button, so she had to cut them off her trousers to show you how to sew a button.
That was all fine. Trousers stayed intact. But this is lovely because you've got the stabiliser plate. If you've got difficult fabrics, you can sandwich them in between and it just feeds it through beautifully without dragging or taking it down. And you can also alter. It's a standard one-step buttonhole, but you can also alter. If your buttons are domed and you need a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller, you've got that on the side there. So that comes with it. You've also got your standard free motion foot, which a lot of people call the hopper foot. Right. It's the same that goes up and down, which is really nice.
Well, I know we're rushing through these now, but during the hour we will show.
We'll get them back on again. And this one is one of my favourites, the convertible quilting foot, which we will be using. And it comes with closed toe, an open toe, and a circular one. You can use that for echo quilting, so you can use that as a guide to get your line separately, or I just use it sometimes to keep everything flat while I'm working.
Oh, yes, especially if you've got lots of fabric, it's going to stop it bouncing up outside the needle,
and it's fabulous, this, because you can actually alter the height of it off your work, but we'll put that on later and do some free motion, because it'll time.
If you've got any questions for Jane, I think, Paul, you might be a bit psychic, right? Jane said, before we came on there, please don't ask me to do a rolled hem because I've forgotten my chiffon, right?
Yes.
What's the first question? Could you show us a rolled hem, please? Sorry, next time, Paul. Oh, Carol. Morning, Jane and John. I'm interested in the 680, but, excuse me, but just want to know the throat measurement as I do a lot of quilting. That's Carol in Kent.
8 inches.
Oh, pardon?
8 inches. There you go.
21 centimetres.
Just over 8 inches. Yeah, it's a brilliant size. My own standalone machine at home is this size, and I've had double quilts through it, no problem, yeah. So
there you go.
Nice.
So if that's your only decision, Carol, get on the phone line.
It's fabulous. It's also got so many features. You get your spill caps with it as well. And I've left this reel out because a lot of people use these now. And we've made a lovely little spill cap, so it just sits on the end like that.
Oh, fantastic. Very quickly, can you just explain, we've got another message going, what's the throat measurement? What's the throat of a sewing machine?
It's the space here. From the side of the machine to the foot. So a standard sewing machine, you look at it, it's about 3 inches shorter than this. So with this, you've got extra space to get bulky items. Yes. Not just quilting, if you're doing soft furnishings, coats.
But you said you've got that
I've had a double quilt, roll it up, clip it up, and it'll go through.
There.
Yeah.
OK, there you go, Carol. Brilliant. Right, sorry, I interrupted your thread.
So The little ones, I thought I'd show these because a lot of people say, what's that for?
Yeah, it all just stays in the toolbox, doesn't it?
It just tucks in the end there because otherwise you end up with these bouncing around all over the place, and they are quite popular now.
It's like the overlock you do. You've got cones that you put your threads on to stop them doing that. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, if you're using the big cones. And you also get with it screwdriver, there's a little stylus because it's all touch screen, a little brush for cleaning.
Which you never use.
No, I know, I'm naughty. And also the most essential piece of kit, the quick unpick.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that comes with it. There is also a spare thread stand that will go in, but we can't find it.
Oh, yes,
it's somewhere.
Right, yes.
You're also getting 5 bobbins as standard with it, and then you also get this lovely box, this lovely Elna box.
You don't get there's no thread on the bobbins when you get yours.
I had to retrieve them from everywhere. Yes. You get 10 in there. We did manage to retrieve 9.
Okay.
But the fabulous thing is with these, they've got that little blue disc.
Oh, yes. Now, we had a question that we...
You can't, no, I did ask.
Last time somebody messaged in going, I need those for my bobbins. Can we buy them separately? No, you can't.
But you get 10 in here. Yeah. But they are great because otherwise you end up with a whole bird's nest when you open it. Doesn't matter how well you wind them up. You take that off and it's a huge bird's nest in it. And that all
comes with this as well?
All comes with it. So I love Elna. You're also getting a straight stitch plate.
Oh, now this fascinates me because the computer knows when you've taken it on and off, doesn't it?
It does, and it will only let you do so many stitches.
Can you just explain why we'd need 2 of these?
The straight stitch plate, if you're doing fine fabrics, a lot of time, I use it for free motion quilting as well, or if I'm doing a lot of piecing or straightforward, if I was making curtains, I'd pop it on. Because it's just going down the centre hole there, you're not getting that fabric drag down. So if you do a lot of fine fabrics, for instance, you sometimes it eats it.
Yes.
If you start off to, and that will help alleviate that.
We'll show you that later on. We will show that going on later on. But the computer, the sewing machine knows when you've taken the old one off and put this new one on, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's
which
a
I
safety
think is
feature
fascinating.
on it. Yeah,
absolutely
just a safety feature, so it won't let you break needles or damage foot. Knee lift.
I think these are brilliant. When I worked in theatre, I had an industrial sewing machine which had this on anyway. I can't show it onto the machine because we're too far away from the table. You literally put that into the machine, and then this hangs down the side of your table there. So if you've got your hands full with fabric and you need to lift your foot, you don't have to let go of something. You literally just push it with your leg. You don't have to lift your leg that high, but you just push it with the leg like that, and it lifts the foot up for you, and then you release it, and it lets the foot back down again. I think that's
fabulous,
brilliant.
Because you've got the needle down facility on this as well. You haven't even got to worry about trying to get the needle in the fabric. It will automatically.
That's excellent. Also, I need to point this out as well. You do get the most incredible backup support with an Elna. First of all, they have a phone number they can ring any time of day with any questions you've got. But in this book, right, it's got everything. This comes with it, right? And how often these days, when you buy like a washing machine or a tumble dryer, it says, go to the website and download the details. Yeah. I never do then, do I? But this is brilliant. I'll show you later, but if you want to do a certain stitch, it tells you what foot you need, what setting to put it on, and everything like that. So it's like an infallible kind of instruction book. It's amazing the depth of detail that it goes into. That's called excellence, isn't it?
Of course it is. And it's lovely because it's really clear line drawings.
Yes.
There's no photographs, which I sometimes find a little confusing.
Yeah, photographs are fine if you're doing colour embroidery or something like that. But if you just want to know about a basic, you need to know the needle goes here, the thread type, not thread type, the stitch type is here, where you need to, what foot you need, and everything like that.
And it tells you on the machine as well.
Yes.
Speaking of which, shall we thread up the machine?
Right.
Do you want to thread the machine
yes.
up? Okay. It's quite straightforward. What I will do first is I'll put some of my feet away in the secret. Secret storage compartment. You know I like this.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think where we've got satin stitch. They've all got a little letter on here. And it corresponds.
You see, I hope Jay's watching at home now. JR normal, well, it's not normal by any means, but JR floor manager, he's the one who's lost all these pieces. So Jay, this is what you're supposed to do at the end of each show.
So it tips forward and it's marked, and you can just sit your feet in and they stay in there. Really easy access. They've also got a little pivot pin, which is an Elna exclusive.
Oh, yes.
If you watched before, I've done it before. Again, I'll do that later for you, so that's really nice. So I shall know.
I've got a slide here with some of the details of the sewing machine. But the thing is, right, have a look at this. It's got 170 built-in stitches, including the alphabet and numbers, and 10 styles of buttonholes. 9mm stitch. Jane will go through all this during the hour. Large workspace, oh, there it is. Automatic thread cutting, large extension table, 91 needle positions with the circular sewing that we've just shown you. That's an Elna exclusive. Knee lifter, which I've just shown you. But the thing is, watch Jane this hour, but then if you also go to the website and you go to the shop, and you look at the sewing machine and bring each of the sewing machines down, it has all the things that Jayne's going to go through now. It has them all listed on the website as well. Right.
Right, so thread goes on as normal.
Yeah.
Down, spool. And again, put your spool cap to the size of the reel. I've seen it with great big spool caps. It saves it dragging and catching. So that's on. It threads. Most machines thread pretty much the same these days. So it's just, and again, make sure your presser foot's always lifted when you thread.
Oh, okay.
So it opens the tension discs, so the thread will actually sit in properly.
Right.
And it's just across the top.
Are there numbers on the top of the machine telling you where to go?
Yeah, and you've got a solid line and a dotted line. The solid line is for the machine.
Right.
And the dotted line is for the bobbin.
Okay.
So it's quite straightforward. So again, down, number 3, across, up, round that one. Again, when I'm past there now, I'll pop the presser foot down because it puts the tension on the thread and stops you ending up with yards of it. Through that one, through the side. Now, I haven't checked this. I'm hoping nobody's broken the needle threader. It goes through.
Don't think anyone uses it but you.
Don't they? There we go.
Automatic needle threader.
Fabulous. I can't see any more to thread needles, unfortunately.
Oh, really?
So, again, I'm going to switch on
why
now.
do it? Why do it when the machine will do it for you?
You've got the needle thread. It's fabulous. One of the other fabulous features on here, are safety features, is, as you can see, I've got all the LED lights now.
Yeah.
There's a little key on the screen here.
Right.
And if I press that, it's locked the whole machine out now. So if you accidentally put your foot on the foot pedal or press a button, it's not going to start.
Oh, wow.
So it's just a really nice
That's also
safety.
good if you've got
children or even pets. I've had people say, oh, the dog's or the cat's always on the side. So that's a really good feature.
I think the children thing's better because Joe Carter, one of her 2 little boys, love sewing machines because they're machines and they're dangerous. And
my grandson does because mine's got flashy lights on it. And
Exactly.
he sits there going like this.
So the fact if you've got the lock on and they wander into the room when you're not there, they're not going to be able to. They can look at it and whatever, but they're not going to be able to do themselves any harm.
Bobbin drops in, P.
Yeah.
Like we always do. In there, and it goes underneath both.
Right. Oh, hang on,
There you go. I can get in there. And it's, again, it's numbered and arrowed here, 1 and 2. You cut the thread end off. Oh. Pop the top on, and it will automatically pick that up when you start sewing.
Even with it cut off?
Yes. Yeah. Because
in mine, you have to hang through and then pull the thread.
And then pull yards and yards of thread out before you start. Yeah. These don't. Again, if you do want to pull that bottom thread up, if I'm quilting, and that I usually do, I'll just do a needle up, needle down, pull it up and pull it out to the side.
Like an old-fashioned sewing machine.
Yeah. Unlock it. Okay. We've also got speed control on here, which is a tortoise and hare.
Yeah.
Which is quite self-explanatory. Got your tortoise and hare. So, obviously, slow it down. Start about mid-speed is fine. And again, I'm going to get my little stylus now. The screen is giving you all the information that you could possibly need. It's telling me here that I'm in mode 1 and I'm on stitch 1. That's the automatic default, which is a straight stitch.
Okay, now, so if you switch it off and switch it on again, it would automatically go back to that.
Onto there, yes.
And what is 1 and 1 then?
It's a standard straight stitch, essential. You've also got the width and the length. And because you've got no width on your straight stitch, if you start moving that, you've got, it's where your 91 needle positions come in. You can move it in 1 mil increments to the left or right.
One of the designers had it the other day, and they said to me, oh, I just want to move my needle. And I was like, I didn't realise. So you just move the width?
The width. On a straight stitch, it's the width, because there is no width on a straight stitch.
I know that now for future.
4.5 central, because it's a 9mm stitch width on here as well.
So, but you don't... So 4.5 will be the centre, because it's 9mm?
Point, but you can go from 0 to 9, so that's your 91.
So it's not just on mine, you can literally go middle... Left or right.
Yeah.
You can't vary it. So yours, you could work out exactly
literally 1 mil increments across.
Brilliant when you put in zips in and things like
fabulous. Or if you want to sew a top stitch on the edge of something, you can move the needle right across without falling off the edge of the fabric. So telling me what foot to use, which is a standard A foot on here. And it's also telling me that I've got the presser foot in. You can sew without the presser foot if you want.
You've got what in?
The foot pedal. Foot pedal. It's far too early this morning. The foot pedal. You can sew without the foot pedal. You've got the start-stop button here.
Right.
And I know a lot of people...
Is that the green one you're pointing at?
Who've never even got the foot pedal out of the bag. They just like the start-stop button. It's easy to use.
I suppose I'd be better with the pedal because that's all I've ever known.
Yeah.
I'd be frightened that when you press that button, it's just going to run off.
No, because with your speed control, you can start it really slowly.
So, literally, you put your fabric under and you press the button, it just starts sewing.
I'll pop the... If I take that out now, it's telling me that the foot control... I'll pick it up in a minute. The foot control's gone off there.
Right.
So I can pop that down. Oops. Do that down. I can start off with a needle in if I want. I've got it really slow. and it's going to start off like that.
How brilliant.
And if you want to, yes, you can take it right up and then slow it
how'd you
down
stop
again.
it?
You can stop it just by going stop.
Oh, because it changed red, did it?
Red to green.
Right.
Also, because I started with the needle in, it's always going to stop with the needle down, so you can pivot.
Excellent.
Totally hands-free pivoting. And I'm going to...
That'd be like the difference. Oh, well, it's not the stupid analogy, but like if you drive a car with a gear stick and without an automatic.
I'm automatic now,
yes.
and I think if I had to go into manual, I'd be going. I'd have to go in the car park for an hour first just to get used to it again. But it's with that needle down function is brilliant, especially in conjunction with the knee lift because you're totally hands free.
Of course, yes.
Big items underneath, so you can just start again. When you want to stop, you've got a lock stitch, and I've set the machine now. So when I press that lock stitch, it's going to stop. If it's doing a pattern, it will finish. And it's also cut it for me.
Okay, so that's instead of going backwards and forwards, it's literally done 3...
It's done 6 little stitches on the spot, and then I've set it now so that every time I do that, the underbed cutter automatically comes into play.
Okay, but you can do it to do that or not to do that.
Yes.
Only because a lot of our designers, when they're doing top stitching on... that's going to be seen on the outside of the back, they always go, oh, don't go backwards and forwards because it looks ugly. Yeah. But then what they do is they get the thread, they put it in a needle, push it through,
pull it through and tie it off.
So that's doing it for you.
That does it, and it ties it off a lovely little on the back. I don't know if the guys can catch that. So you've got a tiny little tie.
So that's the top that you'll see on the top. That's what you see on the top. So you can't see any back, and then at the back, it
just literally is.
That looks like a surgeon's knot. That one, doesn't it? Like when you've had stitches. Yeah. That's brilliant, isn't it?
So it will do that. You can set it if you want so that it will do a reverse start and finish. So we literally go on to 0, 2 underneath, and I'm going to start again. Pop the needle down.
Oh, you've not got the...
And it's gone back for me.
Yeah.
Then when I come to the end of the row, I can press the reverse on here, and it will automatically do it again for me.
And will it cut off as well on that one? Yeah, will.
You can hear it, And it's cut it as well. So you've got it, and it's a really nice, neat little reverse as well.
Because sometimes when you do it yourself, you go back and you don't quite hit it,
It's because it's a really good feed system on the machine, so it takes it straight back.
That's brilliant.
So that's a really nice
That's an excellent feature, that one. And we haven't really started. That's just the setting off on the sewing machine. Before we go on to anything else, you need to plug that thingy back into it. I need to show you 2 books, apparently. Oh, Lorraine's looking forward to seeing Free Motion because she can't get the hang of it.
Okay.
Right. This is the, very quickly, I won't take too much of Jayne's time. How to use a sewing machine, a beginner's manual. It's everything, really, that Jayne's showing you now. But if you wanted a little book just to elaborate on all the different details, all the basics you need, £12.95. Right, if you're a bit like, production manager Hayley, she's got a sewing machine but has no idea. Oh, but then yesterday, or the day before, I talked myself into buying her a voucher to go to one of Joy's classes. So Joy said I could have mates rates. I could pay in instalment, she said, at £5 a week. There's a section there which I skimmed past because I don't think we've got any overlockers at the moment. They called it a serger. What's the difference? Is there a difference between serger and overlocker?
It's just American.
Oh, okay.
It's American for serger, yeah.
Right, but the thing is, all overlockers are different, right? All overlockers are different, but you could get the basics from there if you've got an overlocker and you're a bit scared of it. But they're all basically the same. But I tell you what, if you want an overlocker, get the Elna one because it's just brilliant. I was always terrified of overlockers, always, and yet your Elna one is just amazing, isn't it? Anyway, that book is at £12.95. And then very quickly, I've got this little book. Is it this one you want to do next? Ultimate Sewing Bible. This one's got a sister guide, which was called the Ultimate Quilting Bible. Sold out the first time we've had it. We've not been able to get it back yet. This is, again, all through the techniques. I'll go through this one in depth later, because I don't want to use up Jayne's time. We just know these books are very, very popular when we show them. But I will go through it again in a second. Because that one's got projects for the home in it, as well as dressmaking and quilting and things. And then last but not least, I've got this lovely, gorgeous, this is brand new. Am I allowed to show it now? Yeah. This is like a pocketbook. Hayley's so excited about this. When she goes shopping, she's going to take this with her. It's like a little pocketbook with everything you need to know about the feet for your machine, tools, and then when you get a sewing machine needles, so if you take it with you to the shops, threads, other notions, and then what's brilliant, materials. So if you're in the shop, Hannah, and you think, oh, I just want to get some, or it says on the thing, this is acetate. Do you know what acetate is, Hannah? No, it's like a lining fabric that's like a very fine taffeta, like a very, very fine taffeta. But it's got all the different fabrics in there and what they are and what other types that they come. So wool comes in challis, crepe, felt, flannel, gabardine and tweed. Do you know what I mean? And then all about different interfacings, what interfacings you might need. Very, very good, isn't it? It's a fantastic little book. Just keep it in your pocket or your handbag. £5.95. Lovely little present, that as well. Right, let's get back to Jayne. Let's get back to Jayne now. Right. So we've done straight stitching.
Yeah, we've threaded up.
What about, because we mentioned earlier about a zigzag stitch and things like that, just basics to start with.
Yeah, so they're all, you've got on the inside of the lid here, you've got in mode 1, they're what they class as utility stitches, most of these. On the top row, you've got a nice selection of buttonholes as well. You've got the button sewing on feature, that we've done before, a darning stitch, you've got an lilac, and you've got some really nice applique stitches on there.
That's all in zone 1?
That's all in zone 1, and then you've got some more decoratives on here, some satin stitch.
While we're here, we might as well go through all the different... so zone 1 is what you've just said, like utility stitch. More than utility, though, isn't it?
You've got your appliques in there as well. You've got some nice decoratives on here. Well, they're classes probably as heirloom stitches. You've got your satin stitches. On every little screen as well, you'll see a little dotted square and a little, like a bullseye with an LS on it. That's a lock stitch because you can program all these stitches to put your own stitch sequence together. So you can put spaces in. Then when you come to the end of it, just pop a lock stitch on the end. So the square's the space, is it? Yeah, and the little bullseye is the lock stitch. If you don't put the lock stitch on the end of your sequence, it will continually sew that over. And so if you put 4 stitches together, it will continually sew those as a new pattern. Oh, OK. Oh, so that's the pattern so unless you pop the lock stitch on. Is the free motion demo this hour? Yes, Wendy, yes, it is. We'll get to it in a second. It is. Mode 2 is mostly decorative stitches and quilting stitches. I would use all the top row and a good chunk of the bottom row for quilting, especially if you're doing crazy quilting or in the ditch, anything like that. It's nice stitches. And again, more decoratives on there. You've got a little car on there, a little helicopter. Oh, I know. Hannah likes the, what's it? Hannah likes the love hearts and the, which was the other one you liked, Hannah? It's the love hearts normally. The snowflake. She likes the snowflake. Snowflake, this one. Yeah, number 65. And again, if you're looking at number 6, if you want to tie your quilts together, you can just put one in, pop it in the memory, and it will do a clasp stitch and stop for you. So I'll show you that one in a minute if you want. So it will just I don't know what that is. A clasp stitch. Yeah. Normally, when you put your quilts together, you'd quilt through all the layers. Yes, yes. Sometimes you can hand tie quilts, so you can use buttons or threads to tie it. But that's a little clasp stitch, so it just makes it so much quicker. So you can do that. It'll do one, stop, and then you can move on. So it's a nice, quick way. You don't want to Tracy says, I bought an overlocker, the Elna overlocker, after the last show, and I use it constantly. I didn't think I would, but I do, thank you. It's a fabulous machine, that, yes. Right. Yeah. So, do you know what? Shall we do... I know this is not really jumping completely ahead, but so many people are asking about... free motion. The free motion. Shall we just... OK. So show that, right. While you before you set up, I've got a little bundle over here, which would be ideal if you are thinking of doing a bit of free motion. So what you get in the bundle is you get the 2 books. One is machine embroidery. Now, it's not the machine embroidery that our machine embroidery is going to be doing later. This is more freehand. And then this one's stitch, fabric and thread. And then you also get some stitch and tear. You get the 4 half meters of the fabric, the navy, the cream, the white and the black. And you get the snippy scissors, all for £45 and 45 pence. 54.45. So you get all of that in there. It's a lovely little bundle, that one, if you're going to treat yourself today. But we'll get Jayne then to show us how we set up and how we do a bit of, what's it called? Free motion embroidery. Free motion. And when would you use free motion embroidery? You can do it for, we've got lovely embroidery books over there, so that's a really good way to do it. You can free motion on your quilts. You can it's basically drawing with the sewing machine. Right, or writing really or anything like that. You can write your name with it. I always say to people go, oh, I can't do it. It's the biggest question I get asked after how to use a needle threader. It's practice. I've got some little squares here that I put together with some bit of wadding and some just scrap fabric and just practice on, and you will find your own rhythm, as it were. Yes, of course. And also you've got to practice because you don't know, you're thinking, oh, I can do a flower, but then it's like when you draw by hand, you don't know exactly what the technique to begin with. A really good way, if you're sort of worried about it, is to get a fabric with a big pattern on it, sandwich that together, and then you can follow the pattern, and again, you can do some really nice... even if you've got, say, leaves and flowers, you can embellish them further with your machine. All I've done now, I've clipped the plate off here, this little button. I'm going to pop this one on now.
And so what's that?
It's a straight stitch plate that's going on.
Yeah.
Just give it a good firm pressing.
Oh, the button down there was to get it off?
This is a little button here.
Yeah.
It just
releases
pings, so there's no screws, because normally you've got to mess about with screws. So that goes on.
Right, brilliant.
Okay.
What's that foot you put on?
This is the convertible quilting foot that we looked at earlier. It's got the 3 different ones. You literally just
all in the kit, doesn't cost
you
any extra.
All in the book.
All in the kit as well. You get
you're getting
all
everything
of it,
with it, and these are quite expensive to buy on their own. I think they're £49.
Right. So all of these are going to cost a fortune.
Everything that we're using today comes with the machine, so you haven't got to add anything on.
Brilliant.
You just unscrew the foot with the ankle on it.
Right.
Don't lose that, because you won't be able to put your feet back on again.
Right.
I've just popped this foot onto a straight stitch.
Oh, sorry, I'll put that one back.
Yeah. And if you can see on the screen here now,
it's coming.
Come on to a different stitch here. So if I want to go into mode 2, it's not going to let me.
Oh, okay.
It will only let me do these straight stitches here that says straight stitch needle plate on the lid.
You could, if you put a zigzag in there.
I've done it. I've got an older model machine at home which hasn't got the sensor on it, and I've done it more than once.
Oh, yeah.
And as soon as you start, you know, you're thinking, and it's going bang. Yes. So, but it's showing you here straight stitch needle plate. That's all it's going to let you do on there. Drop the feed. The feed drops on the side. There's a little switch.
Yeah.
That's how the feed's down. It automatically drops the stitch
just point to it again. The camera's just coming. Oh, and we need to drop the...
You can't see it. Can I move it a little bit? So,
oh, you can.
No, we can't see it.
No, there we go. It's coming. Where's the switch? The feed
it's here.
There.
It's that one. It's a little,
brilliant.
You can see it there. It's just a little dial. So the feed's down. It's automatically dropped the stitch length to 0 now. Okay. I pop the feed back up. It's gone back to a normal length. So that's a good test of thinking that it's down. And I'm going to pop that. I don't know where the back's gone off that. So, again.
So, you don't need a walking foot then for this?
Walking foot is when you're quilting through all 3 layers.
Right.
Or if I was putting curtain tape on, or even doing a coat or something really heavy, it stops it creeping. That's the idea.
I think you need to get some of that for our Richard today. Stop him being so creepy. Oh, he's not here, he's gone.
It's gone.
Right.
So that's what the walking foot's for. We'll look at that in a minute. The free motion foot here is just for you, literally, the feet aren't there, so you're moving it around.
Okay, got it.
Okay. So you can on this, there's a little screw on the side. So I can take that foot lower if I want to.
Oh, because it depends on how thick. If
I've got a really heavy cut, I can take it up. Whereas with your standard foot, which is the one most people use, the darning foot, it hops up and down this as well, so it's bouncing on it.
Okay.
Whereas this one actually glides
completely
across.
still.
So let's see if I'm going to pull the bottom thread up on this. Let me just take that. I'm going to take the thread out. If I'm quilting, I always pull the bottom thread up.
And why is that?
Because I don't want to see it on the back of my work.
Oh, of course.
And again, and then I would tie it in as I would normally.
Yes.
When I'm quilting without doing it.
So you've got your 2 threads going to the back.
2 threads are going underneath.
Put your spool cover back up.
Put that back on.
Cover.
On down. And this is when foot pedal. Keep it reasonably fast. So
now, you've got a 4.5 stitch length.
Yep.
The stitch width is north because you don't want it to...
The stitch width, that's the same, 4.5.
Oh, sorry,
that's
just in the middle. Sorry, yeah.
The stitch length has dropped to 0 because the feed dogs aren't in play now.
Right.
And you are physically moving.
Oh, so you make the size of the stitch by how fast you move the fabric.
The faster you go, the bigger the stitch. The smaller you go, the tinier the stitch. This is all I think this is... There we go. So all I'm going to... So it's telling me now, it's giving me a warning that the feed dogs are down before I start.
Right.
So if I've gone back to normal sewing and not put them up, it will tell me.
Oh, that's good. Yes, you should.
Because otherwise, you sit there and you're thinking, it's not moving. What's going on? And again, it's another one. So again.
Now, again, if you're new to this, you can put it on really slow, I take it.
You can. I would always... That's just caught under there somehow. Let me snap the thread. Let me just take this out and start again. We've got a thread snap there. There we go.
What happened then? The thread just snapped?
The thread snapped, yeah. Let's just go underneath this one. Down.
I was going to say I'd go to the books, but she's done it. She's done it.
I've done it threaded. Expert needle threader.
Yeah.
And start again. And again, maybe I've got it a little bit low, so we'll just take that up a tiny bit.
This is why you need to do your practice runs first,
Always
isn't it?
practice, and because all fabrics are different as well, different waddings behave differently, so it's a case of just practice on some scraps first. And there we go.
And she's off.
Stop now. And take that. And you will, I'm going to take that down a little bit, because I think that's a little bit high off the fabric for me. And again, it is practicing. I would always say, I mean, I sort of like doing little hearts like this. That's one of my favourites. I've snapped again. I don't know actually if it's...
Is the 680 the only one of the machines that we offer you that you can do the...
You can do free motion on any machine.
Oh.
Yep. As long as you can drop those feed dogs.
As long as you can drop your feed dogs.
Some of the older machines, you've got like a darning plate that goes on the top. So.
And would you get that foot with all of the Elners, or do you have to buy it?
Just this one, you have to buy it, and it's £49, I think.
Do you know what? It's so worth it just for all the accessories you get, isn't it?
You do get a huge amount of accessories. I'm wondering if it's the thread that doesn't... There you go. So it is, and it is just a case of... I think it's the thread. I think
it's the thread,
I'll change the thread on this. We'll pop the other one on. I'm just going to take... I've got a little snippy or something.
This one?
Yeah, that one will do. And pop it on.
Jayne does that. These two books that are in the bundle, not the sewing machine bundle, in the fabric bundle. I think it's at the bottom. Oh, there it is. You get stitch, fabric, and thread, and you get machine embroidery. These would be brilliant for inspiration and different stitches that you might be doing. This one's the stitch, fabric, and thread one that I've got in my hand now. You can do colourful cords. You can do string theory. Or everything, all different techniques to get you going there. Nice. And so in this kit, you get the two books, you get 2 meters of fabric, you get the stitch and tear, and you get some snippy scissors for 54 and 45. This is lovely, this book, because they've taken photographs and then used machine embroidery and hand embroidery and different techniques and everything to create those gorgeous, gorgeous pictures. You see, there's a photo. And then this is them creating it. You're right there.
Yeah, I'm fine. You've got stabiliser in that bundle as well, haven't you?
Stitch and tear you've got in that. Is that important?
It is. If you're doing on a single layer of fabric, you need to stabilise the fabric.
Oh, okay. So always, whenever you do this kind of embroidery, always...
With the free motion, make sure that's a good stable fabric. Some really heavyweight fabrics, you might get away without it. But again, sample it before you start.
So that one there with Roger the Hunk Cotton, right? That's Hannah's new boyfriend on that picture there, she wishes. That's a stitch and tear, so you stitch and then you pull away the excess afterwards.
You pull it away afterwards. I've got some on the back here, and it's like a stabiliser. We use it for the embroidery machine, but this is an iron-on one. You can get different ones.
Yeah.
And it gives that fabric a bit of stability.
So do you leave it in once you've done your stitching, or once
it's entirely up to you. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
I suppose it depends on what it's on.
Depends what it's on. You can also get wash-away ones as well. So
I was going to say, because if you were doing embroidery on a T-shirt, you'd want to do the embroidery and then maybe get rid of the backing so that you haven't got a square of solidness. Yeah. Can you just use all normal iron-on interfacing if you know it's going to stay in? Can you use an interfacing?
Sample it is the best way to do it. It's just sample it. I mean, if it's on a Sunday afternoon and that's all you've got, then I think we'll...
Shops are open on a Sunday now.
Oh, no, but then you have to go out, don't you, then? And it just
Not if you order it from me.
I don't think it's... Let me just take this up. Double check the bobbin.
In that bundle, you do get black, navy blue, cream, and white. There's the bundle. Apparently on the... Oh, yes, because it's looking like... So you get half a metre of black, half a metre of dark navy blue, half a metre of... It's like a cream, and then half a metre of the white as well in there.
Right, let's have another...
It's like a little get-going bundle with the books for inspiration and everything like that.
It still doesn't like the cotton. I should have brought my quilting cotton with me, shouldn't I?
Oh, so shall we move on from that one then?
Yeah, let me just rethread the bobbin and just rethread the needle quickly, because quite often, for no apparent reason, as you probably know, you just rethread your machine and it's perfect. For some reason that...
Shall I look it up in my little pocket guide
You
to
have
see
a look
what's
in your
going
pocket
wrong?
guide, yes, while I do this again.
It's a very popular little book, it's fantastic.
It's a lovely little book, I haven't seen it before.
Sorry. It doesn't blend very well with my shirt, does it, that one? Handy Pocket. I was going to say, that's a funny name, Mandy Pocket, but I've just realised it says Handy Pocket. 65 tips and facts for tools, notions, and materials. It's just brilliant. It's got everything you need to know. Just pop it in your handbag. Take it with you, and then if you're in the shop, you're like, oh, I can't remember what I was supposed to... You know what I mean? It's just fabulous. Lovely little gift, that. Really lovely little gift, that one.
Right, we've had a quick read.
We'll have a quick read.
We've had a quick read,
and then we'll see what's going on.
If it doesn't, I'll have a look for some more cotton in the breaker, maybe just whiz it in the next hour if we
Oh, yeah. No, it's not liking that.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, no.
I don't think it likes the thread. I usually use...
So what thread would you use?
I usually use cotton thread. I usually use specific quilting thread, cotton thread. And that's a polyester one. I have used that before now, but I will put it together in the break and I'll have a look at some cotton.
Exactly, yeah, that's fine. There's some cotton threads in the warehouse.
I'll leave it out for the next 5 minutes and do that. So I'm going to lock it out. I'm going to put my normal foot back on again.
That's this one, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's such a quick, easy change on these feet.
Yeah, of course.
You've got to unscrew the feet and this. Don't take, the little tip is, don't take the screw out from the side.
Oh, okay.
It's just much easier, especially with the walking foot, to change your feet when that screws in, because you've almost, I'll just drop the foot off, you almost need an extra hand.
Yes,
when you've got the screw out, because you're trying to hold everything up.
Exactly.
Feet just clip on, so that's just clipped back on again. In fact, I'm going to pop the satin stitch foot on now. I'll put back in the little hole.
We got one in the box up there.
Here's one from earlier. Yeah, that just clips back on again. Put that back on again. Re-thread it onto the red.
We won't do that now because Jane wants to look at the machine in the break. That's fine.
Yeah, I'll have a little quick look with the.
You can. Richard's just got you some.
Oh, brilliant! I'll have a look at that.
So
Yeah, I'll have a little look afterwards.
Yep.
Have a little quick look. Thread.
Okay, so what you've put which foot on now?
I put the satin stitch foot on.
Right.
The satin stitch foot, you get two. You get the closed toe and the open toe on this.
Yeah.
The satin stitch foot is used for patterns a lot.
Oh.
Because if you look on the bottom, there's like a little indent underneath. So if you're doing a heavy pattern on the top of the fabric, it's giving it room to move through smoothly, so it's not pushing. If you look on the bottom of that foot, it's just really flat.
Oh yes.
And I almost forgot.
So you get all of these in the kit.
All the feet are in there, yeah. I almost forgot. I don't mind a sample for you today.
I'll show you this one.
Yeah.
These are now. This machine does most of these, doesn't it? Because this one's your. I think there was one we found it didn't do. That one there we found it didn't do.
There's a couple on there, but you've got most of them on the machine.
Gives you the idea, doesn't it? Look at this. All these different. This is what I think is fantastic. Obviously, Jane's used like a variegated thread there, but look at all these different patterns. Aren't they lovely?
And again, if you can see on the satin stitches when you come down to it, they're all different.
Look, that bow one's gorgeous,
the
isn't
little
it?
bows
Oh, you didn't do the snowflake. There's no snowflake there.
Well, I ran out of space.
Oh.
But the satin stitches, you've got an elongation on the machine.
Sorry.
So these satin stitches, it will elongate. That's the standard length, and it's ×1, ×2, and ×3. We'll go up to ×5. So it's just a really nice way of doing some more decorative work with it.
No, it's fantastic.
Yeah. And all your satin stitches will do that.
Yeah. Which is what you've got the satin stitch foot on now, then.
I have, and I say, because it's quite a lot of dense thread on the top of the fabric, it allows that thread to go underneath the machine without dragging on it.
Okay, all right then.
There we go. Right, I think we need to have a look at the alphabet as well, don't we?
We do, and we need to look at that spool rack over there as well. We've only got about 15 minutes left. It's flown by this hour.
So I need to take my straight stitch plate off because it's still telling me I've got that on.
Right.
So I'm going to lock it out. You've got an extra high presser foot as well on these, if you want to get something really heavy underneath. This is just so much better than trying to... oh, I can see that's got some thread caught under there. This is just so much easier than trying to... And that's it, done. No screws, which is fabulous. Just makes life so much easier.
So now, satin stitches are really for decorative or for
mostly
applique or something like that,
but it will tell you on the machine what foot you need to put on anyway. So if I go into mode 2... It's literally just touch screen.
Good morning, Jane. Linda says, do you drop the feed dog when using the walking foot?
No, because the walking foot actually works in conjunction with the feed dog. So the walking foot, if you can see, has got the little nylon teeth underneath.
Yep, got it.
And they actually work in conjunction. So it's going up and down with the walking foot. So that's taking the top layer through at the same speed as the bottom.
And the feed dogs are taking the bottom layer.
Yeah, so you're not going to end up with 2 inches longer.
So if you don't have a walking foot, they'll go through at different speeds. Or the top
they can do. You can, and we've all done it. You get to the end, you think, oh, cheat, it'll be fine. And the top's about 2 inches long. Curtain heading tape's the one for me. You end up with little pleats in it, or it's sort of a bit longer when you get to the other end. But no, your feed dogs are up for the walking foot, and it works in conjunction with the...
I hope that answers your question, my love.
Yeah.
Right.
Alphabets very quickly.
Oh, yes.
Otherwise, you've got a 7mm standard upper and lower case on here. and you've also got a 9mm alphabet. And it's quite amazing the difference in size. So if we go into mode 3, which is just literally touch button on here, and I'm going to put the standard letters in. I always put in because I can remember the numbers. So you put the number in of your letter.
Yeah.
And press memory. Oh, I'm just going to go back on that one. You put it in and you got the wrong one, so you can go 1, 0. Why is it not doing that?
What number are you doing?
I'm going to put 10 in. So I'm going to go into mode 3. I don't know why it's doing that for me. Let me just put mode. Oh, I know what I'm doing here.
You're in the wrong mode.
No, we are now, but we were in the right mode.
Right.
Right. So because you've also got, if you come into the other modes, you've got your Cyrillic alphabets as well. And so we should go. No, it doesn't really like me this morning, does it?
Why did you sort that out? Should I just go and look at the spool rack?
Yeah. There we go. I've sorted it now.
Oh, you sorted it now? She always does that to me.
I know. Just give me your toes.
What were you doing wrong?
I was pressing the wrong one, basically, but we won't go there.
So, no, I'm just, because I don't want people at home to think, oh, that's not taking
No, it was me. It was
human error.
It was user error.
Yeah, user error.
Far too early in the morning. I was putting 10 in, so of course I was getting 0 and I wanted 11. So I put 11 in and 8. And if I just press memory now, it's memorised and it's moved along and the little cursor has moved along. 2, I've got B in.
Oh, okay.
Memory.
And
I put 1, 3, it's C.
So if you wanted to, you could write, this is where you could write John or Jane or anything.
Yes.
You could just, so you put the letter in, memory.
Press memory and it moves along, so with a little flashing cursor there.
So it's like, I've got Sky, when you're trying, other thingy television things I remember. When I'm looking for Love Island, I've put L, and then it puts
moves across
O,
yeah,
and then it finds the thing for it. It's the same thing as that, isn't it?
With the alphabet as well, as soon as you've done the letters, it will stop. You don't need to put the lock stitch on.
Right.
So I'm going to just do that one for you. Telling me the feed's still down, so pop that back up. It is very intuitive. It won't let you do anything that you shouldn't, really.
So once it's got going, that's it. You can't change it. Can you change the speed if it's going too fast?
Yeah, you can slow it down.
Make it slower if you're a bit unsure.
So it's automatically cut, so you've got your nice...
Oh, it's done it already?
Yeah.
Coffee at the vital moment. All it was there was this book here. It was this one, wasn't it? How to use a sewing machine. In there's a section about overlockers. So it wasn't a whole book on overlockers. There you go. Oh, I've just said over the page. There it is. All about your overlocker there. So that's all you missed, Evelyn, my love. Right, sorry, I'm going away from you.
I've got on to mode 6 now, which is the 9mm, which is an uppercase as well. So I'm going to put exactly the same in. I'm going to use the stylus. Hold off. Memory, and it's so quick and easy to do. Memory. And that will now do it in a 9mm stitch. And it's quite surprising the difference that the size actually makes. All the decorative stitches are 9mm as well.
Right.
So
all of them. But 9mm, that's unusual for a sewing machine.
It's a larger stitch width, yes. 7mm is your standard stitch width on the machines, but with the 9, it does make a big difference on these.
So the top one's 7mm,
yeah,
and the bottom one's 9mm. You wouldn't think it'd make much difference, would you? But look, they're cute, aren't they? Really, really cute. Now, you're just using normal thread there,
This is just a normal polyester thread. I mean, and that's brilliant. I do quilt labels like that, so because you can put your space in and then carry on.
Fantastic.
Right,
what was the other thing you said you want to show me? Because while I need to go and show you, I've got this spool rack back in stock, and I must show you that. Stay there. Don't go anywhere. Then. Stay there. Don't go anywhere. Very, very quickly, I've got this lovely spool rack back in stock, talking about the threads for your machine. Always running out of stock, always sells out every time we show it. Very, very good value for money. Holds 60 threads. 60 threads for £19.95. We know how popular this and all of our storage items are. Got it reordered. It's not very good with me standing behind it. I'll just move out of the way because then it looks a bit better then, doesn't it? Really lovely. Put it in your workroom, put it on the shelf. Like we've got one on our display here already. £19.95. Right. Jane, what was the next thing we were going to do after letters? We were going to do something. We said, we must do... Oh, I can't what it was now.
There's so much to do on these.
I know, isn't there?
The thing is, there's so much to do.
I know we're not going to do a buttonhole now, but I think on my sewing machine, I have to mark the buttonhole, measure my button, mark the buttonhole, and then when you set it, you do the end stitching, then you have to go satin stitch down the side, making sure it doesn't go over the edge. Do the bottom one, and then go back all the way back up the top, and then finish off at the top there. This is brilliant, isn't it?
We can do one if you like.
Oh, have you got time? I've got time. Yeah, I've got time. Yeah.
Pop the button in there.
What you do is you literally, if this is your button, you put the button in this end section here, isn't it?
Yeah, so that'll just, I'm going to have to turn it
around that way, so.
You just pop it in, pop it back together again.
So you've got the size of your button already there. And if you want your buttonhole just a smidgen bigger or a smidgen smaller, you can just move using this here. You can just move it slightly up or down. But I'll let Jayne show you how. It's just brilliant.
It goes on exactly the same as a standard presser foot as well, so there's nothing scary about attaching it.
Yeah, there's a metal plate underneath, which you're wondering, so if you put your fabric between the foot and the metal plate, then it holds the fabric in place.
It holds it. If you're doing a fine fabric or you've got a stretchy fabric, you just get that easy, pop it in first. There we go.
There you go.
It just stabilises it as you're taking it through. It sandwiches it all together, so it's not dragging it down the feed or distorting it.
No, exactly.
So,
and that when you're doing, if you've made a chiffon blouse and you do the buttonholes, it's the last thing you do, and then you wreck one of them.
Oh no,
it's not. So that having that sandwich holds the fabric in place.
So I'm going to go. It's a really nice screen as well. I forgot to say you've got a quick change on here.
Oh yes.
You can see. So I've done my alphabet. I want to go back to mode 1. So if I just press on that one, it takes me straight back to a straight stitch.
Oh, right.
So you've not got to keep going through everything, rotating. What should we do? Should we do standard buttonhole?
Yes.
23. 23. Again.
So is that still in mode 1? Yeah, mode 1.
We're in mode
23.
1.
Oh, you've done the picture of it there.
It's on there. You've also telling me to put the R foot on, which is, and it's got a little symbol here, which is D. There's a D lever, which is hiding there.
Yeah.
And it sits down on the back.
Oh, okay.
Like that tells it, as the button sews back, if you can catch it, when it touches the back, it knows it's sewn it to the right length, and it can come forward again. So I'm going to put the...
It's been very, very popular. We're we were limited to start with, but very, very limited now, which normally means there's only like 1 or 2 left, just to warn you.
Again, it's touched, so it's done a stabilising straight stitch up there. It's touched the back, so it's coming back down again. I must admit, the old 4-step buttonholes put me off dressmaking for life many years ago.
No, that's why I use poppers and hooks and eyes.
Because you practice and practice and practice and then go to do it.
Oh, yeah. And then do it wrong. And so the machine's doing everything. You can see it there. It's done the top bar across the whole width. It's done both sides. And then at the bottom, finishes everything off for you.
Automatically cut it for me. One perfect buttonhole.
Look. So obviously, it's just the right... So all you need to do is work out where on your garment it's got to be. Because it does everything the rest. The rest of you does for everything. Now... That sentence made no... It was a Hannah McCabe sentence, that one. Well, I was thinking ahead, you see, because I was doing what Hayley always does to me. I was talking about one thing and thinking about the next thing. Because also, when you come to cut the buttonhole, please, please, please be careful. Because a lot of people just get their seam ripper, put the fabric in and just go like that. And if you do, you can go straight through the end. There is a good tip you can get. If you put a pin across there, you could use your seam ripper. So if you put a pin in across the bottom and the top of you can put the seam ripper in and it's not going to let you go beyond, or you just use your little snippy scissors to do that. But please be careful.
Yes, we've all had 6-inch buttonholes, haven't we?
Yes,
I'm going to sew the button on as well now. Just
yes. Oh, yes, because we've got 2 minutes left.
Buttonhole sewing foot, it goes on slightly differently. If you see, it's got 2 little bars on it here, as opposed to 1. And it sits underneath. There's a little ankle on the back. And it sits underneath there and just clips on. Oh, that was my elbow.
Is that your elbow, then?
There's no sense, it's okay. So now, and I've set it onto, it's mode 1, number 33, so now it knows I'm going to sew the button on.
Right. I just think this is fascinating. Watch this.
I'm going to pop this underneath. Again,
but how does it know? How does it know where to put the stitches? All the buttons have different holes.
They don't.
Oh, don't they?
3.5mm is standard.
But then 3.5mm on... Oh, so even on a great big button, it's still only 3.5mm.
Usually, always check. I have had the odd one that is different, but it tends to be pretty standard. If you layer up buttons doing something decorative, the holes always match up, don't they, as a rule? Oh. So they're all the same. And again, it's just telling me now, again, to drop the feed.
Oh, Donna. Donna's asked about Christmas already. It's funny, because I've just been talking to the management about it. Yes, we will be doing a Christmas thing. Mandy Shaw let it slip last week. She let it slip, didn't she, on air, that we were doing Christmas in July. We will be doing Christmas fabrics, yes. Right, sorry, Jayne.
We just,
That's fascinating that all buttons have the same...
Yeah, pretty much so. Just double check, but I always wind it through one first as a rule, just to make sure.
Yeah.
And then it automatically, you pop that through the back and it's done.
Do you know what? First of all, I hate sewing buttons on because I find it very boring. But also, if you do it by hand, it's not always going to be as sturdy as it is on the machine. Do you know what I mean? It's just fantastic, though, isn't it?
I just snip the little bits off. And it's done. You can sew a whole row of buttons on in, well, less than a minute. 2 minutes, probably.
It's fantastic. Do you know what? I think we have to do, next time you come in, we have to do 2 hours, especially because the hour goes too quickly.
It does.
We haven't even dented. We've got like 30 seconds left and we haven't even dented.
We haven't even touched half of what the machine does.
It's been very popular. It has been very popular. It's very, very limited now. It is the most brilliant machine,
It's fabulous.
isn't it?
It's got everything on that you could possibly want, and it's got a lot for you to grow into as well. And it covers all aspects of crafting and sewing. It's not a quilt machine, it's not a dressmaking machine, it's not soft furniture, you can do everything on it.
Oh, in other words, just buy it. Just buy it. Right, now, you're coming back in an hour's time with a machine that I've never, ever seen before, but you've been here with it before, haven't you? But I'm really excited. Just tell me what it does.
It's an embroidery machine. It only does embroidery, it doesn't do anything else.
So it doesn't stitch, it's not a sewing machine, you can't stitch, it just does embroidery. And it doesn't do hand thingy embroidery, it does...
It's all computerised stitching, embroidery.
Machine embroidery. It's fantastic. Don't go anywhere because that's going to be brilliant. In 3 minutes, 3 minutes, Jennifer Mill's going to be here making a lovely vest top. And don't forget the bundle as well, the bundle of the fabrics and the 2 books and everything like that. This one comes with a bundle with threads, remember. And it's very, very limited, so please, please be careful. I'll see you in 3 minutes from now.
Follow us on Pinterest. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to discover sewing work we create and love. Did you know there are multiple ways you can contact us, even if it's just to ask a question? Our friendly team are always on standby. You can call our customer service team at 0800 112 4433, email us at help@sewingquarter.com, visit our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter @SewingQuarter, and even message us through our website, and our presenters will answer your questions live on air. Here at the Sewing Quarter, we want to bring our viewers the best and most exciting opportunities to learn and expand your knowledge. To help do this, we will be bringing in some of the leading industry experts in sewing and quilting to help guide our viewers along the way. Such as Jennifer Taylor, Samantha Claridge, Lucy Brennan, Jo Carter, Angela Atwood, Karen Lewis, Rebecca Reed, and finally Jenny Fox Proverbs, who is the senior editor of Today's Quilter and Love Patchwork and Quilting magazines.
So today I'm going to show you how to do a double stitch. Now you would use a double stitch at the start and the end of your sewing to secure your threads rather than using a really big knot. You're going to want to take your needle through the front of your fabric first and then come out back through the front. So I'm using really big stitches at the moment so I can see what I'm doing. You're going to leave a tail before you then repeat that in and out motion. So you can see that's 1. I'm going to go back through again and that's 2. So you can see I've done 2 stitches in the same place. That's giving me my double stitch. You would then do whatever stitch it is that you're going to go on to do. So I'm just going to do a quick running stitch. Okay, so now I'm going to do my double stitch at the very end of my stitch there. So it's repeating the process. So I'm going in, and then back out, in, and then back out, before clipping my threads. So obviously you would clip these closer when you get to finishing your garment. So there you have it.
How cute is this? Perfect for... Now, they said on the weather forecast, it was Nicky Chapman on the radio this morning. It wasn't her, it was the weatherman. Oh, no, it was Nicky Chapman saying this week it's going to go to like 28 degrees this week. So, summer's about to arrive. How beautiful. I love... Now, I know a lot of you go, oh, I can't wear a vest top, show my bottom. This is brilliant. Look at the back. Look at the back. Look at the it drops down at the back. So if you're a bit worried about your hips or your derriere, then this is lovely because it's got like a men's shirt tail on it. Also, it's not like a typical vest because it's got bust darts in the side here. So it's really, really beautifully shaped. Jennifer's going to show you how to make this now. But I'm just going to put this down because we've got a lovely book that this came from. Right, so... Right, now, on the web, it looks like you're just getting this. It looks like you just get... Which is fabulous. It's a really... I'll go through it in full detail with you. It's the Great British Sewing Bee, Fashion with Fabric book. Now, that's my friend, CL. She's called CL, Claire Louise Hardy. She's just finishing her MA, you know. She's just finishing her MA on fashion. So this is a brilliant book. I'll go through it. I'll take it with me when I go over, and I'll take it over. But it's got so many... I'll go through it in detail in a little while. But just look at this, right? It's got projects, it's got techniques, it's got everything. Oh, and this is... If Hannah can't have the boy... Oh, is he... No, he's here, isn't he? Oh, not that one. Oh, hang on. Hannah's busy shopping for a new boyfriend, you see, and if she can't have the man off the Roger the Hunk off the Stitch and Tear, she either wants this man here, but he's already happily settled. He's settled with his girlfriend in Oxford. I've already Googled him. We've Googled him, but she likes the man in the kilt as well, so we'll go through that later. But not only do you get that, you get this, right, which is 30 of the patterns of the items in there. I mean, it's brilliant value, because you open this, look, right, it's literally got all the patterns. You have to trace them off because obviously they're all on, but all the different sizes. Imagine how much you'd pay per pattern. And what did I just say? 30 patterns in there. 30 patterns in there. Fantastic, isn't it? I mean, less than £1 a pattern plus the book. Right, I won't force that one in. Then I'll put the book back there. But what we've done is we've done your lovely bundles. It's not upside down now. It's fine. We've done your lovely bundles. So would you like to have a look at the bundles we've done for you to make that lovely top? Now, we've given you an awful lot of fabric to make the top. Right, let's start at this end, because this is the one that Jennifer's already made, which is this. So what you get is you get 2 meters of the fabric. That's right, isn't it? Yeah, it was 2 meters. I'm sure it was 2 meters of the fabric. We'll just double check. You get the thread, you get the 6 buttons, and you get the interfacing for £29.45. Yeah, 2 meters of fabric. There you go. So the thing is, this is what you're getting in the bundle. You might not want to make that vest top. You might think, oh, do you know what? That'd make a lovely pair. I always think this fabric here, right? I'm not going to take a long time over because Jennifer's ready to go. I always think this fabric would make lovely little cotton lounging, like pyjama pants for the summer. Do you know what I mean? Or you can make, with 2 meters, you make yourself some lovely little shorts, you know, like kind of sleek pyjama shorts. You know what I mean? With a drawstring top. That's what that fabric always reminds me of. See, yes, Hannah's going away and visiting. She's going to make herself a 90 out of that one, she said, when she goes to visit her friends. In fact, I think it's Danny. Do you know who she's going to visit? She's going to visit Danny, who's the fiancé of Jay. Right, this is lovely. This one's called Grace, I think, this fabric, isn't it? This would look lovely in that little top. But you're getting 2 meters of it, remember? Joel, Drewbury, Grace, there you go. I'll waft it all later and everything. But again, you get the 6 buttons. You don't need 6 buttons. You get the thread, and you get the interfacing, £32.45. Gorgeous. Now, this next fabric, I love this. This one's called Bazaar, isn't it? No, Casbah. We're just checking. Is it Bazaar or is it Casbah? It's one of the two. Look, isn't it lovely? Bazaar. I was right the first time. Trust your gut instinct, John. £32.45. You get 2 meters of this beautiful cotton. You get the thread, you get the buttons, and you get the interfacing for £32.45. I've not finished yet. I've got 2 more bundles to show you yet. Very quickly. This is nice. Now, this one's got an unusual name, this one. Ooh. Twilight Vine, it's called, this one. It's lovely, isn't it? Those beautiful blues and greens in there. So you get 2 meters of that. You get the thread. You get the 6 buttons. And you get the interfacing. That would look lovely in that top as well, wouldn't it? But the thing is, if you don't want to make the top, just buy the bundle. Just buy the bundle, because you get interfacing, threads and buttons and the fabric. And then last but not least, now this bundle's slightly different because you get this. This is some stitchy circles, stitchy dots, I think it's called. Thank you, stitchy dots. So that's the stitchy dots in coral. Now this time you get different buttons this time. Look, you get those lovely buttons there. Then you get the thread, the matching thread, and you get the interfacing for £34.95. And this is the one that Jennifer is going to make the top out of now. Now I'll take this all with me. Got a still here of the finished top. Have a look at this while I walk across. It's really, really cute, isn't it? Now let me just take that. Right. It's lovely, the feature going down at the back, isn't it? Right, I'm ready.
Hello.
Hello, you. Now, I know where you got that top from, because I saw it on Instagram. You bought it in a charity shop and then revamped it, didn't you?
I did.
It's nice,
because I loved
isn't it?
the fabric so much.
It's lovely brodeur anglaise there,
and
isn't
I've
it?
used this pattern.
Oh, so you recut the one from the shop?
Using that pattern.
Oh, I thought that was just the one you from the...
No, it was quite badly bound and too big.
Oh, perfect.
So I placed this pattern on top of it.
So if you've got the pattern from that book and you've got old fabric or anything, you know what I mean? So buy the book. If you don't like the bundles, just buy the book for the patterns. This book is brilliant, isn't it, with all these patterns?
I had never seen it before. I'd seen it, but not properly seen it. So I have been really, really enjoying looking through it.
It's lovely.
And all these patterns.
All these patterns. There's loads of
There's
them.
so much you can do.
Yes.
It's like
What we'll do is we'll go through the projects in a little while, because we want to get started on yours.
Yes.
Now, remember, if you've got any questions for Jennifer about stitching, sewing, her, anything, just send them through and we'll ask them her live on air. Right, that's your copy there, isn't it?
It is.
So, let's start at the beginning. So you've traced your pattern off because you don't want to cut these up, do you?
No, because they're overlaid patterns, so they're all printed on the sheets.
Right, oh, okay.
So you have kind of a library of patterns that you can keep going back to. It's fantastic. I'm really impressed. So I think the most important thing with this style, and I'll just
Are
find
you
that...
doing the leather jacket?
No.
Or the classic man's T-shirt?
No. It's on the other side.
You see, so this is how they get so many patterns.
It's this one.
Because if you look on this side here, now I know the first time you look at it, you're gonna go, ooh, that's confusing. It's not confusing at all, because you're gonna trace off this. So a sleeveless shell top and button back is this one in the pale blue here, or the turquoise blue here. Ignore shift dress, ignore silk woven. But the thing is, you've got patterns on that side, and you've got patterns on that side. So it gives you a whole pattern library in there, really. But we're concentrating on the little shell top here.
Yeah.
So that there is the front. This here is the back facing.
Yes.
Where's the back then?
That's the back. That's in a different shade of blue.
Oh, now
I was thinking they'd be in the same colour.
Oh, I thought they'd done them all in the same colour.
Like Burda are.
I think that might be a bit of a mistake. Oh,
So that's,
no, because there's the shell top.
That's the back facing, and that's
just
the back.
So
the front is this turquoisey blue, the back is the navy blue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's
but
all
then
you need.
So is the silk woven dress. So just be careful. Just watch what you're cutting out. It'll tell you in the book what you need to cut out and how many pieces you've got. So don't think, oh, I've done it all, and then find yours a facing missing or something. But literally, it's a front and a back and two facing pieces.
It is.
And that's it.
And I would say start with your body measurements, because you want to be able to trace off the correct one. So I think measuring not just the horizontal, like bust and waist size, but also with this, the key part is to get that dart in the right place.
Yes.
Because it will not only feel more comfortable to wear, but it will be the difference between looking like it fits you or looking like the darts are all wrong.
This is in here. I won't go through all the sizes now. In here, it tells you the finished sizes of all of the different patterns. So it goes from an 8 to a 20. And then you've got finish measurements in inches and in centimetres. But don't like Jennifer said, don't just go by these. I'll just wait. Are you coming in? Oh, there you go. Eventually got there. There you go. It's got all the... while we're here, I'll just show you. It's got all the information you need to know and everything. So what I would do, this is what I would do, is if you're making this for the first time, if you're making it for the first time, make the front and the back. Don't cut the facings out or anything, out of calico or an old fabric that you've got. Put the darts in where they've got them. And then you can see, because what it is, if you've got darts in yours, am I allowed to... you see, there's a bust dart here. Where is it? There it is, you see. Now, you might want yours... Everybody's body is different. What I'm trying to say is some people are... got a higher bosom than other people, haven't they?
Indeed.
So you want the bust dart to be going to exactly where your point to point, that's where you want the dart going to. So your nipple, basically. You want the dart going. So if you make it out of calico or out of another fabric, and you realise the dart's here and it should be here, you can move it within that toile, can't you?
You can.
Oh,
I'd also say wear the underwear that you're likely to wear under that particular top.
Or if you're not going to wear any.
That too. Because there's a difference between a sports bra and a wonder bra.
Exactly.
In terms of the fit.
Balconette.
Indeed.
But we'll not go there. We'll not go there. I've got a message. I'll move on. Linda in Lanarkshire. Hello, John. Again, I've not been able to watch for 2 weeks. Oh, Linda. But I'll be watching all the missed ones on YouTube. The fabric I bought is beautiful and then your message runs out there, Linda. But welcome back, my love. Welcome back.
Cliffhanger.
Right. So we've traced traced off the pattern pieces that you need.
Keeping in mind measurements and bust position.
Yes.
So you end up with front and back and 2 facings.
Okay, so that's what you end up with.
Yeah, like that.
Right. This is always the way, so you get to the end of a... Oh, no, there you go, it's gone.
Like maps.
No, that's not the right way.
Like folding an OS map.
Yes. Well, that's showing your age now. We all have sat-navs now.
Oh, do we? I'm still with the OS map.
That's how you
folds
go
out like that.
Right, there you go. Was that yours or mine? That was yours.
That was from that pack.
Is it possible to scale up the pattern from a size 20, says Julie in Scotland?
I always do that about grading. I think if you're happy to improvise and add to the side seams and, yes, give it a go. Give it a go and make it in calico.
But you need what we're basically saying is, if you go, I mean, this is obviously a size 12. If you wanted to go bigger than a size 20, if you've got basic pattern cutting, it's easy to do if you know about pattern cutting. But if you don't have any pattern cutting background yet or skills, then that might be a little bit more difficult because it's not just adding on at the end or adding on the sides, really, is it?
No, it isn't. But if you wanted to just give it a try,
yes,
and you're going from a 20 and say you just need a couple more...
It depends how big... It depends... I'm not asking you size now, but it depends how big you're going up. If you're just going up a little bit, then you can just add it on. But if you're going up a few dress sizes, you need to split patterns, move out, recut shoulder seams and things like that. Don't ever cut where the neckline is. Cut straight through the shoulder seam. Move it this way. And then redraw in the shoulder seam because obviously that make your shoulder much wider. Or of course, if you want wide, it's got lovely wide straps on it anyway.
Yeah, they are
but
quite
you don't
wide,
need to make those any wider. But it's all sorts of things like that, really.
Yeah.
Right, let's carry
if you're willing
on.
to
So
give it...
I hope that was a good answer for you, Julie, my love.
It's worth giving it a try and trying a calico.
This is a good practice
as a way of learning, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
but just do it in scrap fabric or calico first. Don't cut straight into your main fabric.
So I marked the dart positions by putting a pin through the pattern paper for the end.
Right.
And then pin there.
What have you marked those with then?
I've used the dissolvable pen because I love the accuracy of it and the fact that water just takes it away.
Yes.
I really like using these. So when I took the paper off, I just had the dart point and those 2 positions. Then I've used the set square.
Okay, that's going across the bottom there. That's the fabric marker wipe off brown, £2.45.
Which I can't find.
The book here, you need to start checking out already. You need to start checking out your... I don't know, I'm still pointing because it's over there now. You need to check out your baskets, that's all. Right.
So I'm going to sew those darts starting at the widest point.
Are you going to need the iron on?
Yes,
Hang on, then we'll have to let it heat up. I've got some... Oh, now, Hannah, are there any of those left? Forgot to mention this in prep.
What's that?
We'll have to check. OK. Where you put what? I've got it here. Because it's always now, it's forever. All right. So while we wait for the iron's warming up, I've got a surprise for everybody in a minute. Naomi, hello, John. I saw your regressions were passed live on YouTube and I cried with laughter. Loving the show today. Lots of love, Naomi. I know, Naomi. Wasn't it funny? The one about the camel, is that the one you saw? I got regressed. It's 2 past lives. Well, I was a doctor in, was it Appleby? No, Ampleforth in the Victorian times. and I was also well, no, what they do, I'll very quickly, don't stitch anything out. It's very, very quick, very, very quick. Right, they regressed us, and you might not believe this because it's just for entertainment only. It was on this morning, when it was on this morning. They regressed each of the experts and some of the guests into past lives, and I had a doctor called Jacob Smythe in Victorian times, and then I was also a camel herder, jewel importer in Petra in Jordan in biblical times and everything. But anyway, the quick story is they then employed a detective to then go and find out. They found my birth certificate, my death certificate. I talked about my wife Emily, who died at a young age. They found her death certificate and everything like that. And then...
Did that give you goosebumps?
And that gave goosebumps. But what was even worse, I then, a few years later went on holiday to Petra in Jordan.
Yeah.
I was walking along and we had our guides and everything, and he said, oh, such is over here. And I was like, no, it's on this side. And he was like, no. And we got around the corner and went, oh, yeah, it's on this side. And he said, oh, you've been here before? And I went, I've never been here at all, apart from in a past life when I had a camel. And I had a camel, and I did impressions of my brother's camel in the... You have to look it up on YouTube. You have to look it up on YouTube. Right, let's get back to the sewing.
We'll watch that later.
Yes, do.
Right, so I've put pins through where my lines are.
Yes.
I'll show it on the next one more clearly. And then I'm going to take that pin out.
Director Tim says he just doesn't understand a word I've just said about being regressed and everything. Obviously, a lot of people, you know, it's just different people believe different things, don't they?
They do.
But it is fascinating.
So I put the pin in where the dart point is, and I treat that as I always think of the pin as pointing to that's where you need to finish.
Yeah.
So I'm not...
Do you run off? Do you run off the side?
Yeah, so I'm going to take that out now because I'm happy I can see exactly where I'm going.
Yeah.
And another technique is to reduce the stitch length at this point as well, so it's shorter.
But then if you've got to unpick it...
Yes.
I just find it's a bit...
And I'm going to knot that and sew it in with a hand sewing needle in a minute.
OK.
So what I did
at the end of the dart, you mean?
Yes.
Right, yeah, so show us how you've pinned your dart. I'll move that one out of the way.
And matched the lines.
Here we go.
I've got the dart drawn out like that.
Yeah, hang on a sec, we've just got to wait for them to arrive. Right, OK, so there's the dart marked out.
And then I'm going to fold it over.
Yeah.
Put a pin through and match.
The like fabric that Jennifer's using is going across the bottom of the screen there, the Amy Butler Stitchy Dots fabric in coral.
And then that's my one that points to, that's where you need to finish.
So you do that one first?
I always start at the widest point.
Yeah, and then do your finish point, and then...
And then I smooth those so that we don't get any twisting, because it is almost biased.
Yeah, exactly, and it
direction.
can twist sometimes on a dart, can't it? So is that the only shaping on the whole garment of the two bust darts?
Yes,
There's no waist darts?
Curved back seam, but no other darts.
Yeah, there's no other darts at all.
No.
So now, would you say this was beginner or...
Yeah, I definitely encourage a beginner to give it a go.
Oh yeah, do your dart first, then you can see the top.
And also...
Well, I suppose Sewing Bee is for... The whole TV show was to inspire people to either restart sewing or to start sewing, full stop. So they're not going to put anything too majorly... Mind you, a leather jacket's not the easiest thing to start, is it?
No.
But...
another variation is binding. Like, I haven't faced this, I've bound it.
OK.
So you could use that same basic template pattern, but bind the edges.
Yeah, because like a sewing machine, it grows with you, doesn't it? So don't start... You start off with the scarf, move on to a vest, and then eventually work up to the kilt or the leather jacket or something like that, or a bit of tailoring. So then we're just putting the bust darts in, which you're seeing on here.
So I'm just picking up those two threads that are at the bust point.
So you've got the two threads at the end of the dart. You've knotted them.
Yeah, and then I've used a pin to take that just down to that end. I don't want to reverse there because it can make it look a bit clunky, is the first word that comes to mind. There's probably a much more technical word. Yeah. The machine can do it for you, though. We've just seen from Jayne. We've just done... I think I can learn a lot from Jayne. Yes. Definitely. So then we can put our shoulder seams together. So that's no, let's just go through this panel here. So this is our centre front, which was cut on the fold. Yeah. You just put the two bust darts in. There's a line of stitching around the neck and the sleeves. Yes, I've stay stitched that in prep. And that was because... The seam allowances are all included. I forgot to mention that.
Oh, yes.
Because sometimes patterns that look like that, Burda, for example, never include seam allowances.
Okay.
It's 1.5 throughout. So I have stay stitched, which is going to keep this area from distorting and stretching out of shape.
Okay, so that's everything that's on the curve or the
and
bias.
I've done that a long stitch length, a centimetre from the raw edge.
Okay, right. So that's the front. That was cut on the fold. Then we cut the back. Now, did you do your normal trick of cutting extra at the centre back?
Oh, no, because it doesn't have a zip.
No, but you always put extra in the back.
No, only when there's a zip, really.
Okay, then I'll take that back.
Because this is... And I really like the fact that it's not only scooped down, but it isn't a completely straight back seam.
Oh, so they put a bit of shaping in the
It's got a lovely subtle curve on the back.
Oh.
We're not going to sew the back yet. We're going to put the shoulder seams together.
Oh, sorry, you can have that back
And I've
then.
stay stitched the armhole and the back neck edge as well.
Same as you did with that one.
Yeah.
I didn't get that message, Hannah.
The construction method is actually quite similar to that cloth kit's swing tunic.
Yes.
I'm just going to pin shoulder to shoulder. I've already sewn the facing at the shoulder seams, and also I've neatened it. If you don't have an overlocker, turning up a little bit and doing a neat zigzag.
Okay, I'll get to that in a second.
Neaten that quite well.
Oh, do you know what? I used to wear something like this in the 80s to go clubbing.
Did you?
Yes. Made out of lycra in those days. But anyway, that's another story. Let's get on. So you're stitching the shoulder seams?
Yes.
What's the matter, Han? Okay.
And then these will need to be pressed open.
Oh, can you confirm the size for size 20 in inches, please? Yes, I'll do that now. I've got Francis. Is the Sewing Bee book, are the patterns full size? Yes, they are, and they've got the seam allowance included, Francis. Isn't it funny how some people's messages come through? So who wants to know the size of it? Was that Joyce? Joyce, right, Joyce. For size 20, the finished measurements of the garments, this is not your measurements, these are the finished measurements of the garments. And I wonder which she wants inches, or I'll give you both. Oh, inches. 48 inches for the size 20 is the bust, and 46 inches is the waist. That's not your size, that's the finished size of the garment.
And that's a good thing to know
We'll look through the book in more detail in a second, yeah.
That's a really good thing to know because different people like different roominess, don't they?
Exactly.
Different amounts of ease.
But also, there's no standardisation. Size 20 in one shop or one pattern company is completely different to another, isn't it?
So those shoulder seams need to be pressed.
Pressed. Right now, the big surprise I was going to show you are sold out.
Okay.
We've always had the same ironing board. I'll show you here. We are getting them back in stock.
What's this?
This is our new ironing mat, because we had our little ironing mat here since we opened, right? And people were saying, oh, can you buy that? Can you buy that? And we was like, no. So we've got our own. Yesterday, we launched this, right? We bought enough for what we thought for a month, right? We bought enough sold out yesterday. Completely sold out. Now I'm putting it in half for you because will you need any wider than that? Or
I won't. That's perfect. Thank you.
Okay. So I'll put that there. Get the iron out, which is on and on. Yeah.
So I'm just going to press those open, the shoulder seams.
Okay. Well, it might be a bit bouncy because you're the first person to use that one.
Oh, I'm honoured. Actually, while I'm here, I'll get the ham out of the trolley and
I'll get it for you.
Press those bust darts. Thank you.
Do you want the ham or the sleeve board?
Ham, please.
£11, this ham.
So those shoulder seams are nice and open and flat.
Oh, sorry.
So I have to go on there.
Yeah.
And then bust darts, which are pressed down, and you can kind of see logically the pattern maker hasn't allowed for them to be pressed up.
Upwards, yeah.
Because when they go down, they're in line with the seam.
Yeah.
And then I'll pop that over the ham.
Ham. If you haven't got one of these for your workroom, I've got the ham and we've got the sleeve board in a minute. It's just brilliant for doing darts and curved shoulder seams and tops of sleeve heads and things like that. It's £11. It's a So Easy Tailor's pressing ham. And look how easy that was to do that bust dart. Because if you do it on the flat, there's always a chance that you can get the end might buckle or pucker.
Pucker was the word I was looking for when I went for clunky.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
You're just thinking of that chip shop on EastEnders.
Am I?
It's like there's one of those fried chicken shops on EastEnders called McClunky's.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, do you not? Oh.
Don't watch EastEnders.
No, it's not in it enough anymore. It used to be in all the time when Fat Boy used to be there. Anyway, this is your Taylor ham. Fat Boy's coming back, apparently. Yeah, so did I, but apparently he's coming back. £11, this, £11. It's filled with, now, the old-fashioned, they filled them with sawdust, and that feels like it's filled with sawdust as well. Lovely cotton drill on one side, and then the cotton kind of, not wool, it's a cotton, like a flannelette. What am I trying to say? Brushed cotton.
So useful.
£11. It's really, really nice because you're not for tailoring, dressmaking, any curved seams, anything. It's just brilliant for pressing out those final wrinkles. So that piece that I said looked like my lycra top when I used to go discoing is the facings. I'll show you in the book if you want.
Which I've already interfaced. Excuse me.
40, there you go. So what you've done, I'll put this here so you can see. This is the facing here. What they've done is they've cut the facing, the same shape, very, very clear instructions. Can you see that? That's the facings in the shop there. Not the shop, in the book. And then where they attach on the actual garment itself. So the line there is where the facing. So what you're doing is you're facing the neckline. And then what does it go into the sleeve?
Yes, we end up sewing the side seams with the facing flipped up.
You're facing the armhole and the neck edge with this facing.
And I've marked my centre fronts because I find it really useful to have reference points, so I know that the centre front of the facing is there.
Now, why are you using those pins? I've given you brand new pins today, haven't I?
Have you?
Oh!
Oh, they're there in the box.
Oh, there they are. I've got these specially for you. When they came in, I thought Jennifer Mills will love these because they're you like glass-headed pins, and they're incredibly fine and they're perfect for dressmaking.
Oh, they look lovely.
Because they're quite long as well. They're nice and long. So you've got very fine, glass-headed pins. So glass-headed, you're not going to melt the top of it. And they're very, very fine. Also, I've got a packet of them here.
Oh, they're rather nice.
In their packet, look.
Aren't they?
They're lovely. They're really, really nice. And I knew Jennifer would like these. These are super fine, glass-headed pins. There's 35 and they're 0.40 millimetres. We think 5 grams is the weight. We're not quite sure. I said it was 5G, like my phone was 4G, and these were 5G. But that didn't go right. Oh!
Oh, they almost feel like a beading needle.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Now, there was a question there, but it's disappeared. It's disappeared, sorry. Oh, sorry. £7.95 those pins. Yesterday, they were very, very, very popular, just so you know. Can you get colour transfer from the ham when steam pressing? What, from this red? No. We tested. Actually, when they arrived, that was the first question I asked. We're like, oh, I wouldn't do a white fabric on that because the red's going to come out. We tested it and tested it and tested it, and no colour came out. But if you're worried about that, just use the calico side. Just use the calico side, totally. But no. We did test it and test it and test it and didn't get any. If you do, just send it back and we'll sort it out for you. And what was the other one? Oh, that was it. That was it, sorry.
So I've pinned it together and popped those lovely sharp pins through the...
I didn't mean to shout at you, by the way, just then. I'm just frightened now. You look so shocked when where are those pins? And you look so shocked. I didn't mean to shout.
I didn't think you did shout. That was probably my excited face.
Oh, that was
my
excited.
New pin face.
Oh, OK, sorry. It looked like, don't shout at me, John. Right, go on then. What are you stitching then? You're stitching the...
I'm starting at the centre back.
Oh, OK.
And then I'm going to sew all the way around to the shoulder seam, round the front neck. So I'm sewing the neck edge at the moment.
So you match the shoulder seams, you match the centre back, and you match the centre front.
Both seam allowances are open.
Yeah.
And this is where the stay stitching really helps, because we've interfaced that, and the stay stitching kind of keeps that edge the same measurement.
So so it's not stretching out of recognition.
That's right. And there is inevitably going to be some clipping of curves, and I'm aware. Clipping of curves.
Oh, yes.
I'm aware that I seem to do that a lot with you.
Well, you have to, because you do.
It's unavoidable.
Yeah.
But I do leave lots of little coloured triangles everywhere.
Yes. So you're stitching all the way around the neckline now,
yes,
and then will you? And then I'll let you do it. I'll just be quiet, John. I was trying to jump ahead, and I shouldn't. This is why when I used to dressmake a lot or make costumes a lot, I'd be sewing a thing like that, and my brain would always be on the next stage. You know what I mean?
But that's good, isn't it?
Well,
that's
it
a
is,
problem-solving mind.
Yes,
That's analytical. I think that's
analytical and young it was. It wouldn't work now. I can't even get the words to come out that my brain wants to say these days. So.
And the reason there's a bit of selvage showing there, I would never include that in the main body of it. I was trying to be really economical with the placing of the pattern
that was
pieces.
the point. So when you cut it out, do you have lots of fabric left over?
Yes. I've made the 12 with our dress stand in mind.
Yes.
And they just go next to each other on this on this width of fabric. Yeah. So I think he got it out of just over 1 metre.
Oh, okay. So if you're making one of the medium-sized sizes, then you get it out a metre.
I think it was maybe 120, actually.
Yes.
Because the facings, the pattern pieces are quite big for the facings. So I'm just approaching the back, centre back, and then I've got the sleeves to do, and then the clipping.
So
sorry, I take it back. An interesting difference, which I like, which is recommended in this, which I didn't do when I used a similar construction method for the cloth kit swing tunic, was to deal with the neck first. So I would take those pins out, actually, clip the neck and reduce the width of the interfaced one, and then understitch the neck, and then sew the sleeve, the armholes together. So then you've got an understitched neck, because you've dealt with it before.
Well, no, so you didn't do that, or you did do that?
I didn't do that on the cloth kits. I didn't do any understitching. You're going to do that on this one? But I could do it on this one.
Okay, so you've stitched the neck.
Yes. So then I would...
Right, no, because now we'll show you how to do it properly. Everyone's saying, they missed all that. So but we're going to do it now, so you'll see what Jennifer was just saying then.
So if you didn't understitch the neck, you would then sew those.
What does it say to do in the book?
It says understitch the neck.
Okay, so we're going to cut away and snip.
Yes.
And understitch before we do anything else.
Yeah, and I always
Am I being very bossy today?
In a good way.
Oh, okay, good.
No, I like it. It's good.
All right. Right, sew that then. Because there was something I was supposed to do, wasn't there?
I like clear.
What was I supposed to be doing? Well, was it the bundles or the book? The book.
So I hold this up
have a look at
in
this
the
first.
air. I wouldn't recommend that for most cutting, particularly not cutting something out. I always say keep it as flat as possible.
So why are you holding it in the air this
Because
time,
I know that what's in my hand is what I'm about to cut down.
Okay,
and
so just show that there.
I think people need to find whatever works for them.
Yes. So what Jennifer's doing, she's only cutting the one with the interfacing down. The other one's staying at its normal seam allowance, isn't it?
So we want them to be graduated inside and
so
not
what she's saying is if you've got it flat, the likelihood is you might cut through both layers. The way Jennifer does it, she holds it up so she knows that the bit she's not cutting is to one side, and then she's just gently cutting through.
That's right.
Where she
so
has
I work
to
my
cut
way around, and I find that I know the rest of the garment is over here.
Yeah.
And this, whatever's in my hand, is what I'm cutting. But another person might find doing it flat is easier for them.
Yes. Just do whatever you find easier.
As long as
because you wouldn't normally
enjoy it.
Cut in mid-air, would you, really?
No, never. But I just find with this, I take it bit by bit. And it's the only time I would hold something up like this.
Yeah.
Just work my way around.
A few people are asking about the cutting mat, the pressing mat. We have got a few left. But at the moment, it won't let us put it on the screen. But we are. So if you want this ironing mat, I'll tell you more about it later. If you do want this ironing mat, make sure you're watching the 11 o'clock hour. We'll definitely got it sorted by then.
So that's the interfacing layer reduced by about half its width.
Yeah.
And then...
Right, while you're notch cutting it, I'm going to show the book.
Okay.
But lots of people are asking about the book.
Yeah.
Right, just move the pins to one side. Now, remember, if you've got this in your basket, please check out. It is the Great British Sewing Bee Fashion with Fabric book by CL, by our friend Claire Louise Hardy. £21.95, but it's not just the book. You also get all the patterns you need. But there's 30 patterns here. I'll show you those in a second, though. So here we go. What you've got in here, you've got all technique, or all the information about the people, first of all, and then techniques and basic sewing kits and fabrics and how to trace off, because you're going to need to know how to trace off a pattern. So that's how to trace the pattern off. And then making clothes that fit. So it's talking about the fit, like we were talking about the dart a minute ago. In fact, there it is. That's the dart section there. All the skills you're going to need within to make all the patterns in this book. So they're all skills. Oh, there you go. There's the cutting away. That's what Jennifer's doing now. She's cutting away, graduating it or grading it. So she's cutting one layer away and not the other one. And now she's cutting notches, which was next to it. And then we're moving on to getting sewing. And then you've got all these projects. Like this is the top. That's what we're doing at the moment. Look at the drawings. Look at all the details, all the instructions there and everything. But then there's also all these other... oh, hang on. Oh, where's it gone? That was capri trousers. Oh, there's that one. There's that one. So where's the picture of that one? Oh, there she... Oh, no, hang on. There's no picture of this next one. It's there. But I want to see what the front looks like. Got detailed, a button wrap at the back. Then you got capri trousers. Really? Okay. Hannah needs a pair of those, apparently. We'll be doing stretch fabric soon. Girls' sheared elastic dress. So these are all projects. Oh, what are you sewing?
I'm just aware of how much there is to do.
Okay, now you carry on then. You carry on.
I'm understitching.
Okay. Walk-away dress. Jumpsuit. Hannah's got lots of those already. Hers are from Jaeger. Other shops are available. That's the boy that Hannah would like to go on a date with, if anybody knows him. I'll ring Storm later and see if he's on their books. Vintage curtain maxi skirt. That's made from old curtains, that one. You can make it from anything. And then all the different projects is fantastic. It goes, oh, look, kilt. Isn't that the same man? Just looking in a different direction. Oh, look at it, peeking round. Oh, there he is. Is that the one you wanted your boyfriend then, Hannah? That's the same man. That's the kilt man. Oh, you're right there. Anyway, all the different things. And then you get all the patterns as well. All the patterns. Let me just reach over and get those. All the patterns come. Full size, 30 patterns that you need to trace off and then do. Oh, and in different sizes. They all go up to a size. The ladies all go up to a size 20, don't they, Hannah? Really brilliant value for money, because if you think how much a pattern would normally cost you, and you've got 30 of them in there. Right, so you're understitching the neckline facing.
On the facing side,
Yes.
because it's very easy to make a mistake and do it on that side. So I'm
Yes.
folding the seam allowance to that side underneath, which is there,
Yeah.
and that's all been clipped. And that
I'll just show
also
you that again. Look. There's,
also-
there's the seam allowance under there.
makes it easier to smooth it out like that.
Yeah. So understitching is giving you the support of like a top stitching without it actually being seen. It's never going to be seen, is it, the top
Yeah,
stitching?
that's right.
It's only on the
Just
inside of the dress.
Makes that neckline nice and firm.
So glad it's not just me who gets excited about haberdashery items, notions, fabric. Jennifer, you always teach me something new. That's from Beverly.
Oh, how nice.
The
Thank you,
pins
Beverly.
that Jennifer got excited about, I'll just show you them again. Here, look. Ready?
Losing the foot.
Oh! I went like that to get excited. You bent over the other way.
They're lovely. I like the, it's the little things, isn't it? I like the mauve tinted box as well.
Oh, honestly. There's the mauve tinted box that she's talking about. But it's the
Simple
pins
pleasures.
I'm talking about there.
They are lovely.
£7.95. Super fine.
Okay, so.
Oh, Angie apparently always wants super fine pins as well for quilting. Oh, no, we've got other ones for Angie. Yes. Different, she's got different... oh, no, I can't say it in that language, I'm afraid. Glass... Are you any good at language? Glaskopfstecknadeln.
That's German, isn't it?
Yes.
Glaskopfstecknadeln. No, I'd have to try it again.
Karl ist krank, Herr Dr. Weber kommt zu ihm. Spitzt eine... Oh, no, I can't remember the rest of that one. Something like Spitz is a dog and Susie's a cat, but I'll get that next time.
I just remember, ich gebe dir mein alles.
Oh, what's that?
I gave you my all.
Oh, dear. Got being very tense at your school, then.
It was.
No, pommes frites is French. That's not German.
So that's the understitched
Right. Okay.
neck facing.
Nice.
So I probably didn't make it clear at the beginning.
No.
No, I didn't, did I? So what I know I pinned that, but just to clarify.
Yes.
So I've sewn the neck all the way around, the neck facing all the way
Yes.
around, and then understitched it. And then I'm going to do the armholes.
Yes.
So then when you bag it out, you have an understitched neck.
Already done, yeah.
Yeah, the armholes aren't going to be understitched, but I don't think they need to be.
Do you not need pins?
I do, thank you.
I'll pass them to you from the mauve pot. They're very
need-
sharp. In
They
fact,
are.
when I showed Joy her pins
They're
yesterday,
amazing.
she held them like this, right? She went like this.
You couldn't
right?
do that with those very easily, could
No,
you?
exactly. I don't know if you can see that. Look, she went like that. I know. And I was like, be careful, Joy. And she was like, it's fine.
Thank you.
Joy talks like the Queen all the time, doesn't she?
Thank you. Yes, they have a flexibility to them, which I
Oh, do
rather
they?
like. Yeah.
Just because they're so fine. If you've got hot hands like me, the trouble is, when you have fine... I have my Yori Geller moment. If you hold them for too long, not that they'll bend, but because my hands are so hot.
So, am I going to have time
You've
to
got...
sew round both
How many minutes
armholes
have we
and
got?
bag it
Yeah.
out and sew the side seams?
I've got 16 minutes in total, 2 of which I need for the roundup, so you've got 14 minutes.
Right.
So you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh, she doesn't need more pins. I was holding more pins for you. Not she. Thank you, Timothy. So now you're stitching round, the facing round the armholes.
Armholes,
In fact,
yes.
I'll show you on the real thing here. So this is the seam this is where we've already faced round the neck. And now we're just stitching around the facing, around the armhole there.
And when I reach a pressed open seam allowance, I always check underneath it isn't flipped open.
Yep.
Just so it's
That's
nice
the Dashwood bundle, that one.
Nice and
Real
flat.
fleur. Sorry, sorry.
So it's nice and flat. When I approach a pressed open, well, they're 2 pressed open seam
Oh,
allowances.
yes. On the
I always
shoulder
double
seams.
check underneath.
Yeah.
And then I don't have to go back over it and do any unpicking, because I don't like unpicking.
No.
So that's the back armhole area. And then the other one the same. And then I'll clip and bag out.
Oh, I think they might have taken... Yeah, I think they've taken that one. Thought it was just the 2 big ones. Is it over there? Is it there? Oh, no, I've got it here.
I always tend to sew with my interface side facing up as well. Even though I've stay stitched,
Yeah.
I find that there's a certain amount of movement with the foot and the feed dog. So I usually have the non-stabilised layer underneath,
Yeah.
and I find that they go together better.
I'm going to sneeze. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. It's not. It's gone. Got really bad hay fever.
Oh.
And I picked Hannah up today in her village at the end of her lane, and she was like, oh, my hay fever's so bad. Yes, that is how you talk. Especially in the morning. Like this. That's Hannah walking down her lane. She goes like that. I don't turn down the lane because it's a dead end. And it's very narrow, and I won't be able to get out again. Thank you. Have you seen this little book? It's brilliant. It's called Handy Pocket Guide of Sewing Supplies. It's
That's
brilliant
cute.
for people when they go shopping. Just keep it in your handbag because it's got all the different details you need to know about
really
your feet, your cutting tools, sewing machine needles, different sizes. You often forget that. But then you go on to all sorts of other thread, details about thread, what threads you need. All sorts of things, other notions in there. Then you've got little, a whole section on materials. Really, really, I don't think you can read it from there.
That sounds
Yes,
good.
interfacing comes next. Interface exec, that's what confuses Handy seeds. All the different weights of interfacing there. In fact, there's pages of interfacing, look. And she's too scared to ask in the shop. Do you know what, look, how many pages interfacing goes on for longer than fabric goes on? Oh, there you go. That's £5.95, that little book. Good little gift, that book. Right, so, snipping.
Yes, snipping again. I find with this armhole curve, about every 1.5 centimetres, every 5/8 of an inch gives a nice armhole curve.
Now, is this snipping or is this clipping?
I'd say it's clipping.
Yes, clipping.
Clipping curves. And I could demonstrate, actually, if you don't clip it as close together, what it looks like when you turn it through. You end up with sort of that shape rather than a smooth curve.
Yeah, non-smooth line. It's like if you cut in a circle and it doesn't go into the circle because you haven't snipped into it properly.
I'm not going to reduce the interface layer down because that's going to take extra time.
But would you in real life?
I would,
yeah.
Yes. But for the purposes of this, I'm going to focus on the clipping of curves so that I can bag it out and we can get an idea of what we do next. It also suggests in the instructions a hook and eye fastening at the centre back. I rather like rouleau loops, as you know. So I did 3 on the back of there.
Well, yes, because you get the buttons in the bundle anyway.
I think it finishes it.
Oh, you've got a picture of the back, have you?
I also,
there you go. It's more clear on the picture.
I colour matched the blue thread to the flower.
Oh, okay.
Because I thought if you're going to make something, you may as well make it fun.
Yes, and also people see the back of the garment, you know, if you're walking away from them.
Well, why sew white buttons with white thread when you can have fun and use blue?
I was going to say, well, mine are sewn on with red, look.
Yeah,
but I've got other buttons that are all sewn on with different colours.
I like that.
Attention to detail, you see.
Yeah. This seems to be my speciality these days, doesn't it?
You'd be very good at fringing, I presume.
I don't know.
Oh, now, the book, if you're buying the book and you've got it in your basket, please check out your basket. I only tell you not to add any undue pressure, but I hate disappointment, that's all.
So that's what we have got at the moment. That's the front darted.
Right.
And then we're going to take the back.
So you bag it through?
Through the front.
The shoulder seams?
Yes. And the narrower it is, the more fiddly that is. You can put a safety pin on the bottom and feed that through.
I think we had turning tools last week, but I think they're both sold out.
But I'm just doing it very carefully and pinching it and pulling it through. But you could attach a safety pin and making sure it doesn't pull the fabric.
Yes, of course.
So that's one through. And then the other through. And I'll just shake out those little triangles after.
Yes, well, they're all over the table as it is, aren't they?
It's unavoidable.
I haven't got Jay here to shout at, you see, to come and brush it up. Who's asked? Tracy's asked what bagging out is. Bagging out is basically what Jennifer's doing here. You know, if you make a cushion and you sew all the way around the outside and you leave a 10 centimetre gap in the middle and then you can pull it through, that's what's called bagging out. Yeah. It's the best way to describe it, isn't it?
Yeah.
And also it means, what it is, when you bag it out, all your raw edges are on the inside, like on that. This now. Now we've bagged it out, you see. But all the raw edges are now inside.
And pressing makes a huge difference to this.
So there's, you see, so there's your neckline going around there. Now what Jennifer was saying, if she hadn't clipped into this seam here, all of this could be runkled up like that. But because she's clipped into it, it's all going to lie flat. So that's your centre back there. This is your centre front here. This is your armhole curve there. And that's your other armhole curve there. And they will go into the side seams.
Yeah. And then we can sew the side seam, starting at the facing, matching those, that join line, because we don't want there to be a step in that, not just from the point of view of being, being neat, but also if it is stepped, it won't fold over and create a nice, comfy
finished edge.
underarm
and also,
edge.
yes, you don't want a bulky bit rubbing under your arm all day long, do you?
No. Thank you. Now here, bear in mind that the centre back, or the back of the top, has got a scoop down. So that will overlap like that, because that's the sewing line, 1.5 away.
Do you need any more?
That will be fine, I think, for the side seam, and the dart goes.
Oh, Joan, we will go through the bundles at the end of the show. In about 4 or 5 minutes' time, we'll go through the bundles.
Okay, I'll just sew the side seams. So it starts at the facing, which will be the bit that's inside.
Yeah. Now, you've finished the edging of the facing with a very, very tiny hem.
I overlock that one.
You could zigzag it, you could overlock it, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I thought I'd make this one, if someone didn't have an overlocker, I've turned a little bit under and zigzagged it, just so it's not raw inside.
Yeah, because the top like this, you're going to throw in the washing machine, aren't you, every time you wear it.
And there's a slight angle on that because it's an underarm point with the facing. So I just turn that corner a little bit, And it's got a nice gentle curve on the side seam.
Yeah, like I said at the beginning, it's a really lovely vest top because it's not just a straight forward vest. It's got shaping in the darts, it's got shaping in the seams, it's got shaping in the centre back. So it just creates a really lovely sort of hourglass shape, doesn't it?
Hats off to whoever cut the pattern for it.
Say it again?
Hats off to whoever cut the pattern for it.
Well, it'll be one of the... I'm presuming it's one of the Sownby people, isn't it?
Or is it Claire Louise Hardy who made the pattern?
It might have been Claire. Claire Louise, CL, to her friends.
So that's one.
Yes, I tell you where I met her. I met her at the launch of Sewing Quarter. She was at the launch in London. No, we've met several times since. Yes. She was very upset when they didn't recommission. When they didn't recommission Sewing Bee, she was very upset.
So again, I'm just making sure those match.
Okay. Okay, we've only got 3 minutes left, I'm afraid.
Okay. Sew the side seam and then turn it.
I will go through the bundles in a second before the end of the show, I promise. Joan's asked to see them again.
I think it's time for the hair and not the tortoise. But yeah.
I like it.
Okay. And then the last process is pressing and sewing the centre back seam. Pressing makes a huge difference to these edges.
Yes.
It looks like that before
because at the
pressed,
moment they look all
and then like that
buckled,
after.
They
do.
And then just give us a tip, because in the book, all these stages are illustrated and written. But the thing about the hem is they zigzag it and turn it once, but you had a different, very quickly, you had a different way to hem it, didn't you?
I find with anything that's got an angle on it in terms of a hem like this, I press it. About 5 millimetres is the best and the neatest, I think, and I'll be doing this in the top as well, that I'm doing later.
Yeah.
And sewing it in place.
With a straight stitch?
Yep, with a straight stitch, and then turning up a second time, so once, stitch it, twice, stitch it. So from the outside, you only see one sewing line, from the inside, you see two.
Yes, but that's because if you try and do a hem, going round, a thing like that, it's got a technical term, hasn't it? But it kind of goes all...
You used to call it roping in the factory I worked in, but
it just goes squiffy, especially when you do a circular skirt, a hem on a circular skirt. You just think, oh, I can do this, you just go for it. A lot of the time, because you're putting two biases against each other, they automatically go like that. They're not going to lie flat like it would if it was on the straight. So you do a tiny, tiny, tiny little hem and then another one. In an hour's time, Jennifer will be back to do a really lovely top. She's made one already from a pattern, and then it's called All About the Sleeve. Right, have a look. I've got to take the book with me. But you've got it still. Go on then. There it is. That's the finished top there. Right, so very quickly, the book that the pattern has come from is This Great Sewing... check out your baskets, The Great Sewing Bee Fashion with Fabric Cook by Claire Louise Hardy. It's got all the details, it's got all the projects, it's got fabulous pictures. And then on top of that, so it's got how to make it, but on top of that, it's also got 30 patterns. They come in this really lovely sleeve there, that really lovely sleeve there. 30 patterns in there you get. You have to trace them off, you can't cut them out. Brilliant value for money, £21.95. Okay, fabrics now. Let's start with the one that Jennifer... Oh, you want to start that end? Okay. Oh, got ages. I'll just check that my melons have made it into the room before we join for it. Right, so we've done bundles for you. This is the first one. This is mille fleurs. You get 2 meters of fabric. You get the interfacing. You get the buttons. And you get the thread. Come on, little Mike, you're making it very difficult for me. There you go, £29.45. The thing is, if you don't want to make that top, you've still got 2 meters of fabric, interfacing, thread, and buttons. Right, here we go. This one is called Grace. I like this one. This one looked lovely because it's a very bold pattern, isn't it? If there was, there's not enough in there to make a shirt, but if there was, I'd definitely have a shirt made just that. Interfacing. You've got the thread, and you've got the buttons. Hannah's saying she's going to make that little top, and then when she goes to Italy, which is on her list for this year, but she's going to make a vest top and walk around Italy wearing that top. But I like this one. I love this fabric. Again, you don't have to make the top that we've just shown you. This is nice, isn't it? Now, isn't that funny? I was going to say spring, summer, and Hannah's just said autumn. I think the patterns are lovely, though. Joel Dewberry Bazaar fabric. So you get, oh, it's in lichen, that's the colour. 32.45, you get 2 meters of fabric, you get the buttons, you get the interfacing, and you get the thread. Nice. Moving on. This one is called Twilight Vine. It's lovely, isn't it? The lovely greens and blues. They're very popular, this one. 2 meters of fabric, you get the thread, you get the buttons, and you get the interfacing. 32.45. Last one but not least. This is the one that Jennifer's been using. It's Stitchy Dot, 2 meters of it. But you get the red, the orangey buttons, and you get the thread, and you get the interfacing. Say this again. £34.95. Don't go anywhere. Jayne's up next with the most fabulous embroidery machine. I'm really, really, really excited, but I'm more excited about eating my melon in this break. So I will see you in 3 minutes from now, having eaten my melon. Join us on Facebook. Simply search for The Sewing Quarter and like our page for the latest news and more.
There are many different ways you can buy from us here at The Sewing Quarter. You can order from us by calling our free phone number at 0800 112 4433 and talk to the team at our UK-based call centre. Alternatively, there are other ways you can buy from us. You can go online and shop through our website at www.sewingquarter.com. You can even watch the show there and shop as you go. You can check out as many times as you like throughout the day and only pay a small fee of £2.95 postage and packaging for the whole day. We also offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all products excluding custom-cut fabric. Our friendly UK-based team will help guide you through every step.
The Sewing Quarter website is simple and easy to use. You can view a live broadcast of the show on our homepage. Get instant access to our online shop, which has a wide range of wonderful products for you to choose from. You can also enjoy a selection of projects and guides which we have on offer to help you enhance your skills and gain valuable tips. Watch the live shows and you can buy the product which is currently being shown on air. You can even message the studio to ask our presenters or team any questions you might have. Below, you'll find all the products from today's show for you to look at and purchase. On the right of the screen, next to today's products, you will find our simple program guide listing all upcoming shows. So, join us today at sewingquarter.com. Tune in on Thursday the 15th of June when the lovely Victoria Peat will make her long-awaited return to Sewing Quarter. Victoria will be showcasing her very own tote bag, which has been brought back by popular demand. The kit comes complete with everything you need to make the bag, including instructions, patterns, and fabulously fun fabric to create a beautiful summer bag fit for boardwalk or beach. So make sure not to miss Victoria on her return to Sewing Quarter on Thursday the 15th of June at 11 a.m, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78. When you spend £10 on your first purchase, you will receive this free sewing kit from the Sewing Quarter worth £14.99. You know when you've seen personalised gifts in shops and how much they charge them, or you can go to the website and order things and everything, and how much it costs you to get. This is really cute. Look at this. I didn't even know you could do embroidery like this on knitting. But apparently, as long as it's stabilised first, this is just one. This is just one of the many, many, many embroidery techniques that the next machine I'm going to show you can do. Well, I'm not going to show you to. Jayne's back. And I'm really excited. I've never seen this machine before. And when she showed me all the samples earlier when she arrived, I just thought, you know what? You need one of those. If you do lots of embroidery, then you're going to need one of these. Come with me. Are you ready for me, Jayne? I am. She's ready for me now. I was just shocked that this machine just did all of this. So it doesn't do any sewing.
No, it's not a sewing machine at all. It's just purely computerised embroidery. They've got 100 designs already built into it.
Oh my, right, right, okay, first of all, is that price right, $7.99?
Yes, it's a very good price.
So on the back here, I don't know if you can get this straight away. There's all these designs that are already built in to the machine. So you could just program, if you wanted to do any of those designs, you just program and the machine does it for you. You literally just
I'll put
this teddy bear down now. I'm sitting here, hold on to this teddy bear.
Scroll through the screen, select your pattern, and it's there ready to embroider. There's no,
it just sounds too good to be true, really,
No, it's fantastic. You've also got USB on here as well.
Hang on, there's no pedal.
There's no foot pedal, because I can set this going and go off and do the ironing, do some more sewing, do some cutting out. Yep.
Oh, right, so I go back, USB stick?
USB on the side, so there are millions of designs you can buy on the internet. There's some really good sites out there, so you just buy them in the right format, which is .jef.
Right. But that'll be written down somewhere, won't it?
That'll be in the book, yeah. And then you format your memory stick to the machine, which tells you in the book. It's really straightforward to do, so it puts an embroidery folder on there for you.
So if you like, I don't know, One Direction or something like that, do they have a logo? But you know what I mean? I don't know why I said that. But anything that you follow, you could maybe...
You can usually find something on the internet somewhere, or you can get additional software for these machines, so you can do your own as well.
So it's like a computer. It's like a great big computer, isn't it?
It's like working with your computer.
You've got so many to choose from anyway.
You have, yeah.
Now, they're all lots of little pictures. Do you have samples of some of these that we can have? Oh,
there's that's the full colour that comes with the machine, right. So it shows you everything in full colour, so it gives you a bit more of an idea as to what...
Will you explain to us how the different colours work in a minute? Because none of them are just one single colour, are they?
No, not at all.
So there's all of these. These are all already into the machine?
Yep, they're already in the machine.
Look at the butterflies, look at the flowers.
You've got a little butterfly here, if you want.
Beautiful, aren't they? Absolutely good. I haven't finished yet, look. Look. So, now, how do you know how big they are?
You have got, wherever they've disappeared to, here we go. They're like parchments, and you get the full set here. So for every design that's on there, every single design, you've got a corresponding parchment.
Oh, okay, so which one have you got there?
Which is a full size. I've actually got this one here, and that one. So they are a full size.
So, I'll just show you at home. That one there, those flowers at the bottom there, in real life, they're that big. So you don't do anything with this, that's just a template.
It's brilliant for positioning. If you want to put it, say you're doing a tablecloth or some linen or something, and you want to get it in exactly the right place, you can cut that in half, just pin it on, and you see there's crosshairs here. The centre point will correspond to the centre point in this plastic grid, which will sit in the hoop.
Right.
I'll pop it in.
Next question before we go any further. Yeah. What happens if my tablecloth needs this to be bigger or smaller?
You can alter the size 20% either way on the machine.
So 20% smaller or 20% bigger?
Larger. You can't do it anymore. Some of these won't go the full 20% if they're quite large as it is, because of the hoop size.
But the computer will tell you
that. The computer won't do anything that's not right for the machine to do. And again, if you do get software at some point, you can alter maybe.
And when it goes up or down by 20%, it doesn't distort it or stretch it,
No,
does it?
that's why it will only go 20% either way. Some of them only go 10% either way.
Because it will ruin the design.
It doesn't take stitches out and it doesn't add stitches in, so it'll either be really dense and bulletproof or quite gappy.
Oh, okay,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
So that's why it's only the 20%.
That's why it's only 20%.
That's fantastic. And there's so many different places you could use these, aren't there? Because I was saying this one, what could you use it for? And you just went, you could do bag, towel with a butterfly on it.
Lovely towels.
So imagine if you had your own little guest house or your own hotel, and it was called Butterfly House or something like that. Then you can do so. Now, so do you have to use a special thread to do it?
Yes, it's embroidery thread, and there is a pack on with it. Is it pack on with it today as well? So you get that in the bundle with the machine, which is fantastic.
So when you buy this embroidery machine, you get this Mettler. Oh, they're lovely, aren't they?
That's my own box that I use. That's opened. I've just had to get a new one because I ran out most of the other ones.
Oh, look at the gorgeous.
Look at that.
They're $7.99. So you get this box of threads for. I love the fact that the machine has got that kind of embroidery on it as well. There. This is Jayne's box here with the colours in it. And she's just had to replace it. Oh, is that the one we're about to use?
I've just put one on the machine, but they are really nice threads to use. And if you see, they've got a really nice sheen on them as well.
Haven't they?
You do need a specific bobbin fill as well, which is quite easily to get.
So does the machine come with?
No, it doesn't come with the bobbin fill. You can buy it at, I don't know if you stock it here or
I don't know
any good haberdashery shop will have, and it's specific embroidery bobbin fill. If you look at one of my little bobbins, it's quite fine. It's quite a fine
right.
thread.
So the bobbins come with the machine.
You get the bobbins with the machine.
You put in the bobbin. Got it now.
You'll get your bobbins with the machine as standard.
So what thread's that then? Is it a finer
That's a bobbin fill, a specific embroidery bobbin fill. It's quite fine.
Oh, I can see that, yes.
Yeah, and to get your best results, that is what you need to use.
So don't put normal thread in the bottom. And is that cotton or is that polyester?
I think this one's a polyester.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now, the thing is, if I wanted to copy that exactly, does it tell me which colours to use?
It will come up and tell you which colours. You can actually set it to various brands.
Oh, right.
But I've got a huge range of different, so I just choose my colours first, set them out.
Okay, now the next question, so many questions. Before we've even started sewing, so each of those designs have got more than one colour in them. Do you put, is it like an overlock? Do you put all the colours on at once?
It looks like the sewing machine on the top, so you'll thread up the first colour.
Yes.
And then as soon as it's sewn all that colour, it will stop and tell you to change the thread.
To change it into the next colour. Oh, I've got to get one of these. This is fascinating.
And the nice thing is, if you've already got your own sewing machine, you can change the bobbins over. They all fit as well.
Okay, brilliant. Right, so which design have you chosen for us to do today?
I've just chosen one that's not going to take us hours. I've just chosen this little one here.
Oh, that's nice.
And I'm just going to do it in 2 different colour greens.
Do you know what that looks like? That would look lovely. You know that black velvet slippers you can get with like the kind of monogram on the front. That's what that design is. So we're doing this one here.
Yep.
Now, how many colours are in there?
I've only got 2 colours in it.
Oh, that's okay. That's fine.
It's telling me on the screen here. I don't know if we can see. You've got all the information that you need actually on the screen.
We're just getting there now. We're just coming to your screen now. How do you get to where you are? Oh, no,
wrong way. That's
there you
better.
go. Right. Oh, wow. So it tells you everything, really. But how do you choose your design? How does that work at the beginning?
So I'm going to go back. And when you switch the machine on, it comes up with a screen.
Let me put my glasses on. This is fascinating.
To the first one. Let me just go right back to number 1. There we go. So that's the screen that comes up when you first switch the machine on.
Yeah.
And all designs are numbered.
Right.
So they're going through. So that design was number 57.
Oh, blimey.
So you just a quick scroll through the screens, like so.
So we're going to where? 57 we're going to? Yeah. Oh, we're nearly there.
Yeah, it doesn't take long.
There you go, next one. So we're doing that top there, so you press on that.
I'll just touch that.
So it's told you the hoop size. That comes with the machine, does it?
Yeah, you've got the 2 hoops with the machine. You've got hoop A, which is a smaller one.
Yeah.
And again, you can set it in inches or millimetres.
Right.
I've always got mine in inches.
Inches, yeah.
Yep, so that tells you the embroidery size. So that's fine. It's just checking it's on.
Yeah.
You can put the bigger hoop on if you want, but you couldn't put the small hoop on with a big design.
No, of course not. Right. Okay, so on that screen now, it's saying ready to sew.
Yeah.
It's saying that it's going to take 12 minutes to do.
There's
you need 2 colours.
That's what the size is.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that one down there is the hoop that we already knew about.
So if I press that one, it's going to show me which colour's sewn first.
Oh, okay.
And
right.
The little thread here tells me the 2 colours.
Oh.
So you can get all your colours ready.
But you can, if you didn't want it in yellow, you could do it. You're doing it in green,
I've
actually.
Just put green on
so you can just choose 2 colours that you like.
I'm
sorry, I'm standing so close.
Okay.
I'm just fascinated by this machine. Right, and then.
So I'm going to pop back there.
Yeah.
So that if you want to track the area.
Yeah.
So if you've got it somewhere specific, it will actually trace the outline of where that design is going to sit within the hoop. So if you've got it and you think, I want it exactly in that corner, you can track it round and have a look.
So it's in the centre now? It's in
the centre point. It always goes back to the centre point.
Right, OK.
OK.
Why is the needle to... Oh, it's going to do a satin stitch. That way the needle's to the left?
It does all kinds of different stitches. It'll do straight stitches, satin stitches,
okay.
everything. It works its own way out. And then to start it, you literally stop.
Are we starting then?
We are going to start. That's it. Easy as that. Press the foot down.
It's going to take 12 minutes. So...
And it's going to start. I'm going to get my little scissors. When you start, cut the longer thread end off. Okay, just tip it off. Make sure that you've moved away from it slightly, otherwise, I have done it on more than one occasion, I've cut the wrong thread.
And is there a foot you have to put down and everything?
I'll put the presser foot down as normal, and that's quite happy now. That will quite happily sew away. It'll work its own speed out as well.
Do you know what? This is like yesterday I did a colouring in show, right? Colouring in fabric show. And I went really quiet and everyone was fascinated and it was silent and we just coloured in for an hour. And that's the set. I will be able to walk away.
I've been doing it for 20 years and I still have to watch it embroidering.
I just think it's so clever. Oh no, I'm going to get one of these. So if I was wearing this shirt and I wanted to write John's Cafe on it or something like that, I could get, or download, or just wanted an emblem on it, say, or a flower on it, something. I could put my shirt into the hoop and do exactly like you've just done, work out the size, and then you could place it exactly where you want it on your shirt using the template.
Yes, use the templates and just track it around. You must, the really important thing with machine embroidery is you must stabilise it.
Right, OK. So you've got to put, what would you put on?
It's a stabiliser. I brought a couple of mine with me. Just sneak down here. There are a whole raft of them out there. You had some on the Stitch and Tear, on the last hour,
Now,
which is
it was in the bundle earlier. Tomorrow, if you come in on the website tomorrow, you'll be able to buy it on the website. And if it's not there now, there might be some there now if you buy that.
This is just a Stitch and Tear I get on a roll.
Oh, so that's what we had earlier.
That's an iron-on one.
Right.
So there are different kinds.
Yes.
And it's off. It'd be quite happy there. You want to swap sides?
No, it's fine. I can look at you and the machine this way.
Okay. And it'll just tear off afterwards, so you can just
Do you have to tear it off?
It depends what you like. We were talking about with the free motion embroidery. It depends what you're putting it on. There are a whole different raft of stabilisers. If you're doing children's clothes, you can get quite soft ones.
Yes.
You can get wash-away ones that go on top of toweling or anything with a pile. So, but standard, I tend to use like a standard Stitch and Tear most of the time. I quite often take it off. Say it varies.
Yeah, I was going to say, if it's on my shirt, I wouldn't want it on my shirt. But if it was on the back of a cushion...
Something you can just leave it. With your shirt, you can just take it off afterwards.
Exactly.
That's a little towel.
We've done the towel. What else have you got? We've got the teddy. You see, now this, I'm amazed that it did it on knitwear.
Yeah, as long as you stabilise it correctly. And if there's anything, I think you can just see there's a tiny little bit of water-soluble shiny left in there still, and a bit of stabiliser on the back.
Yeah. But that doesn't matter, does it?
No, it will. Give it a wash and it'll come out. But there's a little bit... The water-soluble also stabilise it. You know, you get your washing powder tablets now, don't you, that dissolve? You want one of those, don't you?
I love the way that it does a leaf and then it goes, right, I'm off here now, and it goes off and does a leaf
works its own way around,
Anyway, sorry.
Water-soluble. It's brilliant. You can do lace. I've got some lace somewhere.
Let's have a look.
That's a little lace.
Oh, wow.
A little Christmas lace one. That would be done in sections in the centre part, and then you can either hand sew it or put it on a very small zigzag on the machine and join the parts together. Water soluble then wash out, so you've got a whole freestanding.
I've got a friend who's mum in Norway with her house is whole filled with this, and at Christmas she goes absolutely crazy with it.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. So that's incredible. It can do it on the lace as well. What else? What else
have we got? That's just a normal wash.
Oh, now you see.
With your monogram, your own personal monograms on.
I think I might have all my towels done like this, with my monogram on. So you can choose. Now, can you choose?
There are some. I've got my little sample book here. There's a couple of different outlines that you can have for your monogram.
Can you choose the letters inside?
Yeah, you can do 2 or 3 letters, depending on if you've got
I can put my initials in?
Yeah, I've got a little towel. We can hoop it up later if you want.
You've got what?
I've got a towel if you want.
Oh, yes, we'll do a towel.
I'll do a towel. You can take it home then.
I know I'll get told off for getting overexcited about these things. Right.
That's just a little notebook cover. That's the pattern on the machine, and I've just enlarged it to 120%.
So you can do writing as well?
We've got 3 different fonts on here as well.
And is there a limit to how many letters you can put in?
It's limited by the size of the hoop.
Oh, by the hoop,
And
yes.
again, if you're putting your letters sort of going this way and you think, I haven't got enough space,
yes,
you can put them that way and just make sure that your hoop, whatever you're doing, the right way around. So it's sewing the correct way. So if you were doing like a large towel, you could hoop it that way to get everything on. So
dressing gowns with our names on, exactly.
All perfectly monogrammed.
The only thing you'd have to be careful with the dressing gown is you'd have the whole of the... If you put the bit here through your... hoop, you've got the rest of the dressing gown.
You can, but you can usually tuck it away and you can clip it out of the way. I wouldn't leave something large like that just in case it got caught, but we will do. I've also got a little pillowcase, and again, this is the same design for your bed linen, and that is one design, and it's just duplicated.
So you'd put the hoop in. I'll just lift up for you.
You could
put the hoop in and do the first one.
You could probably do the 2 in the one hooping, and then you just mark it out and move it along. So if you've got plain bed linen, anything like that, you can just rehoop and put your designs in.
How much would that cost you in the shop? Cost you more than the plumbing machine, wouldn't it?
And again, it's a lovely way. If you've got, I did one little grant on a Thomas the Tank quilt for his birthday last year, and it was fabulous because I managed to get some embroideries online, put his name on, and it's absolutely personal.
So as long as the design fits within either of the 2 hoops, you're fine. So the USB thing, that's what.
Just telling me now, it's just what's the next colour on now. It's finished that one, so it stopped.
Oh, that was very quick.
6 minutes. It's gone. So I just want the other colour now. Oh, should we put these slightly down?
What are you asking, Hannah? Yes. Yeah, that's what I was just getting to, but we just changed the thread and then we'll... So the USB stick...
Yeah.
It's a thing you put in your computer, isn't it?
It's
I've got one
exactly
that's got diamantes on it, but I've got no idea what's for.
Yeah.
So... You download a pattern from one of the sites. You can normally buy them from a different site.
You can buy them. Most sites will give you free designs as well, just to test out the quality of the digital.
And then you can put the USB into the sewing machine, into the embroidery machine.
Yeah, there's a little USB port on the side. Initially, you need to, and I'll show you in the settings afterwards. You need to format it to the machine.
We'll have a look at that when you've done this.
It'll put an embroidery folder on there for you. And then you just literally, any designs you get, keep them on the computer.
Hannah's on about Christmas. Oh, can we do Christmas Christmas? We'll do this one, and then we'll show you how you put your USB in formatting
and reformat it, Again, I will say, get a fairly low gig USB, about an 8 tops. And I tend to keep all my embroidery designs actually on the computer, rather than having them all on the stick and just put on what I'm using.
That could have been in double Dutch to me. I have no idea what any of that meant.
With the USB stick, you can put a folder on your computer. I've got different embroidery folders on the computer. And I keep my designs in there, and they're in categories. I may have quite a lot. And they're like Christmas, birthdays, flowers, whatever. So you can go in, select the one that you want.
Onto your USB stick. So rather than keeping them all on your USB stick, you can keep them on the computer.
You've got to go through everything then, and it just makes life a lot easier with them. And it's quite happy now.
I'm getting one of these. I'm definitely getting one of these. Right, so we can't show the USB thing for now.
No,
so let's have a look at some of your samples in here, then your sample
There we go.
Right.
So that's just a little sheet saying Ziona Expressive 820 machine. Just on there in the hoop, a little butterfly on the bottom. That's the 3 different fonts on there. So you've got Gothic...
Oh, sorry, they're not here yet. They're not got with us yet.
They're not with us.
Sorry. There you go. That was the first one.
That's just a little front page I did, And that's... Gothic, Script and Cheltenham, they're the 3 different fonts on the machine built in already.
OK, and they'll go as big as that, but 20%?
You can get 20% bigger. What I've done on this sheet, I've done the small, medium and large in each one.
Yes.
But again, you can get... I wouldn't probably take them any smaller than that.
No, gosh, no.
But you can go the 20% larger.
So those sizes actually... That's not 20% bigger than that, though, is it?
No, they're the standard. In the machine, when we look at the font, you can select either a small one, a medium or a large one.
Oh, I see. So that's your large one. And then you can make that large one 20% bigger as well.
So
there's the logo that we saw.
Those are monograms, There's a slightly different one on there.
Who's PAG then?
It's my other half.
Oh, that one's very pastel,
That's quite light, so I'll take it out because of the glare. But that's just quite delicate colours. It's quite pretty.
Let me put it... There you go. That's lovely. That looks like my mum has got... Or my mum had, which I don't know where they've gone, actually. She's passed on all her... she's got really, really old tablecloths and everything like that with all of this on. They're from my nan. She got them from my nan.
Oh, no,
That's lovely, isn't it? Right, slide that one back in to keep it safe.
Put it back in there.
Napkins at the top table, because you could do a wedding.
I've done weddings.
But you could put their names
you could put
on
the monograms
and you do the top table, don't do everybody.
Well, you could do them as a wedding favour, put everybody's initials, a little monogram on all the napkins for everybody to take home as a keepsake.
That's good, rather than those walnut, no, what do you get, almonds, sugared almonds.
Yeah.
That's nice.
That's sort of the opposite one to this. The little corner one, it's a little blue one.
Yeah, so you could put that in the corner.
You could,
oh, nice.
And you can duplicate them.
Could you do that and then initials here?
If you wanted to, on the editing screen. You can edit on the machine as well.
Oh, my word.
So that's just another little one. These are just little ones.
Oh, these are pretty, aren't they?
Built into the machines. That would be lovely. I would probably do that on sort of, maybe try it on an organza or something, or a mid-weight, just some curves, would be lovely. It's a little butterfly.
Right, now, can you use... Because this is using all this thread.
I'm using these. You use a specific embroidery thread.
Right.
That you use for it, because you've got that lovely sheen with it.
Right. Did you say we had some others then?
There are some more threads. Oh, hang on, I've got some more threads.
Have you got it in yours?
I'm hiding them from you.
Are they embroidery machine threads?
Are these sewing threads? Oh, hang on now. Oh, look at those.
That's the one. Now, can you use this in there?
You can, yes. Make sure that you pop a metallic needle in, though. You need a specific metallic needle for that. And again, keep the machine fairly slow. I did some yesterday, a little board, and I popped a little bit of metallic in.
So that's the Madeira thread. That's £17.95 there. So you could use that, but you need to buy from Elna
a specific metallic sewing machine needle.
Just for the top, the needle for the top.
Any metallic thread that you use, even just normal sewing, you can use it on the 6/8 or anything.
But you need to buy
a metallic thread,
needle. And what was the other thing you said?
I tend to keep it fairly slow. Metallic is notorious for being a little bit tricky to sew with, so it will snap on occasions.
So has that got a tortoise and a snail?
No, but you can go in the settings and slow it down before you start.
Just everything.
Yeah.
So if it snapped halfway through, what would you do?
It would stop instantly.
Oh, OK.
Instantly
it knows then?
It knows, or if the bobbin thread runs out, if it's getting low, it will tell you the bobbin thread's getting low. And if it runs out, it will just stop. So you can just unhook, change it, and off you go again. I always go back probably about a dozen stitches just to make sure that I've...
Do you know who'd love this? My friend Shamoy Mary would love this. If you're watching Shamoy Mary, get one of these. They're just fantastic. Because she's frightened of... not frightened, but she's new to sewing and everything. But something like this, she can still create amazing things.
You don't have to be a sewer to use it. You can pre-bought. I mean, now you've got bed linen, towels, dressing gowns, T-shirts, anything. So her wallpaper in her kitchen is red sequins.
Oh, so she'd love things like this. You know what I mean?
She could bling up all her kitchen towels.
That's the glittery Madeira thread box. It's not called glittery. That's just Hannah getting overexcited.
Just metallic. This cross-stitch as well.
Oh, my word.
So these are built into the machine, and if you did that onto my ED, nobody would know that you hadn't cross-stitched it.
And you've done like little, could you fill the whole square with...
These are 3 separate designs, so I've literally bought them on the editing screen and moved them around so they were how I wanted and just put them on there.
But could you, like on those samplers, sometimes all the background's filled in as well. Does it do that as well?
Probably not so much on this. You could put some more windmills there, but there's nothing to stop you doing it on your sewing machine. A lot of the sewing, like the 6/8 has got some lovely cross-stitch patterns on there. So you
but I imagine that takes a long time.
They do take quite a while because there are quite a lot of colour changes in there, but I think it's my sort of cross-stitch, that.
Yes. Oh, yeah,
it is. It is.
Yes.
It's well worth it. It does look beautiful when it's finished.
That's really cool. And this framing one's nice as well.
This frame one, I actually did these yesterday after.
Oh, OK.
I did it, you see, on a Sunday afternoon for you. There's got a metallic in there. You can probably catch a little glimpse of it on there.
Just wait for the camera to come to us.
And it's just got that little bit of a sparkle on it. I don't know if it shows. I think you can see it on there. It's just got on the light on. It's just got a tiny sparkle on. Yeah.
That's a studio light. So I can see it here. You won't know able to see it at home. Now, if you've got a napkin, can you set it... Oh, because that's going to do... If you set that, that's going to do that square, isn't it? Can you set it just to do that round the... If you had a big... Oh, no, actually, no, you couldn't, because it has to sit in the hoop, doesn't it?
You can re-hoop if you want to, but you wouldn't be able to set it as a single line. No. Again, you'd need software to do something like that.
So when you say software...
We'll have to ask if we can bring it along next time, maybe. It's a software programme that goes with the machine, so you can digitise things like clip art. And again, you can alter the sizes a lot more because it will have stitches.
You can buy that comes from Elna. You can buy that from Elna.
Yeah, you can buy it to go with the machine as well. So maybe I will ask for that next time.
Well, yeah, because I'll have one of those by then. Right.
And then the last one I did is just one of the other borders.
Yes.
One of the other frames.
Beautiful.
You could put a little verse in there if you wanted, couldn't you? Anything like that.
Oh, yes, do the little writing, yeah?
Yeah.
Be lovely for a christening or something.
I used to do christening cushions, wedding ring pillows, all kinds of things. Special birthday
Jay's
cushions.
getting married. We could do a wedding ring pillow for him. Oh, my word.
So, and that's it. Just pop it out afterwards, and it's done. No time at all,
You'd pay a fortune. If you went on those embroidery shops, you'd pay an absolute fortune, wouldn't you? So now, it was easy to put the fabric in this. What's this bit here for?
That just clips onto here. It's like a little butterfly clip. That holds it in place. Because this is actually moving while it's embroidering. This is what's moving everything around. This is linked into the machine, so it knows where it's going with it. And it's lovely, because when you finish, that just tucks itself in the back, so...
OK, let's see more things about... What did I ask earlier? And we said, we'll have a look at... Oh, we've got loads of questions. Are they going to come through here, or are they going to come through you? Heather, hello, John and Jane. Got fed up.
Waiting for it to come back.
I got fed up waiting for this machine to come back, so you already bought one.
She loves it, though. It is a lovely machine.
Heather, it's fabulous, though, isn't it? It's fabulous. Oh, Heather, I'm sorry you had to wait for it. It's her fault.
I'm such a busy person. It's trying to find time to get back and see you. That's the trouble.
All right, I've got another question. It's come through here. Oh, is it coming through here? Oh, I've got no idea. What's the biggest hook it can take? Do you know what that means?
Biggest hoop.
Hoop!
Biggest hoop.
Hannah, hoop.
That's your larger hoop. It's the A hoop. It's that one.
Is it this one?
Yeah, and it's so... Gosh, I'm going to go whip in there and have a quick look for it.
But this comes with it, doesn't it? You can't put your own hoops on,
No, they specifically... These two come with it.
Is there a bigger one that Elna might do? But
You can get a bigger hoop, which is longer, but then you have to re-hoop. But the one I find really handy, there's a little 50mm by 50mm one. Right. Which is fabulous, because you can do... It's brilliant for doing baby things.
Right.
Little bibs, baby grows, if you're doing collars, cuffs...
But this is the biggest one that comes with it. And have you got... Did they have a measurement? Do you want me to measure it?
I think it's 7.9 by... Just let me...
In inches. 7.9 by...
It's 5.5 by 7.9 in inches.
5.5 by 7.9
That's your embroidery area.
That's in there, yes, exactly.
That's within that grid is where it will embroider.
The embroidery machine is a fantastic price. Mine was a lot more expensive. Sadly, that's a great buy, love Lorraine. Thank you, Lorraine.
It is. It's a fabulous machine because, as I say, you don't have to be a sewer. You can just be a general crafter who does a little bit of sewing on the side, maybe. But this is a standalone. School uniforms, I used to do all the names, and everybody's like gym stuff and everything like that.
Exactly, we can do your own crests and everything.
Logos on shirts.
Lorraine's also sent in. Lorraine sent in a message saying she's emailed some pictures in, but we haven't got them yet. We haven't got them. As soon as they come, we'll show them. Right, let's go back and have a look at what were we saying about the screen earlier. What was the question?
You want to have a look at the screen? Pop that down. So I'm just going to cancel that. So if I'm going to go back...
Get my glasses.
You get your glasses on there then.
I want to know, so if you pick a design...
Yeah. So it's that one. So that's a butterfly, right? And I've got the bigger hoop selected, and I'm in the edit screen now. Right. So I can move that around within the screen.
I was going to say, how do you know where to put it?
I can move it around. You can move it around here as well, so you can get it really precisely positioned.
Okay.
Okay. You can also flip it 45 degrees if you want.
Oh, so you have them flying in different directions.
Yeah. If you want to.
Okay.
Turn it right round.
So what's the size is where you can make it a bit bigger or a bit smaller, is it?
The size, you've got plus or minus. So if I go plus...
So I'll go to 120 and that's it.
120.
Oh, but look how it fills the square, does it for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if I go OK on that, I can move it down.
Right. Then what's that? Those two triangles? I only know because you'll be getting a phone call from me when mine arrives.
That's a mirror image, side to side. So you can mirror image it and flip it round as well.
And then that's a dustbin, is it, number one?
So if you don't want it, you can just put it in the bin.
Okay.
Cancel it.
What's the magnifying glass for?
Magnifying glass.
Oh,
so
just to show you exactly what you're doing.
It, yeah.
Now, where did it say about the colours then? Where did it tell you how many colours you need?
The colours are on the screen when we start sewing.
Oh, OK.
You've got the colours on there. If you want to put some font on, you can go into there, OK?
And how many... So you choose Gothic,
So you've got Gothic, Script, Cheltenham. You've also got your 2 or 3 letter monogram.
Right.
Put a little monogram
No,
on
I'm going to do Gothic like this.
Yeah. And then you've got upper and lower case. You've also got your different size spaces.
Yeah.
You can have it going in horizontally.
Am I in the way? Sorry.
Horizontally or vertically. That's on a medium letter there, so we leave it on there. That's small, that's large.
Right.
Back to medium.
Right, okay, so you're on Gothic. How do you start putting letters in?
Just touch them.
It's got a Y, isn't it?
It has.
It has.
We're all very used to QWERTY keyboards these days, aren't we?
Yes.
You're thinking, oh. And then just, okay.
So then now, will that go? Now I'd have to move
You
that
can
one.
move it now, yeah. If you hold it down.
I'll hold it down. Oh!
I've disappeared off the top almost.
No, I want you down there. So this will knows how far to the near, how close you get. Right, if I want to put another pattern here, can I put another pattern in there?
Yeah, so we're just going back onto the top one there.
Which one?
That one.
I'm sorry, everybody at home, I love this. Right, what number's the love heart?
I think we need to go through where's
there a
our
love
little...
heart on there?
I don't think there is, actually.
Oh,
Never
Jayne,
mind.
you've ruined my design.
Never mind.
A giraffe. I don't want
I don't want a
Jayne
giraffe.
Giraffe's the butterfly. I wanted a heart.
We don't have any little hearts, unfortunately.
Oh, don't know. What number's the sewing machine?
The sewing machine is 38.
Oh, I'm into this, I'm afraid, of 38.
And that's it, so you can move it around slightly in there. And again...
Don't think it works with the butterfly now, though. So then, if I've done that and think, oh, no, that doesn't work, I want to get rid of the butterfly.
Touch the butterfly so it's selected, and then put it in the bin. Gone.
And then if I want something else, do I press on there?
So if you want something else, you go back onto your patterns.
This one?
Yep.
Oh, no, exactly. If I can do this. OK, well, I want that one now then, don't I? And then I want to move that down. But I also want to make it bigger.
So you'd need to take it away from the edge slightly.
OK. Oh, I see you can move it like that as well.
Yep.
And then edit.
So we're on edit now, so it's size.
Size. Oh.
And that's the actual size of that when it's on its largest, is that?
Yes. Right, OK.
I was quite impressed when it's the first time I'd done
And
that.
then move it down like that. Sorry. Oh, it doesn't want me to let it move.
Just hold it carefully.
No? Oh, you've got better... I don't want it there.
You can move it across. Sometimes to get a really accurate position, it's better off using the little keys on there to move it.
So I then have to pick a colour for Jayne. It would tell me...
It will default to black on that.
Oh, OK.
OK, so if you press OK now...
So that's my design.
That's your design.
Hoop size, so I need the big hoop size. Yeah.
That's OK. It's telling me it's going to take 27 minutes.
Oh, 27 minutes. I haven't got time to make it, have I?
You've got 10 colours.
In the whole
Yeah, and
in the
if you
whole
press
thing.
the little cotton reel... You've got 7 there, so
I don't want it in those colours.
So you can scroll through on the bottom.
Right. Yeah.
And have a look at
so if I wanted to, so number one, if I want to change that colour,
you just put the different colour.
Oh, so you can't make it change, obviously, because you're putting the threads in, aren't you? So I know that my number one colour. Now, how do I know where number one is on the design? Do number one?
So if you press that, it will take out.
Oh, there you go.
Take it out, and it will show you Jayne on there, and it will do some of the sewing machine as well.
So I'd put red in, say, for example, to write the Jayne.
It's telling me there that it's black 20.
Yeah.
And then when it goes on to the next colour, it will come up with the colour that you want underneath.
Oh, Jayne, I think
it's very intuitive.
Sorry, everybody at home. I've just got totally self-absorbed with that machine, totally. So you've got 20 minutes left as well. £799. What else do you want to show me? Because I've just put these in your baskets.
What else would you like to see? Do you want a little monogram on here?
Yes.
You can take away. Next time I come in, I'll do...
Oh, you said you had a towel.
I've got a towel.
Is it new? Are you going to...
I will let you have it.
No.
You're fine. No.
It's
only a little one. No. It's only a little one.
Jayne says, are the files Jeff or Jess?
Jeff.
F
Jeff,
for Freddie.
J-E-F.
Because that's my initials, J-E-S.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh.
J-E-F for Freddie, it is, Jayne, not J-E-S for me.
So it's J-E-F, the files. I'm just going to cut some...
Oh, we've got one of Lorraine's images have come through. Oh, wow.
Oh, that's fabulous,
She's done that in
isn't
embroidery
it?
machine. So she'll have downloaded that, won't she?
Yeah.
It's a hummingbird, that, isn't it?
There are loads and loads of sites.
What's it on, Lorraine? What have you put it on? Is it on a tablecloth? I can't see what it's on. Or a pillow. Oh, that's gorgeous. So the stitches are quite big on that hummingbird, aren't they?
They vary. A lot of them are digitised, and quite often now they will give it so it's looking at a different way, so you can get some really nice shading.
Do you need the iron on?
No, I'm fine. I'll just take this without it. Let's just say with the towels, I'll take it out quite a little bit because they are
quite thick.
Larger to get in.
Okay,
there.
let's watch this then.
Let's see if we can get it in. So it's just hooping it. We've got those lovely pins that we had on the last one. I just want to pop one in the middle.
Lovely mauve box. Look.
Yeah. promise not to take them home. And all I do to find the centre point is I will put a pin in here. And it's just a rough way for me when I'm hooping up, and I just know that that's roughly my centre point.
There's a pin, 795 plus spotted. Right, okay.
Right side up, shiny side up. We're going to take this off anyway. I'm going to pop that onto there. Into there. About centre. You're hooping up, so you've got left and right on the bottom.
Can you, so one of those checky things, can you check your centre?
I can if I need to. Let's pop that on. We pop that in.
Oh, you're miles off, Jane.
It'll be fine. Take it around a little bit.
Yeah.
Pop it on there. Because we can.
Yeah, don't forget this is going in my guest room in my house.
Is it? Oh, I see.
Or will it go in the French room, though, or the princess bedroom?
Oh, that sounds intriguing.
Yes.
So we're not too bad there. So again, it's just hooping it in, and make sure that it's quite taut in the hoop. You don't want the fabric flopping around everywhere,
right.
Otherwise you're not... The biggest thing I get called out with people when they're having trouble is because they haven't stabilised things or hooped them.
Got a question for you from Heather. Do you not change the bobbin colour with each colour change?
No, I tend to leave the white in or a black one if I'm doing something dark. The only time I would change the bobbin colour to match the top thread is if I'm doing lace, because you can see it from both sides. Then I'll wind the bobbin.
Oh, yes, because I suppose if you're doing any of these, it's well, it's white anyway, this one, isn't it?
You're not going to see it. It's on the back.
Oh, but that's got... So did that have a blue...
It's got some white in the back. It does quite often pull through a little bit on the back, the colour.
OK, oh, yeah, look at that one. Let's look at that one.
And again, you can see the bobbin fill there.
So the bobbin fills the white in the... So it brings a lot of the top thread through
it will
to
bring
the...
it through to the back here. Yeah, I don't know if you can see on the butterfly as well. Sorry about that, stretching over.
Oh,
yeah, that's just
where are you going?
And that, again, has just had the white in the back.
There you go, we'll do them both there together.
So you can see, it's just had the white, but it pulls some of the top colour through. Because you can
So they're the backs you're seeing there.
You can get designs digitised for fringing on these as well. So you snip it, and you can get lovely 3D fringed effects.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's a whole new world out there.
I love this embroidery on this pillowcase. Now, if you were doing it on a pillowcase, could you do it on a bought pillowcase?
Yes, just unpick the side seams, embroider it, and stitch it back together again.
Same
as duvet covers.
Right, OK, we'll get on with our towel now. Be quiet, please.
No. This is just
what's this?
This is a water-soluble stabiliser. This is quite a lightweight one. There are many different kinds.
Right.
Some of them are quite thick if you're doing lace.
Do you have to put this on?
You have to put it on top. The first towel I ever embroidered many years ago, I didn't know, and I took it off and I thought, where's the design gone? Because it disappears into the pile of the fabric.
Oh.
Whereas with this, it'll sit it on top, and then when you wash it, it's still sitting on top of the fabric.
When you've finished this show and you go back into the office, I'm still here, will you ask the buying department to order some of that?
If you wish, yes.
Yeah, because we don't sell it at the moment.
No, you don't, I don't think.
Yeah.
No,
and what's it called?
It's just a water-soluble stabiliser.
And where would you get that from normally, then?
You should just online some way, you should be able to get
Water?
it. Or we sell it, well, you should get it on the website.
Elna sell it?
You should get it on the website, yeah.
Water, what is it?
It's a water-soluble stabiliser.
Water-soluble
There are
stabiliser.
different types. Some of them are quite heavy.
Oh, now is that the one you can embroider on and then wash it and it all disappears?
Yep, it's like magic. This is a very fine one.
That's what we need.
Because
it's like stitch and tear, but a wet one.
Yeah. And you can get sticky ones, there's all different kinds.
But you use that and the stabiliser on the back as well?
You must stabilise underneath,
yeah, okay.
Sometimes I might just use a really thick water-soluble underneath, depending on what you're doing. It's all very dependent on what...
So now that's not in the hoop,
No, I haven't hooped that because it's quite expensive, so I tend to just lay it on the top.
Okay.
And I'd probably use a smaller piece.
Oh, OK. As you get used to it, you're going to be more...
I just keep an eye on it so it doesn't get caught anywhere. And then I take...
But if it does get caught... When you wash it, it'll disappear
go out of the way, but sometimes if you get it caught around the foot, so it's just keeping an eye on it.
All right.
And then I tear all the bits off and keep those as well.
I'll use them again?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because you can do really free motion as well.
Yes,
you can do water-soluble 3D things.
Oh, I love this show. Why haven't I been given this show before? OK, so what happens next?
Right, so now we need to put your monogram in.
Oh, OK, then.
So we need to go to edit, I think. Should we go to edit? Right.
Oh, what's spelt wrong in the graph? Oh, yeah, embroidery is spelt wrong in the graph. I noticed that on our paper earlier, and I completely ignored it because it was just our paper. Right, OK.
Right, so now we need to go onto...
Which one are we going to?
Onto fonts, yeah.
Onto fonts?
Yeah. So we need to come onto font here.
And then down here...
And so you've got 2 or 3 letters?
2.
So you need to choose what outline you want on it there, on the bottom here, one of these.
I haven't got my glasses on.
So it sits either side.
Oh, which design at the side I want?
So which one do you want? Which little...
I want that one.
So touch that. And then just type your initials in.
Right.
And that's it. And then, OK.
Hoop size. Got the right hoop size on.
8,
5 by 4.3.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's going to move the little arm to where it needs to be.
OK.
What colour would you like it?
I'll do it in green because we've got green on the machine, yeah.
There we go. Are you going to have it in any colour? It takes seconds to change.
No, I'll do it in green.
It just goes on.
I'm not sure I want it in green.
Have a
No,
look.
I'll do it in the green. I don't want to be greedy.
You can, if you want to change.
Can you do the letters in the middle in a different colour to the...
It will go right the way through, but if you want, you can stop it when it's done the outside and change it.
OK. No, I won't do that. We'll do it
What I'm going to do now, because my little centre point's slightly across.
Yeah. Oh, OK.
So I can do it like that.
How do you know to go? Oh, right.
Because I've just moved it across, because that's why I popped the little cross pins in, just to double check.
So it'll start, where the needle is now, it's going to start right in the centre of that design somewhere, is it?
It will move itself across to where it needs to start. It's all very interesting. Now, you sure you want green?
Yes.
Before we start.
And we've only got 15 minutes left. How long is it? How many minutes? Oh, excuse me.
9
minutes. Oh, I might have to tell Jennifer to stand down. I'm going to do this for 2 hours.
You could be there all day doing these. So, and literally now, it will just get on with it and do it.
Do you just press the start-stop button?
Press the start-stop button and just leave it. Again, if you've got something that's bulky or larger, just make sure that you haven't got it caught in anything.
Right.
While you're embroidering.
Oh, yes, exactly. Especially if you leave it.
And also, word of warning, if you're writing something, check your spelling before you start embroidering.
Like embroidery on there, yes, exactly. Embroidery, that one.
I've only done that once, and it was a gift for somebody, and I had to go and buy another dressing gown.
Oh, no.
Because I'd spelt a name wrong. So, but however...
Was that your fault or was that her fault?
It was my fault.
Oh, OK.
Just late at night, just tapping it in.
That was an expensive present then.
It was, but...
So now, you shouldn't worry then that the water-soluble one's scrunching up around it?
No, it's designed to sit on the top. If I was doing even sweatshirting, or I've done velvet for ring cushions and things as well, always pop that on the top, because you can tear it off afterwards. And then if it's something you don't really want to wash, a damp cotton bud, and you can usually dab it to get the extra bits.
And would you don't do that on everything then? It's only on something that's got a thick pile?
No, it's just on something with a pile.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, say, velvets or
toweling,
towels.
even sweatshirting, things like that, like a heavy fleece, anything like that, and it just sits it beautifully on top.
What about, now, that's a good question. Can you do it on jersey? Can you do it on stretch fabrics?
Yes. Yeah, I do T-shirts, all kinds of things.
Oh,
you can get sticky stabilisers. I wouldn't be careful hooping when you're using stretchy fabric so you're not distorting, but you can get a stabiliser that you hoop, then you peel it off and it's sticky, so that you can just gently pat the garment in place so you're not distorting it.
I was going to say, because you wouldn't want it, take it out the hoop and for the rest of the T-shirt to relax, and then suddenly this bit's all stretched.
Well, it would just scrunch up and it'll be quite crinkly around the edges, but no, it's quite happy.
Is he all right? He sounds a bit
quite happy.
I've already given it a he machine, this one.
It could be a she. No, it's quite happy, and it will quite happily just go on there with it. And you're getting, I'm going to...
Oh, yeah, be careful. What you get with it, let's clear a bit of space on the table. Remember, you're only paying 1p, remember, £2.95 for posted packages. It comes straight from you, though, doesn't it?
It does come out directly from us. So you're getting both hoops, both with the templates in it.
Yeah.
You're also getting a nice little pair of embroidery scissors.
Oh, so it does the outside. That's why you say you could stop. So it's doing the frame first.
You could stop, and again here, because it's just gone across without thread, I'll just stop it and just snip this little jump thread off for it. And
when it's finished the frame, can we stop?
If you want to. Yeah.
Well, I'd like to do my initials in a different colour, that's all.
Just keep an eye on it, so as soon as it's done.
Right, let's look at what you get with it. Sorry, look what
So where are we? So you get bobbins. Say if you've already got an element, the bobbins are all interchangeable. So you get 4 and 1 in the machine.
Okay.
You're going to get your spare spools pin, which sort of sits in on top of the machine. Some threads run better when they're upright than others.
Yes.
You've got your little spool cap, one large and one small.
Yeah.
The little felt that sits on there. Some spare needles.
Oh, right. Now, are they just normal sewing machine needles, or do you have to buy a specific
You can
needle?
get embroidery needles, and again, if I was using metallics, I would use metallic needles. Sometimes I forget to change mine, and it doesn't have any massively adverse effect. But
if you just went, I mean, you obviously get these with it.
You get these with it, but I think it's an embroidery-only machine, so I'd be inclined to just buy embroidery needles and put it on. I've got a machine at home that does both, so...
Organ needles.
Yeah, they come in the pack with it. It's just a good quality sewing machine needle, whatever they are.
What's the matter, Timothy? Oh, it's about to finish.
Oh, no.
No,
You're all right. It's got the bottom.
Ignore
Don't
Tim.
do that.
Ignore Tim.
Don't do that.
What's that?
That's another little flat screwdriver. That's really handy for getting underneath to take the plate off to clean it.
That's good.
Yeah.
So you get this screwdriver, the Elna screwdriver, and
the little flat one. And that's all you need with it. You don't need any more feet. You don't need a foot control, anything like that.
And also you get with today's price.
Yeah, that's fabulous.
You get the thread pack as well. So now, if I ordered one, when I ordered one, you'll deliver it to my house, right? If I just plug it in, is it ready to go, or do I have to download anything?
Plug it in and it's ready to go. Hopefully this won't take a couple of minutes, and I'll show you where you go into the settings to put the...
we're changing the... Getting over excited. Right.
I'm going to stop now. I'm going to press...
If you've got any basket, please check out, because I'm going to be putting one in the basket after the show.
Right, where do my little scissors go? I'll take these out.
Are they in here? Oh, there they are.
There you go. It's not a problem. Let's just snip that off. We'll unthread it.
Heather says she's learning so much, Jane, from you. I might not use that one all right to
Yeah,
use?
it'll be fine. I'll just... So where it's been in my...
In your box.
Little box. I've had to write the name on the back of it because they're identical. Because I've got a lovely shiny new box now because I used the other one.
Oh, what?
It's on the back of the packaging, so I didn't...
Also, be careful they don't try and take it off you as you leave.
Oh, no.
That's what they're a bit like.
No.
And they just do this like that. You leave the building, don't they, Hannah? Just to only do it to Hannah.
Well,
I have to say, it never works though, does it? I have to say, at one company I used to work for, you got in and out every single day. You take your shoes off and do that and everything. So it just knows that you've paused at that place.
Yeah, it's quite...
Cut the thread off.
Cut the thread, so make sure it's gone a few stitches away from where you start, or you tend to cut the wrong thread.
Oh, yes.
And then it's quite happy now, we're quite happy to do that
for you.
So we can get it carrying on now.
Thanks, Jane. Oh, you've said that, Jane, I'm learning so much. So am I. Heather. It's fantastic.
Huge, and there is a lot of information on the internet. Some of the websites are brilliant, the embroidery websites, because they've got really good how-to sections on, and using different stabilisers and hooping and things like that. It is really learning to get it hooped and stabilised correctly. I've done everything from organza to thin leather on the machine, and most things in between.
But before you do, it's like any sewing, isn't it? Before you do it, or cutting out a dressmaker, before you do anything, practice on
some samples. I was very lucky. I did a sitting gills in this many years ago. They only did it for a few years, but as you're probably aware, sitting gills, they make you sample. Yes. So that's a really good background. And again, use your samples. I took some of mine when I was cleaning up to my local children's sewing club, and they make cushions and bags with them.
Oh, brilliant.
So it's just, rather than throw them away, there's always a use.
Do Elna do any lessons?
No, they don't. Some of the retailers, if you look at the retailers who do some more, I was at somewhere last week and we had a fabulous embroidery day.
We can watch this show back on YouTube, I suppose.
They can as well.
But you don't need a lesson, really, do you?
It's taking your time. I would always say, go and buy some cheap tea towels to start with and practice on them.
Is there a booklet that comes with this one? Because all the I think it's
there. It's there. It's hiding. You also get a cover with it as well.
Oh, mine won't be put away. I'm going to change one of my bedrooms into a sewing room now, I think. Yeah. So you get the cover over it.
You could always make a nice embroidered cover there with John's
Now, I couldn't embroider that, could I?
No. Well, you probably could. I mean, I embroidered on card and all sorts of things. But you'd need. I would get a sticky-on stabiliser for that, so it's really firm. Otherwise, you're perforating it.
You are a brilliant demonstrator, Jane, says Diana in Great London.
Thank you. But you get a very comprehensive, as with all the Elna machines, a really comprehensive book with it that will take you through everything.
I just think it's fantastic. The thing is, some people are going, oh, do you know what? I wouldn't use that very much. But
you'd be surprised. Yes. When I got my first one, it was a long time ago, I embroidered everything that stood still. And then I've done all sorts of other things with it for friends, for gifts. I'm trying to think what's the weirdest thing. I did dog coats for somebody.
Oh, right.
They've got their dog coats and they wanted a little... There was a little monogram on it, actually, so that sort of thing. Say, ring pillows, christening cushions. I've done cards, all sorts of things.
But as you say, if you're styling weddings, if you're styling christenings or anything...
Christmas is perfect for Christmas, Just doing... I'm halfway through doing an embroidered Christmas quilt that I bought off the internet, and it's the 12 Days of Christmas on it.
Oh.
So it's quite a long one to do, but it might be ready this year, maybe. You never know. But it's just The possibilities are endless. You can do with it.
I've just realised I've chosen the colour. Aren't they the colours of a very famous donut? You know those donuts
yes,
you can
they may be.
They're like air. You put them in the mouth and there's no chew. You know the ones, Hannah, don't you?
Yeah, that's for them.
Haley knows because she got a year's subscription. When I judged Miss Great Britain a couple of years ago, one of the judges' prizes was a year's supply of those. Those donutty things. There's Haley there. She's up there. I didn't realise she was up there. Right, okay.
Yeah, so
shall we now, how many minutes have we got? We haven't got many minutes, have we? Shall we just sum up everything that you get? First of all, everything you get with the machine. So you've got...
You're getting your box of threads.
But which box of threads first?
Brilliant starter. Let's get you going with it. So you've got your threads.
So for today only, if you buy the Elna Expressive embroidery machine, at £795, you get the polysheen threads. Now, it's important what threads you use, isn't it?
You use an embroidery thread. I mean, I use these quite a lot. They do embroider beautifully, and they wash well as well.
Now, it doesn't say on there that it is an embroidery thread. How would you know that was an embroidery thread?
Most of the brands have got their own embroideries. It's either polyester or rayon normally.
And it's tri-lobal.
I don't think that's sort of just the name. It's tri-lobal polyester, but you just polyester or rayon. I mean, at home I've got many different brands.
So you couldn't use the all-sew thread that
you don't get as good a result with it because you want that nice fine, it's a delicate and it's got that lovely sheen on it.
Yes.
So it's going to really, and it washes beautifully. I've got stuff that's been done for years, it's in the rag bag, but the embroidery's perfect still.
Oh,
and
wow.
It's been washed
okay, so if you buy the machine today, you automatically... Now, there's quite a few who've got this in your basket. Please make sure you check out, that's all I'm going to say. Obviously, it's limited. It's limited to... there was one less because I want afterwards. Heather, it's me again. If you put the bigger hoop on, do you have to change the settings?
No, so long as you make sure that with the bigger hoop you can get away with putting the smaller designs in, and it sometimes gives you a little bit more leeway to move things.
Yes.
But you must make sure that you don't put the smaller hoop on when you've got a big design because it will hit.
But it tells you...
You can select your hoop on
When we pressed edit and we put the design in...
We can select the hoop
It told
as well.
us, didn't it? It said which hoop to put in, but you can change that,
You can change it. If we can quickly go into edit in a minute.
Yeah.
Do you want to go into it now? Do you want
to go into it now. We can do it.
Oh. There you go.
Look.
So we'll take that off for you later. And that's it. And the stitch quality is absolutely beautiful as well.
You could go in my dressing room here.
No. I expect
so
to see that next time I come in.
That's lovely. Yeah, you can borrow it. Yeah, I'll have it washed for you next time you come in. Right, show the edit.
Quickly, on the edit screen. So if we go to edit now.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to cancel that
mine,
one off.
yeah, because we're not doing any more of those.
So back to a new edit screen. So it's asking me here which hoop I want to use. Say the C hoop is a little tiny.
Right.
50
you don't get
50.
that with the machine.
You don't get it. You can get it as an add-on. It's handy if you're doing a lot of bibs or baby grows and things like that.
I won't be needing
tiny
that.
corners, cuffs, anything like that. Fabulous. So you can select either a hoop.
So now, if you select that small hoop, and then you select a pattern that's too big, will it tell you?
We will find out. We'll go on to here. I'm going to go. These are big patterns. Ooh, I've gone faster than the machine.
Oh, there you go. So it tells you.
So in the editing, it will tell you it's exceeding the embroidery area, so you can't do it.
So there, Heather, it tells you which size to use, right? But you can use the big one. If it tells you to use the small one, you can use the bigger one
because you've got the space in it. But equally, you can't switch them the other way around because obviously you're going to hit the side. And when you put it through to OK to embroider, it will always come up with a little message on there telling you what hoop size is right for that design.
I want one. So in the machine, you get the machine. You get the two hoops.
You get the two hoops with your templates. The placement templates on there. You're getting all the parchments as well. So they are brilliant. If you want to specifically put something somewhere.
Yeah. So if we had this towel and we wanted to put something at this end of it.
You wanted to put that little one on there on the corner. You can cut that out and place it, and you know that's the centre point on the hoop, so you could pop a pin through it or just make a little mark, and then you know that when you come to embroider, you've got that on there. So there's always a lot of designs you buy, you can download them as well. Those are all your cross-stitch
I think everyone's going to get embroidered towels this Christmas. Hang on. How many can you fit on?
Oh, you can fit lots on there.
No, there'll be nowhere to... There'll be nowhere then to dry your face, would there then?
You could just look at it then, can't you?
Yeah, they're only for looking at, not for drying.
Yeah.
Sorry, so we get the... What are they called? They're
just like... I would say they're like parchments.
Templates.
And it's just real ease of use, so you can pop it on and you've got really good positioning.
So you get all the little tools, the
screwdrivers,
the scissors,
you get the big colour card here, so it gives you a visual of what the design's going to look like, so you can think, I might want those in yellows or blues instead of lilacs, so it gives you a rough idea of what colour's going where.
And you get this incredible instructions manual. This is even thicker than the 680. This feels like it's thicker than the 680.
Not, well, there is quite, I'll say, on the machine, it's like any machine. Start with something to say, a couple of tea towels first. It's quite straightforward to do then, and it's just practice and it's getting to know your machine.
Yeah.
Most important, as I said, is hooping and stabilising to get that right.
Yes. So you always, unless it's a really heavy fabric, you always stabilise the back of the fabric.
I've always stabilise.
And if it's got a deep nap,
pop something on top.
Pop something on the top of it, which we're going to get our buying department to start putting into stock and everything. I love it. I don't know what else to say. I think
Should I show you how we do the USB? I think I better.
Oh, yes, you better do that. We've only got a couple of minutes. We're into single figures already. Single figures.
OK, so if we're literally going into... I'm going to have to go into mode, I think. Into set.
Yeah.
OK, so you've got... So you can alter the screen brightness. It'll go to sleep after so long. You can set it inches or millimetres.
Oh,
maximum speed.
Oh, that's what we were asking about earlier, wasn't it? Is there a snail or a what's it on there?
Yeah, that's your maximum speed, so you can plus or minus that.
Yeah. Thread.
You've got the different threads, so there's 3 different brands there. It's set on Metler for this.
Oh, yes, but that Madeira's the metallic one, isn't it?
It might not bring up the metallic colours.
Right.
It varies, but say I've got such a huge mishmash.
Oh, OK, right.
And it's just telling you here to format. So your USB memory stick.
And where does the memory stick go in, then?
It's a little window, a little door on the side there, and it just pops in the bottom.
Did you see that?
Yeah, there's a little door down on the side, and it just pops in there.
Little door there.
Yeah, just pops in.
Little door there.
So it will tell you there, it's going to format the memory stick. If you've got anything on the memory stick, it's the same as doing it on the computer. It will just delete it, and then it puts an EMB folder on for you, so you know the machine will recognise that stick then.
Oh, what folder?
It's EMB, embroidery.
Oh, embroidery. Okay,
EMB folder.
Right, we're down to single figures. We're down to single figures on this already. I'm not surprised. I love it, I love it, I love it. I just thought, we weren't filling out with an embroidery machine, for goodness sake. I could go on for ages. I've really, really fallen in love with Jayne and also with the embroidery machine. It's just fantastic, isn't it? So now you're not in tomorrow, are you? You're off to Truro or
I'm
somewhere
off
tomorrow.
down the West Country next week.
Working, unfortunately. Do you know when you're in next?
I think I'm back in sometime at the beginning of July.
Oh, well, we'll see you then.
So
it's been lovely. Thank you so much. Don't go anywhere. We've got Jennifer coming up with All About Sleeve, and I noticed she's changed her top. Get her. I think it's one she's made. I'll see you in 3 from now.
Follow us on Instagram. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to get our latest posts. It's easy to buy the products you see on our shows. To buy any of the items featured on today's programmes, just head over to our website www.sewingquarter.com. Click on the video stream and you'll be taken to our watch page. Here you'll find the product that is on air right now at the top of the page. Beneath that, you'll find all the products demonstrated in this morning's shows. To add an item to your basket, simply log into your account or register with us. Then you can either check out or keep shopping. Remember, our flat rate delivery charge lets you shop all day and check out as many times as you like and only pay once for postage and packing. Only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78.
For this tutorial we're going to be doing something called a tacking stitch. Now it's very, very similar, in fact it's the same as a running stitch, but this time it's going to be a lot bigger so you can remove the stitches later because it's a temporary stitch. At the back we're going to go through the front. So if I go through the fabric first, so this time you can see that I'm making these stitches a lot bigger because this is just a temporary stitch that I want to be able to remove a lot easier. If I just do another couple of stitches for you. So what you'll be able to do when you get at home and you want to remove the stitches, you should just be able to pull those out nice and easily.
Join us on Tuesday the 13th of June for a day of simple and inspirational sewing machine projects. Perfect if you want to get out your sewing machine and create something new. Natasha McCarty and Girl with a Sewing Machine author Jennifer Taylor will be starting the day with some sewing machine TLC. Then making a perfectly pink sewing machine cover out of McCall Spectrum Solids and gingham fabric. At 10 a.m, Jennifer Taylor will also be teaching us how to make a quilted makeup bag out of gorgeous Dashwood fat quarters from the book Fun with Fat Quarters by Wendy Gardner. So join us on Tuesday the 13th of June from 8 a.m. for a day of sewing machine makes, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78. Follow us on Twitter for more inspiration, top tips, news, and share your own creations with us. Tune in on Thursday the 15th of June when the lovely Victoria Peat will make her long-awaited return to Sewing Quarter. Victoria will be showcasing her very own tote bag, which has been brought back by popular demand. The kit comes complete with everything you need to make the bag, including instructions, patterns, and fabulously fun fabric to create a beautiful summer bag fit for boardwalk or beach. So make sure not to miss Victoria on her return to Sewing Quarter on Thursday the 15th of June at 11 a.m, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78. The Sewing Quarter website is simple and easy to use. You can view a live broadcast of the show on our homepage. Get instant access to our online shop, which has a wide range of wonderful products for you to choose from. You can also enjoy a selection of projects and guides which we have on offer to help you enhance your skills and gain valuable tips. Watch the live shows and you can buy the product which is currently being shown on air. You can even message the studio to ask our presenters or team any questions you might have. Below, you'll find all the products from today's show for you to look at and purchase. On the right of the screen, next to today's products, you will find our simple program guide listing all upcoming shows. So, join us today at sewingquarter.com. Join us on Facebook. Simply search for the Sewing Quarter and like our page for the latest news and more. Now, I promised I'd bring you this, didn't I, before the end of the show? We launched it yesterday. It is the Prim ironing blanket, right? Yesterday, we had enough for a month, right? We had enough for a month, right? 90%, just over 90% we sold yesterday. 90% of them we sold yesterday. So I'm bringing you the rest of them today because a lot of you said when you've seen us doing ironing over there, you've gone, oh, that's a nice pad. Do you sell it? We didn't sell that one. It's in the bin now, that one. But we do now. This will be staple stock, so don't worry if you miss out on it today. It'll definitely be coming back in again. You've got a really lovely cotton poplin top. You've got the heat-resistant bottom and a really lovely padding in there. Now, I know it's got the angles on, and I wouldn't use it to measure things, but when you're ironing, you can just double-check things, can't you, and everything like that. It's brilliant. It's 90 by 60 centimetres. It's £24.95, and it is our brand new, premiered yesterday, ironing blanket. It's brilliant as well. It's absolutely brilliant. So I'll just pop that back on the desk. Now, this show, it's called All About the Sleeve. Ooh, let's bring this into vision. There we go. This is one that Jennifer's already made, and she's going to make a different one. In fact, she's made this one. She's made another one that she's wearing, and she's about to make a different one off the pattern. You're spoilt for choices. There's 4 different choices. So this is one. When you see Jennifer in a minute, you'll see the other one. And then the one she's making has got tulip sleeves. That's 3 of the 4. What we've done is we've bundled it together for you. So I'll just show you what we've done for you. It's a very simple bundle. Right. Basically, there are 3 choices, but in each choice of colour, there are 2 different sizes. So if we start off with linen, it's called linen. Right, before I start, it's called linen effect fabric. They've called the colour linen, but it's not linen. It's 100% cotton. So it's linen texture, linen, linen print, linen colour, but it's not linen, it's 100% cotton. Comes in the 2 sizes. This one is, first of all, this is the pattern. I'll go through all of this in detail with you, first of all. So this is the small 6 to 14, right? And you get the thread, hooks and eyes, interfacing. Oh, in fact, let me turn it that way around. And the interfacing, and you get the pattern for £38.95. Now, did we say you got 2.5 metres? You get 2.5 metres of the fabric, right? So that's that one. That's the small one there. Then we move on to the next one, which is absolutely identical, but the pattern is a different size. The pattern is 16 to 22. Is it 22? Just double check. Yep, 14 to 22. 14 to 22, so you get the fabric, 2.5 metres, thread, hooks and eyes, interfacing, and the pattern for £38.95. Then we move on to the green. Get it the right way around now, John. There we go. So this is the green. I'll show you the fabrics and everything more, because you can't see, it's just... This is the 6 to nothing, it says that. 6 to 14, I think. Yeah, 6 to 14. 6 to 14. You get 2.5 metres of the fabric, which you can't see there. Hang on. There you go, there you go. Oh, I wanted them to see the proper colour of the fabric, that was all, but we'll come back to it. 2.5 metres of the fabric, thread, hooks and eyes, and interfacing. That's the smaller size. Then we have it in the 14 to 22. There you go, that's better. So you get 2.5 metres of the green fabric, which is, again, the linen effect. It's not linen, it's 100% cotton. Thread, hooks and eyes, interfacing, and the pattern. There's the image for that one. Then we're going on to the coral, which is the one that's made out of on the stand, you've just seen on the stand. This is I have to go through all of this because you can't start buying them till you've seen them all, you see. So it's a bit repetitive, isn't it? But anyway, you get the pattern, the interfacing, the thread. Now this one, obviously, you get a different thread on this one. The coral fabric, which is a very pale terracotta coral, and the box of hooks and eyes, £38.95. That's the 6 to 14. There's the image. And last but not least, we've got the 14 to 22. Same again, you get 2.5 metres of the fabric. You get the thread, the hooks and eyes, the interfacing, and the pattern for £38.95. Right, have a look at the finished one that Jennifer's done already, the still of the one that Jennifer's done already. What's the matter? There it is. There's the still of the one Jennifer's made. So that's the one with the... I'll take one pattern with me, so I've got it here. Look at you. So that there is version D on the... Or C.
C.
C on the pattern.
Yep.
Right? That's version C. What version's this? That's B.
It's B, but with a variation.
Okay.
Because the pattern piece is...
Go like this, go like this.
So I've got points and mitered corners because this is a piece of fabric I already have.
Okay, slightly different. But then what are you going to make in this one?
The tulip sleeve, which is A.
So now you might not know what I was saying. So here we go. So in this pattern, I've got the 6 to 14 here, but they're obviously the different side. So there's A, which is the one we're about to make. B, which is the one Jennifer sort of made for herself, but has changed the ruffles, the waterfall on the sleeve. C, which is the one on the stand over there. And then there's also D and E. But you've got enough fabric in there to make one of all of those. So now, I know a lot of ladies don't like showing their sleeves. This would be ideal for ladies who don't like the tops of their arms and everything. Really, really nice. There's enough fabric in there. Now, what Jennifer's done, and this might be a little tip for you, because there's enough fabric, you've made it slightly longer than the pattern, haven't you?
The pattern... I think D is longer than C. It's not, not so obvious because one's a photograph and one's a technical flap.
The one that's on the stand, when we put it on the stand earlier, I said, Jennifer, it's quite short in the waist. Yeah. It's going to get cut off at the midriff there. I don't know if did you get that on the picture? Were you able to see that on the picture? Oh, we can't see because... Yeah, just take the... There, you see. Now, look, if you have a look at this and take the bottom graphics out, You see how it literally, excuse me, that one definitely finishes on your waist. That's a definite waister.
Yeah.
But then, if you look at the pattern, D and E look slightly longer on the pattern.
Which is that length there. A, B and C, they suggest you cut there.
Okay.
And then D and E.
Right,
there.
so A, B and C, they suggest you cut here. And then D and E, they suggest you cut here. But there's nothing to say that you can't cut A, B and C to that
Exactly,
longer
I was
length.
just going to say that exact same thing.
Is it?
There's nothing to say that you couldn't elongate it slightly more as well.
I just think a lot of you ladies don't want it cutting off there. You just want that extra little couple of inches, don't you? It's like 3 inches, isn't it? Just to go. You can make it a little bit longer if you wanted to, because so yours is the slightly longer version.
It is.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it's that length.
Right. I'll put that there. Can you see that there? There you go. Lovely. Right. Oh, hang on. Let's move this. Right. Now, do you need the iron on this?
Definitely. This one involves quite a lot of pressing.
Okay. Let's put the iron on.
So the key to making this work really is ease stitching and pressing.
Right. Because the show's called All About the Sleeve, and really it's the same basic top with lots of different sleeves, isn't it?
Yes. So I have part made this one.
So you're using the linen coloured cotton fabric.
Yeah.
And what size are you making, a 12?
Yes, with that dress stand in mind, yeah. So I focused on the right-hand side
so this
of
is
the
tulip.
body.
This is a tulip sleeve. They call this a tulip sleeve,
yeah,
don't
that's
they?
the tulip sleeve.
And
the key, very similar to the hems that I've talked about, the key to making that work is ease stitch.
Yes.
Because we've got such a curve.
So that's now this is ideal for ladies who want a sleeve but don't want a sleeve, if you know what I mean. If you don't like the top of your arm, because it's very delicate. I'll just put my hand in there so you can see. It's very delicate and feminine, but it does just cover the top of your arm. And also, it has fullness to it. It's almost like what would be called a bell sleeve. It just fills it like this. So you've just got a little bit of movement going on as well. It's really, really lovely. So what we're going to concentrate on this hour on the sleeves, are we?
Yes.
Right, let's talk, before we do the sleeves then, let's talk about the basic pattern.
Okay.
It's quite a simple pattern, isn't it?
It is. Quite similar, in fact, to that vest top, shell top, sleeveless top from earlier, in that it has horizontal bust darts. It also has shoulder darts, which that one didn't, just to make it fit more closely there.
On the back, yeah.
Yeah. And it is a round neck at the front and the back.
Okay. And the neckline that you've got in yours, is that the neckline of the pattern? You've bound yours, I noticed, but that's the actual shape on the pattern.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant.
It is.
So
really, I want to focus on this sleeve. So I've sewn.
It looks quite unusual for a sleeve, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's this underarm seam there.
So that's the seam that goes under your arm.
Yeah, that's the underarm point. That's the back. So I've double notched the back.
Yeah.
And single notched the front.
But they're going to wrap over, aren't they?
They are,
yeah.
And this is a line of ease stitching, which enables us.
Right, so that's like ease stitch is like a gathering stitch, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes, and I've started to pull this one up on the bobbin side.
Right.
In preparation for pressing that over. Because you really need to ease stitch it, and then press it, and then press it again, and then sew it.
Right.
If you cut out those stages, you will inevitably get that twisted effect because of the
And you hem it at this stage, do you, while it's flat?
Yes.
Right, I'll get the iron out then.
Yeah. So I've joined that seam. I actually put that line of ease stitching in as 2 separate halves, but you could join that seam and then do that all the way along.
Right.
But the pressing is a crucial part of it. So I'll start
nice and
to.
hot for you now.
You see how it's already.
It's already
curling up.
So
That's
how
what
much
we
do you
want.
put it in? You don't gather it like a gather, do you?
No, and I'm also going to sort of manipulate it as I go. So I'm going to press it, and I'll probably move that along. And if it feels like it's got too much in, I'll just move it. That's the advantage of doing it in 2 separate halves.
Why have you put the ease stitch in?
Because it's actually amazing, I find it amazing anyway, that a line of stitching can do so much for the way something looks. So it's working for us in that it's bringing that in, because we've got a line like that that's going to go to a narrower point.
Yeah.
We're going to be making that narrower so that where it goes to, it will fit.
Yes.
It's almost like a bias-bound edge, in effect.
Now, what I need to say is, Jennifer's using, she's obviously used a camel-coloured thread to her gathering, and in the sewing machine she's got red,
yes.
but that's only because to show you where the line of stitches are. Obviously, you will use the thread that comes with the thing to make, because it's all toned in your bundle.
If I used cream on cream, it just would.
Well, in real life, cream on cream would be perfect, but not for telly.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it wouldn't show up enough, would it?
Yeah.
I don't want to.
So you've done 2 halves, and you're just pulling. Now you pull the bobbin side of the thread.
Yeah, because that's the straight line of thread.
Yeah.
So I'm just starting to. It's a process, not to be rushed particularly, but I won't labour over it.
No, don't worry. We've got 45 minutes. Right. Somebody's asked now what the sizes are for a 22. Well, I'll take you through all the sizes, shall I? Hang on, let me just do this. Right, now, what it is, you've got enough fabric in all the colours. I'll just show you the front, first of all. You've got enough fabric in all the colours, no matter what size you are, to make all of those. Not all of them, one of each of those. You can't make 5 blouses. What I'm saying is you can choose which of those you make in any size, and there'll be enough fabric. So if you're making a size 6, you'll have a lot more fabric left over. So you want to know hang on, we're looking for the sizes now.
May I press while you're reading?
Can. Oh, no, you prep. Oh, you want me to move?
Press.
Press.
Yeah, I just thought we could swap while you're reading the
Yes, of course. Hang on, the sizes are on the top here. There they are. Yes. So there we go. So let's have. Oh, hang on. I've got to look at this one. Right. So for a size 22, the bust is 44, the waist is 37, the hip is 46, and the back waist length. Oh, it depends which one you use. I presume 17.5 is the longest one. Now, is that finished size? That's your body measurements, not the measure. See how they're all different? A minute ago, we had one, in the last sewing hour, we had the finished size. Now, this one is actually your body size. So it means that the ease and the give is included in the pattern for you. So if you are a 44 bust, 37 weight, 46 hip, then that you would be a size 22 in this pattern. Okay? If you need to know any other size, you can see them all there, but if you can't read them, just let me know and I'll read them out for you. Okay? And the most you'll need is 2.3 metres for the size 22. So you're going to have, 20 centimetres left over, but you know what I mean? So the smaller you go, then the more you'll have left over. So what are you doing now? Then?
So I've pressed that side and I'm just working around like that.
Okay.
So we've got
So you just pressed it over once, the tiniest bit,
yes.
like 1/4 of an inch almost.
And that looks to me like it's too much.
Okay, let's have a look at that.
So
there you go,
I've just pulled it in a bit too much, but that's fine because I can then just distribute that easing as I press around the corner and kind of.
Do you know what would be good for that? The mini iron would be good for that, wouldn't it? With the
It would actually. So I'm just working my way around, making sure it's not gathered.
Yeah. Yeah, because the last thing you want to do is put a gather in it, because then you're going to have a puckered hem, aren't you?
Yeah. We're aiming for it to be smooth and free of any twisting before it's even pressed, preferably. That's the aim. Almost like a really narrow bias binding on the inside.
We've had some people asking, what's your ring and where's your ring come from?
Oh, it was a gift from a friend, so I don't know. I'd have to ask.
Okay. Are they genuine gemstones or are they paste?
I couldn't possibly say.
Well, it depends how good a friend they were, I suppose. Lots of people liking it.
It's pretty, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very generous gift.
Yeah, especially if it's aquamarine and pink tourmaline and what else?
Can't really ask,
pink
can you?
sapphires.
You can't ask that question.
I would.
Would you? You know
it's
that
rhodium plated. It's got rhodium plating on it, so that's good.
You know that gift you gave me?
You know what? Yeah,
how much did it cost?
Yeah, how much do I have to... No, the trouble is you have to now decide how much you're going to spend on that friend for their birthday or their whatever gift. Do you know what I mean?
Oh.
Well, no, it's not exactly how it works, but if you've only spent £5 and they spent £5,000, it's a bit, like, oh, you got me this.
So I'm happy with the way that looks.
Oh, yes.
And I think I'd be happy to sew that now.
Okay, then.
So
I'll get out the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you've turned it over, and then you've turned it over again.
Yes.
So all the raw edges are all encased.
They are.
That line of stitches will get hidden. Obviously, you'll have done it in cream in real life, but that line of stitch will be hidden because it's going to go over. So when you eventually sew, you're just going to have one line of stitching in Vision.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You stitch, girl. Do you want a pin?
In bright red.
With your lovely new pins?
Yes, please.
In your mauve box?
Yes, please.
I think that's actually the top. I think. Oh no, maybe not.
And I certainly wouldn't, in reality, use this colour thread with it.
No,
it's purely so that I could show the e-stitching and how it. Oh, they're very sharp.
They're very sharp. No, I'm not bleeding. You're fine. No, I'm not bleeding. There's no ambulance needed, thank you.
That's good. If
you think about the amount of times when you're making things that you stab yourself and catch yourself on pins, you just get used to it, really, don't you? I've got very soft hands now because I haven't done pinning for a long time.
That's great. So I've just really gone for that point and then each of the curves. What I want to make sure of is that seam isn't twisted by the time we get to it, because that would imply, if that's like that would imply we're going to get roping further round. So I want that.
Now, you have overlocked your edges.
I have.
If you haven't got an overlocker, how would... Because that seam is going to be seen at the back of your arm, isn't it?
So that would actually, in all honesty, have quite a manufactured look, wouldn't it? Because
yes.
it's visible. I just didn't want fraying out to happen. I think turning it under and sewing next to the edge would look rather nice and neat.
Or could you, because it's a lightweight fabric, could you do a French seam?
Yeah, I think this is about the heaviest weight I would do a French seam on, but that would look really lovely and neat because it's so visible, isn't it? Yes. Or
the Tokyo, well, it's called Hong Kong. No, hang on. You called it Hong Kong. I called it something else. But you could bind the seams as well. It might, with another very, very lightweight pattern fabric, maybe, just so it's just got that designer feel to it.
That would be a lovely finish, wouldn't it?
Say it again.
That would be a lovely finish.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Hannah's just shouting, "My coat's got that finish!" That's what she was shouting. She got very excited at the coats when she's just putting her coat away for summer. Let me move that up.
So I'm just making sure that my pressed edges are as I want them to be, and still doing a little bit of manipulating the E-stitch as I go, so that I'm really happy with it.
So you're sewing from the inside to the out, so that they're going to see the bobbin stitches.
Yes.
Jane, I think you need to check your auto check, Jane. Good morning, John. I love when you're presenting because you make sure things get finished. What's actually come through is, good morning, John. I love when you're prospecting because you make sure things get finished. But isn't prospecting when you go looking for jewellery? Not jewellery, gemstones.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, is there any gem? Anyway, thank you, Jane, my love. I try and get them to finish, but you know what they're like, these theatrical types.
I'm trying to find a balance between...
Sorry. Jean, we don't have a wish list, I'm afraid. I know, actually, we've got our big meeting today. Hannah, write it down, we'll bring that up. Definitely need to bring that up. Are you writing it down? She's writing it down. Sorry, what were you saying?
I try to find a balance between doing things in detail and also covering as much as I possibly
can. That's what I'm here for, just chivvy you along and to slow you down or whatever.
Chivvy away.
Do you know what? Did your friend buy you that watch as well?
No,
it matches your watch.
That was her intention. Yeah.
Blimey.
No, I bought the watch.
Yeah.
But Sally...
And then she saw that the watch had the lovely little coloured gemstones on it. So you've got a gosh knight on there and an aquamarine and a pink sapphire. That watch cost you a fortune. No, the thing is, as long as it looks like it does, it doesn't matter.
Oh, I love it. It's from a very popular watch shop that sounds like watch.
Oh, yeah, all right. Well, you see, the thing is, I bought one of those watches that sounds like Swatch. Watches that sound like watch. And it lasted longer than all my expensive, and it was like $7.95 or so. It was a long time ago. $7.95, and it lasted longer than all my big posh watches. And they do lovely designs. So.
They do.
I don't like the gold one they did a few years ago. I didn't like that. I thought it was a bit tacky. It's my own personal opinion. You may have a gold one on at home. Remember, any messages you've got for Jennifer or me, we're only here for another half an hour, just over half an hour. And then I'm not in again till, what day is it? Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Am I in on Friday? I think I'm not in till Friday. You have to be in. You're in tomorrow, aren't you? Yeah. So Hannah's here 'cause she's been off for weeks on end now.
So this isn't a situation where I would whiz it along to the hair and put my foot down like I did with that seam earlier on.
Oh, what you're talking about? I thought you meant things about a hairdo. And
No,
I was like,
no,
what's she talking about her hairdo for?
The
tortoise and the hair, yeah.
Yeah.
Or the snail and the hair, as I call it.
Yeah, so I just want to make sure it's
I will go through all the bundles with you in a minute.
suitable curve.
Yeah, but there's more ironing to do now, pressing to do now, isn't there?
Yes, and so what we're aiming for is not to have to press out any curves or ruckles.
Yes, which you've done very, very well, if I may say so.
Thank you so much.
Especially as it's in bright red as well. Mandy's asked if the ironing blanket is still in stock. It is indeed. It's going across the bottom. There's also an ironing sheet as well, which I'll tell you about in a minute. Got very confusing yesterday between the blanket and the sheet.
So that tulip wraps back over front, if I remember rightly. Yes. So that's the front with the front dart.
Yeah. It's a very feminine. The tulip is a very, very feminine sleeve, isn't it?
It is.
Because you still see the arm and the flesh of the arm through it, but it's also, you feel like, it's like doing a lace sleeve. A lot of ladies like a lace sleeve because they think they're covered, but you can still see the warmth of the flesh through it.
Yes.
John's got a fashion guru here.
Yeah, it's got a real botanical look to it.
Botanical.
It has.
Feminine botanical. Yes, it is.
Lovely.
Do you know what? If you got your embroidery machine, you could embroider flowers onto that, little flowers around the edge. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
So I'm looking for my double notch for the back.
Yes.
And back is going to wrap over front.
You just said the other way around, didn't you?
No.
So I thought you said it wrapped over to the front. Oh, yeah, so the back's coming over to the front.
So the back goes to the front.
Sorry.
And then I've used the dissolvable pen to mark the sleeve head point.
Yes, because the top of the sleeve head, the centre of the sleeve head, will have to be marked on each one, so you get both of them in exactly the right place.
And this is one of those patterns where it pays to transfer every single bit of information.
Yes.
Because we're going to now sew some ease stitching between there and
crikey.
there. And what we're aiming for is a little roll, a little bit like you get on tailored jackets.
So you've got to ease in 2 layers at the top of the sleeve then?
Yes, and it will possibly feel like that doesn't belong in that armhole.
Yes.
Because the person who's designed the pattern has put more fabric in this space to go in here. So when you first look at it, it feels like that doesn't go with
Yes, but it's not leg of mutton. It's not that much. It's not much gathering.
And the aim is not to have any pleats, just to have it eased in.
So, Hannah, would you have the tulip sleeves then? Oh, Jane, don't apologise. So sorry about the spelling. It's a new phone, but you're still the best. Jane, listen, if I joke about it, I'm not offended at all, and you don't worry about things like that.
So I'm going to run the ease stitching 2 lines, 1 centimetre and 2 centimetres, so that our sewing line is midway between the 2.
Oh, so you're doing 2 lines of gathering, or 2 lines of easing at the top?
1 and 2 centimetres apart.
Hannah's just saying, because Hannah said she was frightened by these tulip sleeves because she thought she'd get them wrong. So she thought what she'd do is maybe do one of the others. Because look at the different options you get here. There are 4 different options. There's A here, which is the one we're doing. B is sort of the one that Jennifer's got on, but she's done her own twist on it. You could go out to that one, definitely. Yes, but Hannah, if Hannah went out for dinner or drinks with that, you know what's going to happen, don't you? She's going to come home and there's going to be all gravy over that bit there, or burger sauce, depending on where she's been. Do you know what I mean? And then on this side, she'll be on a classy date, and then this will have draped in a cocktail. That's what I do love about first dates. They all can walk in, don't they, and go, oh, I love her, and they choose fancy old cocktails. Shouldn't they drink those in normal life? Anyway, I want to go on that. D and E. My friend Francesca's setting me up, yeah. No, wouldn't want to go on it because they'd pick the wrong person. No, they'd pick the wrong person, wouldn't they? And I'd be... Did you see it this week? I'm sorry, when one man just went, I need to tell you, he'd been outside having a cigarette for half an hour, and then he came and went, I don't fancy you.
Couldn't believe it.
And then the other person just left, just got up and left, which I would do as well. But you know what I mean? You don't say that. In politeness, would you just spend the whole evening and go, no, I don't want to meet up. You don't say, before the main course is even arrived, actually, I don't fancy you, Jennifer, please, you know. That's horrible, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, I watched it. A friend said, you've got to see this.
But the thing is, the one that said don't fancy it was, in my opinion, was not the most handsome of men, was he, really?
I wouldn't care to comment, but I thought it was with great... No, not at all. But I think with great dignity, the chap left.
Oh, yes. No, totally.
Yeah,
but,
as you would.
But out of total manners, the first man, if you arrived on a dinner date, on first dates, and you didn't fancy the person, you'd still have a nice evening, you'd still chat, and then at the end of it, when you sit in chair, you go, oh, we could just be friends. Out of politeness.
I think that's the point of the programme, isn't it? That you decide after.
Yes, exactly. But also, just, you don't hurt someone's feelings.
No,
like that.
it was...
Anyway, I'm not going to go on.
It was very crass.
So which one are you going to go for? You're going to go for that one, then? So Hannah's going to go for that one, and she'll have a dry dinner, so she can't get gravy on it, like chips. She'll just have burger and chips and no relish. Well, excuse me, who did go out to for a chippy tea last night? She messaged me going, I'm going for a chippy tea. John, oh no. John, I'm having an operation on my hand on Wednesday, so I won't be sewing for a week. But you don't have to sew. You can watch us. You can watch us doing it. Wish you, Debs, all the best. Have you got carpal thingy? Because I watched that... it seems I do nothing but watch it. How sad my life is. Not 24 hours in A&E. That's my favourite. But the one where they go to the doctor's surgery in Slough, right? And you can pick up so many, not pick up things, but like I get this funny little pain here. Sounds like it's carpal tunnel syndrome. I thought that would be like when your hand went like that, but apparently when you get like a little electric shock here, and it's caused by something. I could be a doctor by watching that series.
So
yeah, it was a lot. I was a doctor in Victorian times, so maybe that's where it's coming back from my past life. Sorry, Jennifer.
That's all right. In order to put the sleeve in, there are other processes I need to do first.
Oh, yes.
So I focused on the right-hand side in prep, and what we've got is a shoulder dart there. And
now, it's not... I'll just see if we can see that.
It's very small.
It's here, it's just down from the shoulder seam down the back. So it's just to give you a bit of shaping over your shoulder blade.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't bother with a back shoulder dart these days, do they?
No, they don't. But I think with this, it adds just a little bit of detail and a nice fit. So in order to get that sleeve in there, I've just sewn the front bust dart.
Right.
In my usual way, where I've
bright red,
and run off at the end. But it's a good way of showing up
the
stitching, isn't it? I know.
Yeah.
So
you've done the bust dart. Have you done the shoulder dart?
I'm just about to do the shoulder dart. Then I will sew the shoulder seams together, side seams.
And then show us how to put the sleeve in.
I'll put the sleeve in.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Shall I do it now, Bex? Shall I do it now? I've got to do some filming after the show, and I said to Bex, who films it, you be ready straight... I said, can I not do it live on air? And she went, no, you can't. So I said, you be ready straight after the show. She's here all set up, ready to do that. We'll just do it now while Jennifer's sewing, couldn't I? Oh, yeah, can we go and do bundles? Don't do anything else. I've got to go and do bundles.
Okay.
You can show the socks... You can sew the shoulder seams and press it.
Okay.
But you can't do anything else.
Deal.
Oh, left the pattern behind. Right, today's one of those days, right? I told you, we've got that new temporary floor person. He's gone. He's left already. And we've got to put all these back in bags, in the right bags afterwards. There's a pile of bags over there, and all these... Right, where are we starting first? Linen look, linen colour, but it's not linen, size 6 to 14. So you get 2.5 metres of fabric, the thread, the hooks and eyes, the interfacing, and the pattern, £38.95. It's a lovely little bundle, that, isn't it? Really cute. That linen coloured fabric is going to go with so many things. So that's the 6 to 14. Right, and then going across the bottom, it's exactly the same. 2.5 metres of fabric, thread, and loads of hooks and eyes. Jennifer didn't even use hooks and eyes. More than hooks and eyes. And the interfacing and the pattern there. That's the 16 to 22, 14 to 22 going across the bottom there. Blimey, it's fitted in a lot of writing across the bottom, hasn't it, for a change? Sometimes it just goes cream, $29.99 or whatever. Right, then we move on to the green. Again, this is the 2.5 metres of the green fabric, the matching thread, the hooks and eyes, the interfacing, and the pattern. Size is 6 to 14. There's your 6 to... It does to 14. They've just run out of letters on the top one, ironically. And then coming across the bottom of your screen, will be the same thing. It's exactly the same, but the pattern is 14 to 22. Oh, now, this is going to be funny, because why can they fit in the 14 to 22 when they couldn't fit in the 6 to... Anyway. Yeah. Oh, she's going now. Is that it? Bye. That's it. That's the one going across the bottom there, the 14 to 22. And then last but not least, the one that's made on the stand, they call it coral. They call it coral. This is the 6 to 14. Get the thread, the hooks and eyes, the interfacing, the pattern for £38.95. And then that one across the bottom is the size 14 to 22. Same fabric, 2.5 metres of fabric. And then on a still of the finished project that Jennifer's already made. There you go. It's lovely, isn't it? Now, there are two different lengths of this blouse. That one that you can see on the stand there is the shorter waisted one. And then on the pattern, there's actually one about 3 inches longer. Unless you want that cut off, because that if you wore that with a pair of jeans, there would definitely be a gap, wouldn't there, in between the jeans or skirt and the top. If you want it that little bit longer, the pattern actually allows you to go about 3 inches longer. Can I come and work on the studio floor, please, says Beverly. Well, you'd be a blooming sight better than what we've got today, I tell you. He's come back in now. Only if you bring cake, apparently. Oh, yeah, the new boy brought cake. Have you tried it yet? Oh, everyone's had cake. Have you had cake, Jennifer?
No, I haven't.
Have you not been offered any?
No. I was busy
what
doing
did they
stuff,
tell you?
though.
Guests first.
In all fairness, I was busy doing stuff.
What were you doing? Chatting?
No, working.
Putting your outfit on, finishing your outfit.
Prepping for tomorrow as well.
Oh, you in tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not in tomorrow. Say that again. Yeah, well, I've got a producer and director. Thank you, upstairs. Oh, yeah, but you're not allowed food in the gallery and all the management are in today. Yeah, okay. Right, sorry, Jennifer. There's all the internal wrangling going on. Right, okay, so what are you doing now? You've pinned the sleeve. Oh, no, this is important to watch now, this.
Yeah.
Right.
So, in order to set that sleeve in, I needed to sew the shoulder seam and the side seam. And in order to sew those, I needed to sew the bust dart and the shoulder dart. So those are done. And this is where you see the difference.
Yes.
I will try to pin it together and then show.
What we should have done is made the sleeve out of one colour and the bodice out of another, and then we could really have seen, couldn't we?
Yes.
Maybe next time. Maybe do that for your show tomorrow. Maybe. You doing sleeves tomorrow? No. Oh, well, in that case, don't do it for tomorrow then.
Oh, I am actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
Make your mind up.
So, double notch for the back.
Right.
And without these reference points, you could easily mismatch.
Yeah. If ever you pick up a pattern and it hasn't got writing on it, 99 times out of 100, on a sleeve or on a bodice, if there's a double notch on the armhole, it means that's the back armhole and the back of the sleeve. That's what they normally do.
So I'm matching those dots, and my ease stitches are between those dots, so in this area here.
Right. Did you have to... Oh, you didn't have to do this so much. Is it the same on that one? Is it the same on the one you've made? What I might do is, while you're pinning that, I'll let you have a look at that. I'll go and get the one off the stand. You can have a look. I will have a look at it in the real life.
Okay. There might be some thread trimming to do.
There might be some what?
That's just disclaimer. There might be some thread trimming to do inside it.
I wasn't going to show the inside, so I was just going to show the outside.
Okay.
So what we're actually doing is, if you see at the top of the sleeve here, it's not completely flat. It's not gathered. It's just eased gently in. You see there's fullness on the sleeve there. So you haven't actually got gathers. You've just got fullness on the top of the sleeve. And you don't want pleats. You don't want gathers. You just want to ease it in.
Right. So we can actually see the amount that we need to ease. That's the armhole.
Right.
That's the sleeve head.
Right.
I've matched the notches, and that's the surplus that needs to go in.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm going to pull up those threads. And I'd say this is the sewing around the hem, and this part are the key features that are worthy of taking your time.
Okay.
Which is why I am. So it looks gathered first of all, and then we want to distribute that so that when we sew midway between the 1 and the 2 centimetre along there are no puckers.
Yeah.
But if you get any, you can always go back and do them and ease them out.
If you don't want to gather, could you find the halfway point and the halfway point, not gather, I mean ease. Could you find the halfway point and pin that, then do the 2 halfway points between those 2 pins?
And no ease stitching
and
at all.
And have no ease stitching.
I think it would be really tricky to do it without ease stitching, in all honesty. I think that it's amazing what a line of stitches can do.
Yeah.
And it feels more challenging where it goes through several layers.
Just have a look. Have you got the instructions in here?
Yes, just there.
Oh, yeah, there they are. Just seeing how it describes it in the pattern for the top of the sleeve. Has it got instructions for all the different designs in here?
It has, yeah,
it?
for each one. Yeah.
Sewing instructions, here we go.
And for the pleated one, I used the dissolvable pen, because that's a lot of dots to match with each other.
Oh, but you know what? And maybe I shouldn't tell you this. We've got in there, in our new tools just arrived, we've got this pen that you put water... Were you in the other day when we were playing with it, Hannah? It's what? Yeah, it's like a water pen. So if you're doing pleats, you can mark all your pleats with a water pen, so that makes the fabric wet. And you can do your pleating without putting any marking on your fabric at all.
See this.
Coming up soon. Coming up soon. They were all pretending it was like a spy. What were you? Well, they would like, you know, kiddies can get like secret.
Oh yeah.
Secret agent pens and everything.
Great.
Secret writing. That's what they were all saying. It was like invisible ink, but it's just water in there. Anyway, so where's the top of the sleeve head gone? Okay, so it tells you here. Lap the sleeve head over, so it must be on the next page. Here it is. So it's telling you where to ease.
So that's the line of stitching that I...
The line of stitching across the top of the sleeve there.
I think they've actually gone further, haven't they? They've gone to the notch point.
Yes. Well, I think that one's describing that one, because they've got pictures of all the different sleeves in there.
Yeah.
But it's very, very thorough. Oh, it's even, look, it's even got a picture of your... Oh, it's in... I can't read the writing. What language is that in?
Clipping curves.
That's not French. That's Spanish.
So I'm going to start at the underarm point.
Sorry, yeah, go on.
And this is definitely not a seam to be rushed.
I don't think Hannah realises that all the big management are in to do. Or she's just not expecting me to repeat what she says. You don't. Right, so you're starting at the underarm seam.
Yes.
And then will you go all the way around from there and finish at the underarm seam?
So I'm going to start with the back underarm.
Oh, you're checking on someone then? That's Richard. Don't be looking at him.
So all the time, because we've got two quite different shapes being matched together, all the time I'm taking it probably, I'm thinking about that. I've already pinned it in place, but thinking about kind of the next few centimetres at a time.
Hannah said, could you hand tack it in?
Yes, I would recommend that actually. Because
did you hand tack yours in real life?
I think I did, yeah. But because that would take a while here.
Real life, Timothy, is when you go out into the real world and do these for real. This is just pretend, make-believe land.
And I'm
well, no, because you wouldn't try and make a blouse in an hour in the real world. You see, that's what I'm saying.
Checking underneath as well. Like I said, we've got two quite different shapes going together and different grain lines as well.
Could you sew the sleeve in using the free arm?
Yes, you could. Yeah. Either or. I'm just...
And she says she'll bring cheesecake when she's got the job.
Yeah, I'm working this way up, but yes, you absolutely could.
But if you use the free arm, you'd sew from the other side, wouldn't
That's
you?
true, and I'm really wanting to keep my eye on the easing because that needs my focus.
In fact, sometimes it's better, I'm going to contradict you, Beverly, completely now. Sometimes it's better to keep the table on because that way, like you're saying, you're looking at the next couple of centimetres. You've got the next couple of centimetres flat out. Yeah. Whereas if you've got the free arm, you're stitching what you're stitching and the rest is going around underneath the machine.
No, it's very useful, especially for cuffs.
Yes.
But in this situation...
And jeans, when you do the hems on jeans.
Yes. In this situation, I'm just... when I'm looking at this bit that I've already pulled up the threads for, I'm kind of manipulating it with my fingers and making sure that I don't get any puckers. But like I said, if you do, you can always go back over that bit.
Yeah.
And some fabrics ease in more easily than others as well.
Yeah. Oh, yes,
because
definitely.
of the way they move.
Yeah.
Due to the warp and the weft.
Now, don't want to rush you, but we've got 10 minutes left.
Okay.
And I know you want to talk about, or something else you wanted to talk about apart from the sleeve as well, wasn't there? While Jennifer's stitching that, this little book has been very, very, very popular today. Brand new today, handy pocket guide of sewing supplies. Pop it in your handbag, it says, or the jeans pocket, fit in your pocket, and take it with you when you go shopping, because we can't remember everything, can we? And if you're looking in now, for instance, I'll go straight to the back. It's got a whole section on interfacing. When Hannah goes shopping for fabric, she's terrified about asking for facings. She's very shy in real life. And she doesn't like to ask the lady or the man in the shop about the right interfacings. And she doesn't know what she's asking for. And because she doesn't know about sewing, when they say, well, are you doing this or are you doing that? She doesn't know. So have a little book like this. Mind you, she knows about that because she loves her Christmas stuffing. It's got everything in here. Just got all you need to know about. And also the fabrics, it's got notions there. It's got fabric details here. Put it in your pocket or your handbag. Hayley keeps hers in her handbag. £5.95. Hayley's got a sewing machine, doesn't know how to use it. She's getting there. She's got it out the box. How are you doing over there?
Very good. It's just not something that you can whiz around.
No.
So I'm just coming towards the front notches.
Oh, you're nearly there. Then you're 3/4 of the way around.
Yeah. And then the other thing I can mention while I'm sewing it is that they recommend, and I definitely would too, reducing the size of the seam allowance down. Because it's quite a small armhole, you can feel the seam allowance.
What you mean once you've sewn it, cut it right back?
Neaten it.
Yes.
They suggest doing another line of stitching after this one, 6 millimetres out that way.
Yeah.
And then trimming the seam allowance down, neatening it and trimming it down. I actually put that through the overlocker and trimmed it down.
Yeah, and if you haven't put an overlocker, you could put a really, really fine bias binding, like a silk bias binding, silky bias binding around there.
But a 1.5 centimetre seam allowance on this type of sleeve in your armhole, in that area.
Because it's quite a fitted one, isn't it?
You could feel it. So it's definitely worth making it smaller and neatening it.
Yeah. But you could do a really, really... You leave all the excess there, do a really, really fine bias binding, then cut away all the excess, and then just twist it over and bind and stitch it, like if you're going to do the Hong Kong seam. Just match it with that.
Lost a pin there.
Oh, they're brand new.
I'll find it after.
I've got it here.
So...
Right, brilliant.
So what we've aimed for is a roll for it to have it.
Yes, which you've got.
Yeah.
Now, would you press that with the ham or would you press it with the sleeve?
I think I'd go for the ham because
Oh,
it's
okay.
or the...
it's gone. No. Oh, you got it. You got it.
I think that lends itself to that sleeve shape.
Yes. Do you want to show us? Are you ready to press it yet? Sorry,
yes.
That's me just saying. Use
yeah.
the ham.
So in terms of the rest of the garment, it's a neck facing that would go on, but I think the sleeves are so much a feature. It's worth spending time on it, isn't it?
So whichever sleeve you did, so you've had to ease that one in, you've eased that one in, and you're easing that one. They're all the same shape sleeve head.
They are. They're all sort of embellished from there down, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's the difference between them.
So if you didn't want any embellishment on them, you just wanted a short sleeve, you could finish the pattern there, couldn't you? Just have a little short sleeve.
Yeah, you could.
If you want that simple... French, I think it's very French. The ham is being used under there. You can't see it. It's £11 under there. But that's an ideal way of using it.
I'd also steam that and take those stitches out.
So when would you use? When not necessarily on that blouse? When would you use a sleeve presser like this?
Useful for the shoulder, I think. Do-si-do.
I thought you were coming over here. That was.
Yeah, useful for the shoulder, I think.
Yes. But also, if you've got cuffs on something, it's really good for putting in the cuff of a jacket and pressing around. Because little Paul has to have every jacket he's got. How long? Oh, OK. 8 minutes left.
Probably useful for the top of the tulip, I'm thinking, as well.
Yeah, exactly. But they're always ideal to have, the ham and the, we call it a sausage roll, it's a tailor's sleeve roll, £7.45.
Where you've got that crossover at the top of the tulip. So, they're both in. Lots of red thread.
We were taught never, ever, ever to tack in red at college for some reason.
Ah.
Don't know why.
But it's quite good in this instance,
it's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant.
It's very clear what's happening. So the neatening needs to be done. So in whichever way you choose, whether it's overlocking or neat zigzag or something like that.
So there's a facing that goes on the neck.
There is, yes, which I have here, which is already interfaced and overlocked.
Right.
So,
and that just... did you understitch that one as well?
No.
So you just stitched it on, right sides together, and turned it through?
Yes.
Actually, no, sorry. I did understitch it.
Oh, okay.
That's the correct answer.
Did you understitch on this one?
No, I bound it.
No, exactly.
Yeah. So, yes, that's understitched.
Okay. So you just have a look there. That's just understitched, so it's not going to... Because what happens, sometimes when you buy a garment, isn't it, the facing comes away, whereas this has been understitched down, you see there. So it's caught the seam allowances inside there, so it's going to sit nicely like that. And then as you take the facing round the back. Now, we've put in the kit, we've put hooks and bars, which you could just hook and bar it together at the top there, which would be really sweet to make it edge to edge like that. Or you could do what Jennifer's done, get a little button, and she hasn't turned the button on yet, and make a little rouleau loop, and just have a little detail there. You might have, you only need to do one single button. It's really sweet, isn't it?
And also just hand slip stitch those facings to the seam allowance.
Yeah, so
keep them in place.
So it doesn't flick back and everything. Right, the graphics at the moment are for... Oh, it doesn't have the colour on it, does it? Hang on. It's this one anyway, is it? This one, the coral one, Have a look then. That's that one there. So you get 2.5 metres of fabric, the thread, the hooks and eyes, the pattern and the interfacing there. OK, the other one, say the colour. That one doesn't for some reason. Have you seen the film All About Eve?
No, I haven't.
You have to watch it.
I really should.
You have to watch it.
Add that to my list. I'll add it to my list.
Yeah, that Now Voyager and All About Eve, Betty Davis's 2 best films. You have to go and see those. I've Now Voyager on my Sky Plus thing, and I just watch it too many times. Anyway.
So I've taken that line of ease-stitching that was out and visible, just to give us an idea of what
but
can
it
be
does
achieved.
give it that lovely... It's not a gathered sleeve head, it's just a full sleeve head, isn't it?
And the stitching just makes a huge difference to that process. And then this is what I was talking about before, so I think we're quite close to running out of time.
Oh, no, you're right. You've got a couple of minutes yet.
So another line of stitching, 6 millimetres from that one, and then trim it all down.
But if you've got an overlocker, you could just overlock right down to that line of stitching, couldn't you? Because, as you say, you don't want any bulk or anything in your armhole.
And I usually neaten with the ease side underneath, because I find with an overlocker, if I have it that way up, it tends to move everything that way.
Right.
And you get a kind of drag on the neatening. Whereas that way, I think it's to do with the differential feed. You end up with a neater seam allowance.
Exactly. Jennifer will be back tomorrow as well, by the way. I'll tell you in a minute when we show you the menu what she's going to be doing today. Is it Natasha or Amy tomorrow? Oh, silence. It's Natasha. OK, so now, hem. OK, so we've got 2 minutes left, so we'll get the menu out for tomorrow in a second. Oh, got it. How would you hem that?
Well, I did a neat machined hem on this particular one.
Yes.
But I think on this style, and what McCall's recommend, is pressing up and hand hemming, so that you get a very clean edge. And I think they've allowed just over 1 inch.
Oh, because there's no top stitching anywhere else on it, is there? So that could be...
Yeah, when you take just
on this one, you can see it on the... I do top stitching to match the top stitching on the tulip sleeve. On this one, there's no top stitching at all, so maybe you would. But I always think sometimes, unless you're a really, really, really good hand stitcher, you still see it, don't you? So I'd rather see a little machine line rather than a deep hand line. Yeah. Shall we have a look at tomorrow's? Coming up tomorrow. Oh, it's sewing machine day tomorrow. 8 o'clock. Oh, no, I know now. This is... isn't Jennifer Taylor in tomorrow as well? So you're doing the apron masterclass and the cloth kits jacket, are you, tomorrow?
Yes, I am.
So it's this Jennifer at 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock, and it's Jennifer Taylor at 8 a.m. doing sewing machine TLC, and then at 10 o'clock she's doing fat quarter fun. All of that with Natasha. Now I've got to go over and do my bundles. Thank you ever so much indeed, as per. And I will make her finish it when we go afterwards. Anyway, come on, come with me. Right, I've got 6 bundles, three different colourways. Starting with the coral. So this is the coral, right? So this is the size 6 to 14. You get 2.5 meters of the fabric. You get thread, you get hooks and eyes, you get interfacing, and you get the pattern for £38.95. Right, I've also got that on the other side there, which is at the bottom of the screen there. I'll show you the still for the large, the 14 to 22 one. Oh, hang on. There was a still. Did you say still? Yeah. Yeah. There you go. There you go. There you go. Then we've also got it in the linen, which is the one that, it's not real linen, it's the colour linen, which is the one that Jennifer's been using there. Very lightweight, gorgeous, summery colour, and a very neutral colour, very good to mix and match with things. So we've got it in the 6 to 14 here, 2.5 meters of fabric, thread, eyelets, and the interfacing. Right, the graphics are just playing up there. Anyway, there you go, the 6 to 14 in the... You see, none of them say the colour. So it doesn't, it's called linen. The colour is called linen. The fabric is linen effect, but it's 100% cotton. It's not linen at all. Okay? And then across the bottom... Oh, yeah? It's not called white linen, it's just called linen effect, that one, in the colour linen. But there you go. You know which one it is, because you see from the picture. If you're confused by any of these, just if you look on the internet, on the web, just go below where you can watch me doing what I do, and then everything that from today's show is available underneath there. You just click on it and put it in your basket. Oh, actually, could you get me that ironing? Could you just pass Richard, get me that iron thing? So I'd like to say that before I go. Yeah. Right, and then this is the green one. This is the 6 to 14, this one. It doesn't matter why I'm doing this, they're both the same. It's just that pattern's 6 to 14, and that one there is 14 to 22. Okay. We've done the graphics, haven't we, right? Oh, no, not yet. No, I'm waiting. Have they cut off? I haven't got any noise at all. Oh, they're back. That's the 6 to 14, and then the one across the bottom of the screen is a 14 to 22. Okay, now, before I go, make sure you get one of those. Before I go, you've just got to remember this. This was brand new yesterday. Brand spanking new yesterday. It's our pressing cloth. It's our new pressing cloth. They call it a pressing blanket. It's 90 by 60 centimetres, £24.95. You've got poplin on the top, you've got the heat resistant on the bottom, and you've got the wadding in the middle there. People's asking, like I just said, asking for one of these. This is ours now, this is what we have. Yesterday we bought enough for a month, and 90-odd% of them went. Just a few left, but they will be reordered. Right, I've got 1 minute to tell you if you've got any issues at all. I don't mean personal issues, I mean issues to do with today's show. Then all you need to do is ring the number, 0800 112 44 33. And the call centre are there all day, every day, and they're really, really good, and they're really, really helpful. So please, please, please give them a call. Now, you can also go to the web, right? If you go to our website, which is www.sewingquarter.com, there it is there, you see, right? You can watch us live. You can see all of the items that we've had in today's show. If you just scroll down there. Don't send us a message now because we won't be here. And also, while you're there, go and look at the website, because there's the shop, there's projects, there's learn, there's all sorts of things on the website. It's just fantastic. Anyway, thank you. Oh, thank you so much for your company today. I'll be back on Friday, I think it is. Jennifer's tomorrow with Natasha and the other Jennifer as well. Have a lovely few days, and I'll see you bright and early on Friday morning. Bye.
Sewing Quarter is at the very heart of sewing, as we bring you all things sewing and quilting. The team behind us live and breathe sewing day to day. We strive to bring you exclusive offers, exciting live demonstrations, and most importantly, we will custom cut fabric to your specification in our very own cutting room. We will also be bringing you TV exclusives that you won't be able to find anywhere else. So come and join us today at the Sewing Quarter.
Welcome to the Sewing Quarter!